1, fight!
Welcome to not a Street Fighter tournament, but an actual Nick Cage versus Keanu Reeves tournament. So this should be a fun time. This is, technically speaking, for tournament fights, this is only our 13th tournament fight where we've done an actual versus. So tournament fights versus specifically, but we've done hundreds of these. So if you've seen this, you know how it goes. But I am your host, Jordan, the movie hero Anderson, and I'm excited to talk about these. Two great actors, because they're two of my favorites, two that get just wild and crazy, but they can also have their kind of softer moments from time to time. So, but yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll jump into it. So I will start with my co-host, Mr. Austin Pez Howell.
Hey,
how's it going?
Yeah. It'll be a tournament of big personalities and people that have dabbled in geekdom and franchises and things like that. Oh, and we also have Keanu Reeves versus Nick Cage. I was alluding to our panel. So, yeah. right. So, but it should be a fun time. Yeah, well, we got some fun people that we love doing these shows with them. One of them in particular is our first time. We're glad we can get him. But we'll start with Mr. Adam the Razor Witt.
Hello, sir. Good to see you guys. I'm very excited for these two actors. This is such a great, what a great thing you've let us. I'm sure a lot of other people wanted this one, but I'm happy you guys have let us in to talk about these two actors.
Well, it worked out because we wanted to. They both had movies recently, Renfield, John Wick 4, and we were like, let's pair them up. They both have very interesting careers and kind of a lot of parallels. So yeah, like let's get them going.
Sure thing.
Yeah, I've had to turn down at least like 4 or 5 people for this.
This had to be well requested. You sent me a list of premises, and I was like, oh, these two, and it's an actual cage match.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah, exactly. But one of our other panelists I was alluding to that we've been trying to get him on for quite a while. We finally been able to work it out, so we're excited to have him. We got Kevin Smetts, the Smasher.
There
What's up?
This is we're going to be talking about Constantine for the whole time, right? Because
I'm here for Amos and Andrew. I don't know about the rest of you guys, but
yeah,
I'm just glad I can make it. I was telling these fellas before we started. It's been my fault that it's been delayed so many countless times.
Oh, mine too.
Just our schedule's not lining up. And then I finally was like, all right, I have an hour. Like I wrote to the thread. I'm like, I'm not knowing about this show. Sorry. I'm actually kind of excited to deep dive. I saw a couple of the premises that I like. Yeah. But I was like, I got an hour. That'll be done before then, right? And they're like, actually, we have like a 5-hour stream. And I was telling my wife, because we have a sick kiddo at home right now, telling my wife, I'm like, man, I don't know if we're going to be able to swing it. But I'm glad I could pop in. I just I might pull an Irish exit where you don't see me anymore. If that happens, just know that I got to attend to a sick baby, and it's tough working from home, and then the baby's not at daycare. So,
Smetts, I just wanted to let you know we haven't met each other. We have met each other in person before, actually. In Houston, the first Houston Schmodown at Booker T's school. I was there as part of a road trip. I have pictures.
Look at that!
Look at me. I was like 30 pounds lighter. Fantastic.
I'm not expecting you to remember it because you were maybe a little inebriated, but that's
was it at the bar? I remember you if it was at the bar. That looks like it was at the bar.
Yes, that was at the bar. And that same night I gave Robert Meyer Panetta a ride back to the hotel because you guys had like a Uber line. It said it was going to be like an hour at like 1 a.m. to get an Uber. So I said, come on, I'll give you a ride.
Nice.
What movie did you guys talk about on the ride back?
We talked about our dogs. We didn't talk about any movies. We talked about dogs.
Nice. Well, so have one more panelist. Last but certainly not least, we got Mr. Paul S. Preston Esquire in the building.
There he is.
What's up, Paul?
Yeah.
I brought my dinner because I know this stuff takes forever. Listen, we have Smetts for a limited time. If you lead with Prisoners of the Ghostland versus Willy's Wonderland, I'm going to slap you through the thing. Get to the good stuff while we got Smetts. We're all excited to hear from him.
There's a big bombshell waiting too.
Start with the deep cuts.
I'm going to try to stay as long as I can before this bombshell.
I got you. We'll get there, but I will say, and that'll lead into the explanation of how things work. We have a tournament I've put together. Keanu Reeves versus Nick Cage, but there are no seeds. It's like a March Madness bracket. There are no seeds, so everything is completely random. I throw them into a wheel, I spin the wheel, and we see what happens. So turns out actually a good amount of them are actually Keanu Reeves versus Nick Cage. They kind of worked out that way. I didn't plan it that way, but it did. But you have a few that are Keanu, and a few that are Nick Cage. We do have some good matchups. I probably at least the first one is a banger right off the bat, so it should be good. But yeah, basically we go around the horn. Jordan will slide us on over here in a second. We'll bring up the bracket that I've got ready to go. We'll start at the bottom, each one, and everybody will get, try to keep it about 30 seconds or less or so, just commenting on the movies, and you vote for one, and we do that. So once we're done with the outer brackets, Smetts probably won't be here for this part, but that's okay. Once we get done with the outer brackets and move to the inner, we speed it up big time. We go into like kind of
true. The initial opinions hold, and then we move on.
And then we move on to the inner brackets, and we speed through those.
Speed round.
Finish.
Yeah.
So
let them fight.
That's kind of how it works. Yes.
Yes.
And so we'll rotate the order of the voting each time. So it'll start at the bottom, and the next one it'll scoot up and up and up. So there you go. That's how it kind of works. It's very easy. It's very, very, very easy.
Yeah.
That's a pick
very simple. And in the case when someone has to drop off, we do have one or two people on standby that we may or may not bring in. We'll kind of see how it's going, how we're doing on time, all that stuff. So
we try to have 5. That way there's no ties, and it makes it a little easier. So
it makes it easier. So
ideal.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have tiebreaker procedures, but if we don't have to use them, I'd prefer not to.
Yeah.
All right, Jordan. Let's get this
I'll go ahead and
rolling.
bring up the bracket here. Should
all right.
pop up there. And then Austin has the control of the bracket. I'll be doing everything else. But
all right. So Paul's at the bottom. You'll be first for. It's going to be Lord of War versus the Devil's Advocate. All right. All right. So we have a true Keanu versus Nick Cage one here. Paul, what do you think?
Yeah.
I haven't seen either of them. Kevin?
Oh, really?
Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing.
I'd like to see Lord of War most of the time.
Wait, before you move on, you got to vote no matter what. You have to vote.
Yeah.
So whichever one
you haven't
seen them, you got to vote.
Yeah, Lord of War is an Andrew Niccol film, if I'm not mistaken, who has very intriguing sci-fi to his name. Taylor Hackford, I think, directed Devil's Advocate. This is Pacino's overacting era, so I want to see Lord of War more. So I'm going to vote for that I want to see it more.
Yeah, there you go. Now that's fine. You vote for whichever one you want to see more. You're more intrigued by the poster, whichever poster is better, however you want. But you got to vote.
Just whatever you want to do.
You got to vote no matter what. But Smetts, what do you think about this one?
I have only seen The Devil's Advocate. Is Lord of War something that they just announced they're doing a sequel, or am I?
Yes.
I heard that. Yeah.
It's a good movie. Very good movie.
So I always think if something's going to warrant a sequel, I'm going to go just based on that because The Devil's Advocate was okay. I'm going to go Lord of War.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Adam.
Listen, you're saying Titanic is a bad movie?
There is a Titanic 2 from Asylum if you'd like to check that out.
Oh, I suppose.
Right.
It's a real movie.
There was a fan trailer once for Titanic 2, and they edited it like a thriller where it was the search for Jack Dawson's frozen body. And they edit it, and it takes place in modern times, and it's ridiculous. I'm talking at the Genesis before even YouTube. I remember finding that on like a forum.
Did they cut it in with that Iceman movie with Timothy Hutton where they break him out of the ice?
I'm sure it was one of those where they used a lot of different movies. It could be very true. Huh?
Is it called Jack's Back? Is that the one they did? I think.
I think so.
Yeah.
It could be,
I got to tell you, this is probably Lord of War because Nicolas Cage is one of the greatest actors of all time, and Keanu blends into the background of a lot of movies, I'm realizing, with one like this. However, I have such a great memory of The Devil's Advocate because I was a big sneaker into movies at the time, but I would usually pay for a movie and then I'd sneak into a free movie. This was the first time nobody was at the ticket taking thing. So I was like, I bet I could just walk in. And I did. And I saw this for free. And then I snuck into what's the one with John Travolta that's like in
Michael
Shout,
Phenomenon
Perfect
or something like that.
Phenomena.
No. It's at this time,
Michael?
but it's like it's never mind. I'll look it up. But anyway, so I had a better time.
This is like our old movie guys team, Adam. Where you do that and I pitch ideas of what you could be talking about.
Right. It's also it's Dustin Hoffman and John Travolta, right? And it's about
Hero.
media.
No.
It's about media.
It's something city.
I want to call it 15. Yes, something city. I want to call it 15
City.
minutes. Same year, but
Yeah.
What is it?
But anyways, I'm gonna go with Lord of War. That movie's super underrated. Every time it comes up on tournament fights, yeah, Nick Cage is great as a arms dealer. He's awesome. Jared Leto's good in the movie. Ethan Hawke is like chasing him the whole movie. He's having a good time. So yeah, I think that movie is still really underseen and really great. So I'm gonna go with Lord of War.
Yeah, and I think I'd also go for the Lord of War. We did an episode recently of movies that have never appeared on tournament fights before. So before this, I picked Lord of War for one of my movies I wanted to talk about because this movie is freaking awesome, and it's one of the really good Jared Leto movies. I'm not a huge fan of him in everything that he does, but when he brings it, he really brings it, and he's good. And then Ethan Hawke's great. Got Donald Sutherland in there for a little bit too, so it's a pretty solid cast. So and the Devil's Advocate, I'm just not the biggest Al Pacino fan as far as like some with later stuff, but I love the earlier like the Godfather stuff and like all of that. Like
Little Al. This is Big Al.
Yeah, like Little Al.
Once he played Big Boy Caprice, he never let it go.
All spent in love and business. Benjamin Franklin.
Once he became the cool Al. Yeah.
All right. It's going to be Lord of War. We'll move on to our next one, which will be
I like
Leaving Las Vegas is Oscar winner against Parenthood.
I'm changing my vote to Mad City for the previous one.
Thank you.
There you go.
I mean, a movie that's never been referenced ever since, right? Has anyone ever made any reference to Mad City? Has it ever been on cable?
Kevin, you'll be first on this one. What do you think?
Well, Leaving Las Vegas is the superior film, but one of my earliest in theater memories is seeing Parenthood in a theater. I mean, my first ever was Return of the Jedi. I literally remember Luke doing the backflip and saying, "Your thoughts betray you, Father." Like, literally remember it from the theater as a kid. But Parenthood's one of my earlier ones too. So going Parenthood for personal reasons, though. Leaving Las Vegas is the superior movie. I like to throw a little. I like to be like the Cinderella teams in these early rounds. Knock out a couple. Ringer.
Yeah, hit him straight in the nose.
Yeah. Well, Adam,
what do you say?
I have a feeling people use the term a better movie or superior movie for more serious movie. I think when we talk about Leaving Las Vegas versus these two movies, we were like, it's the more serious movie, therefore it's better. But it's boring compared to Parenthood. And Parenthood is a very well-directed movie. It's just a comedy, and comedies aren't considered directed. I don't know why that is.
You caught me dead to rights, dude. Honestly, I was just wanting to sound like I wanted everyone to know that I.
Oh, did I bust you? Well, of course, Mike Figgis is better than Ron Howard. I don't know. Is he? He's more serious than Ron Howard, but fuck some of those movies.
Yeah.
I'll go Parenthood.
Okay.
All right.
I love that Keanu's in that. I forget that all the time. Too.
Yeah. He's still kind of in Bill and Ted mode in that movie.
Plimpton. I'm forgetting her.
Oh, Martha Plimpton.
Yeah.
Right.
Martha. Yeah.
I like Parenthood.
Mosquito Coast's Martha Plimpton.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once or twice, but I'm a big Rick Moranis fan, so I go back to it for Rick Moranis. Like he's fun in that movie, and Joaquin Phoenix, in that movie. So that's good. But I saw Leaving Las Vegas for the first time not too long ago, and I really loved it. I like Elizabeth Shue a lot too, and I think it would be a little weird if the movie that he won an Oscar for didn't at least make it out of the first round. So I'm going to vote for
that would be weird.
Just me personally, but you guys can vote for Parenthood. That's fine.
But you know what? Also, screw when they get the Oscar and they go in a completely different route. His most boring years were the first. He went crazy immediately after the Oscar. Never mind. Nicolas Cage is the exception to that.
Yeah.
He got boring later, I think.
Yeah.
But
no, he went crazy with Con Air and Face Off.
Right, that was immediately after. Right.
After.
Admirable.
Yeah.
Awesome. Love it.
Yeah. Jordan.
Well, so I saw Leaving Las Vegas for the first time only a few months ago, and that movie is really hard to watch because it's like Nick Cage literally almost drinking himself to death. Like how much he drinks. It's like scary, and like how you fear for the guy. And Parenthood I actually watched for the first time today because I wanted to prep for this, and so
what? Wow,
it was good.
Welcome.
And
that's cool.
right. And Keanu, I mean, he's fun, but the thing is, he's not in it all that much. Like that's kind of my reasoning that he's not really in it a whole lot. And like this, Leaving Las Vegas is a Nick Cage centered movie, and yeah, he won an Oscar for it, and yeah, his performance is just like almost like haunting to me. So I got to go with Leaving Las Vegas.
All right, so this one will come down to Paul. What do you think?
As we know from Harrison Ford, it's not the amount that you're in the movie; it's the quality of the performance.
Yeah.
You can just be in a movie and just yell fire and still have it be one of the best lines.
And I wanted to double check. I cannot believe either one of these guys has not worked with him. That's kind of stunning.
Oh
Yeah.
I think
Not once.
William Hurt was in Road to Perdition for 7 minutes, and he won an Academy Award for it. So, or
Whoa.
nominated.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that was a History of Violence, not Road to
History of Violence.
Oh,
Yeah, dude.
yeah.
I'm retired now.
Also based on a comic book, right?
Yeah. I'm retired, so yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
good. No, I love that movie. That's why. Yeah. Yeah, Paul, what do you think about this one?
Happy to break this tie, young people.
Yeah.
You know, Mrs. Buckman, you need a license to buy a dog or drive a car. Hell, you need a license to catch a fish. But don't let any butt-reaming asshole be your father. I never quote Leaving Las Vegas. The answer is
No,
parent.
you don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Nobody quotes
All
Leaving
right.
Las Vegas.
Okay, there you go. Fair enough. All right, let's scoot it down to
Did I
the
win?
replacements.
The other great line from Keanu in that
All
movie.
right, yeah, the replacements
What was
versus
the line?
Windtalkers.
Did I win? After he
Yeah.
gets in the car wreck.
Yeah.
Oh gosh,
All right.
replacements.
All right, so Adam, yeah, it'll be Windtalkers and their Windtalkers featuring John Roca. All right, so anyways.
Oh, is he in that?
yeah.
Well, that's a
Woodstock,
John
for
Woo
Christ's
movie.
sake. I peed in a
Yeah.
field. Anyway, Parenthood's a masterpiece.
I'm I think I've seen The Replacements. It was in the movie theater when I worked there, but I just never saw it. It was too jockey for me at the time. I was rebelling, but it does have Gene Hackman in it. However, Windtalkers is listed on the credits of the director of Slithis, which I just saw at the New Beverly, and I'm a huge fan of, and I love that Steven Traxler was still working, and that's the movie he worked on, so I'm going Windtalkers.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, Austin, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw The Replacements for the first time not too long ago. That was one that just eluded me. I thought it was okay.
I love Hackman,
not one of my favorite football movies. I love Windtalkers. I've been a fan of this movie ever since it came out in theaters.
Yeah.
I think it gets dunked on for literally no reason at all. I think it's a cool story. Adam Beach is great in it, and the actual war scenes are very well done. John Woo knows how to stage a damn action scene. So
If you're going to get someone to direct one, John
right.
Woo.
So I'm
works.
going Windtalkers. I like that movie.
I'd rather see John Woo direct football too than whoever did Replacements.
That would be something.
Yeah, right.
Food.
Slow motion bird flies
Yeah.
across the
Oh,
land.
God.
Yeah, right.
Fireworks. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I gave Windtalkers a rewatch yesterday because I hadn't seen it since literally when it came
I haven't seen
out.
that
And so
forever.
I wanted to have a refresher. And The Replacement is the movie that I grew up with. And as a kid, I loved this movie. I thought that it was great. Now, as an adult, maybe not as much. It doesn't really hold up so well for me. But in Windtalkers, for me, it's a little slow to start out, and like maybe not like my favorite war movie out there. Like not even in my top 10. But I think though that's still great, especially like the relationship between Nick Cage and Adam Beach and the Native American stuff. I think is really, really cool. So yeah, I think I'll still go with Windtalkers, and it has a great cast. Shout out to Mark Ruffalo and Christian Slater. It's got a decent little cast. So yeah.
Yeah.
Ruffalo's in that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
it is.
It's one of his earlier ones. Yeah. Paul.
Yeah.
He was wallpaper back then. He just was in everything. You never
I
knew.
haven't seen The Replacements, but like Adam said, it does have Gene Hackman in it. But I do have to go with Windtalkers. I saw it. It's a solid war film. You know, there's too many war films for every one of them to stand out in a Full Metal Jacket, Platoon, Apocalypse Now kind of way. But it's big, it's exciting, and Cage anchors it well. So I'd go with that.
All right.
Yeah.
Mr. Smetts, would you go?
Yeah,
with?
Windtalkers for me. Just got to support I am on the Jedi Way show. There's a shameless plug. I'm one of the official
Nice.
co-hosts now. So I got to support my man, John
Awesome.
Roca. But I also knew someone that was a stunt guy on that show too. Or on that movie. So Windtalkers also, it came out in the time.
That's industry term. This is a show.
Sorry, guys. It's
Talking
an inside
industry.
term. But there was a period for like 6 or 7 years where I just ingested every war movie. I liked everything that came out. Saving Private Ryan, obviously, Glory's my favorite movie of all time. But like Saving Private Ryan, what was it? We Were Soldiers. Like anything that came. So I saw Wind Talkers in the theaters. Replacements I remember seeing, but like that didn't necessarily move me. I love Gene Hackman though, but I'm going Wind Talkers for sure. Got to go.
Yeah, that movie washed over.
Clean sweep for the Wind Talkers.
Nice.
All right, sounds good.
Good for John Woo. I just saw Hard Target again. I just love that movie.
So we got The Lake House versus Ghost Rider. The original.
Here we go. Here's the kind of subpar
ones. I'm up first. I saw The Lake House once. Let's just say the reuniting of Sandra Bullock and Keanu wasn't everything I thought it would be.
It wasn't as fast paced as I'd hoped.
Yeah, not enough bus explosions and not enough car chases. Yeah, I wasn't into it.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the Ghost Rider movies are silly and stupid, but they're also, I look back on them now a little more fondly because they were just so simple and they're not connected to a big giant universe. Like the current MCU stuff is a little too. It's like we got to connect every little. It's like we just made a bonkers movie with know Nick Cage and like Sam Elliott in there. So I kind of look on those movies a little fondly. I'll go Ghost Rider. I don't think it'll make it that far, but I'll go Ghost Rider. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've never seen The Lake House, so I can't comment. It's not really a movie I'm rushing out to go see. Really, I'm just like, whatever. But Ghost Rider, I mean, they're fun movies. I'm not going to say that they're great or anything, but
they don't have to be great. They don't know you that.
Yeah, right.
It's called Ghost Rider. This guy's head's on fire. That's a concept.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, and he's a super fun casting for this character. I remember. I went to go see it. Eva Mendes is just gorgeous to look at. And then you got Sam Elliott in there too. I mean, so it's a lot of fun. So
Peter Fonda.
Yeah, right. Peter Fonda's in there. So yeah, I'll go Ghost Rider. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Preston.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while, my late wife Karen would just buy a DVD. And it was once in a while it was a Whale Rider, and I'd go, well, that was interesting. Yeah, it looked cool. And we watch it, and it's like this masterpiece. And then once in a while, it'll be Welcome to Mooseport, which she bought DVD, brought home. She brought home Lake House and told me all about it, and it still sits on the shelf, and I haven't seen it. She brought it home to watch it, told me all about it. Do you guys know what it's about? Even
it's a ghost.
It's like they're in two different times, and they're sending letters back and forth to each other in the mailbox.
The mailbox. The mailbox connects their timelines.
It's a cool premise.
I guess they have a romance, but I haven't seen it. So Ghost Rider.
Mr. Smetts, what do you got?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, I had to see these movies one too many times. So, I don't want to about it, but I mean, the sequel has him pretending like he's pissing with like a flamethrower.
Yeah.
So, and like Adam said, his head's on fire, and that's the concept. So that gets the win. Ghost Rider.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I'm used to training people like Kevin Smetts on trivia on this. So, Kevin, what is the name of the contract?
Contract of Sen
Venganza, yeah.
Jesus.
I'm glad it's not. I don't have to defend my title anymore. Let's
he's
say that.
here to relax and just talk movies,
right.
not answer trivia
I
questions.
I'll name the angels: Wallow, Gressel, and Water, Gressel, Earth, and never mind. Thank God. You know, literally, I was talking to some of the other competitors. It's all gone from all of us. Like the second it went away,
it's like when you take Spanish in high school and then you get out of high school and it just floats away.
It's totally perfect example.
You don't say anymore.
No.
By the way, I am hilariously right now working on a project that involves a lot of Star Wars footage, and so. But my producer doesn't know any of the Star Wars characters. So as we're going through it, she's like, yeah. And then, but I correct her on everything. So it's really funny. So she's like, and then take the lizard face guy. And I'm like, Bosk. Yeah. And then put it before this, the elephant nose guy. Watto. But that's our communications. Well, okay. One of these movies I haven't seen, and one of these movies I've seen 10 times and made Paul Preston go on opening night. Right. So I'm gonna go Ghost Rider. I'm the biggest live action superhero fan. I love these movies. I love that Nicolas Cage is in Ghost Rider of all things, and the second one is absolutely nuts. And Cage is his nutsest.
Well,
And boy, what an imprint on what could be just a normal, boring superhero movie by auteur Mark David Stephen Chapman or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Andrew Johnson. So yeah, Ghost Rider, baby.
All right. Well, the second one's in here somewhere. It's in this
When in Rome director, right?
Yeah,
right. That's
Probably,
right. Mark Steven Johnson.
Ooh.
All right, so we got Bill and Ted Face the Music. The most recent
Oh, that
one.
was so good.
And we got The Rock, Michael Bay's The Rock.
That was only okay.
All right, so but Jordan will be up first on this one.
Well, I'll say that I was pretty late to The Rock because I'm not a big Michael Bay fan, so like I was a little unsure. But like people tried to assure me that The Rock was really good, and it is good. Like it is a lot of fun. I feel like Sean Connery's like kind of a little bit in James Bond mode, sort of a little bit. But
that's the fan theory, right?
That's the fan theory that he's James Bond. Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it with that in mind, and maybe I'll like it a little better.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
watch it with that in mind.
But it's one of the more watchable Michael Bay movies, and I mean, it's fun, but I want to throw some love to Bill and Ted Face the Music because it's so good. It gets some hate that like it doesn't really deserve. I don't feel like because
no way.
You have these two guys just going right back into their characters.
Incredible.
They look at they're just having a blast. That they have great chemistry. Like it's just a lot of fun. And the only thing for me that could have made this any better is having George Carlin back, which we can't. But they did the best that they couldn't. Mm-hmm. I think that it really worked. So I'm gonna say Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Okay, Paul S. Preston Esquire. What are you going for?
Yeah.
I'm of the unpopular opinion that The Rock is not that good. I mean, you could.
No, it's not that good.
You could convince someone quickly that it's a Michael Bay movie. It's so not great. There are long stretches that are done for jokes that don't work with me at all. So I'm not a fan.
Right.
But Bill and Ted Face the Music. I went to Yellowstone because all you could do is go outside during half of the lockdown and pandemic. Mm-hmm. So I went to 13 different national parks, and one of them was Yellowstone. Drove all the way, stopped in Zion and Grand Teton on the way, went to Idaho. And on the way back, I realized, wait, Utah is showing movies. LA was not showing movies at the time.
Yeah.
Utah was, and they were showing Bill and Ted Face the Music. So not only is it an enjoyable film, but I saw it in the theater after I hadn't seen a movie in months. I mean, I saw Tenet, but those were like the only two movies I saw in like a year. And so for all the enjoyment it brought me, plus it's good, Bill and Ted Face the Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Kevin.
Your best. Losers always whine about being the best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen. The Rock. How dare you? How dare you? And I love that it's a Bond movie to me. That's my headcanon.
Yeah, it's got those cheesy one-liners, for sure.
Adam?
Well, I was such a big fan of, and Paul and I just rewatched The Fugitive for our Ford Fiesta, and that was the movie that just made me like the action anatomy of how that's put together and how in editing you can create great action. Michael Bay knew none of that, and it annoyed the hell out of me. And I have since become a Michael Bay fan, oddly, with like The Last Night, where I'm like, oh, he's just nuts, and it works. I think if I went back, I'd love that now, but I'm just going to hold on to my old opinion because Bill and Ted Face the Music, the idea of doing a new Bill and Ted movie could have been such a disaster, could have went so poorly, and that was just so perfect. It was such a warm hug, so perfectly well done, and I have no love for The Rock. It's fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's very 96. Let's go Bill and Ted.
Sounds good. Austin.
Yeah, I also saw Bill and Ted Face the Music in theaters. I had to drive an hour I live right outside of Asheville, North Carolina, but I drove down to Greenville, South Carolina, an hour away because there was a small kind of mom and pop theater with like 6 screens that was still open. And so I saw a double feature one day of Bill and Ted Face the Music and the New Mutants. So
I'm so jealous of that. Yeah, that's amazing.
And then went back about a month later and saw Tenet. And saw Tenet in the theater. So that was I got to see a few things. But yeah,
and New Mutants. That was my double.
I was the only person in the theater watching
And New
Tenet in a giant theater, so
Wow.
but it was still fun. But yeah, it was good stuff. I like Bill and Ted Face the Music. I like it a lot. I like The Rock too. Don't get me wrong. Like
Oh, sure, it's fine.
I like 90s
Michael Biehn in it. How bad could it be?
Michael Biehn,
Yeah.
Ed Harris. It's got
Ed Harris,
Candyman, Tony Todd is in there.
Yeah.
It's got William Forsythe. A hell of a cast, like really good.
Ed
cast.
Harris? PLD
Yeah,
would be
Ed
yelling
Harris
at
is
us.
Phenomenal.
Right.
So this is tough, but actually, I will also show some love to Bill and Ted Face the Music. Why not?
It is a tough choice, actually. But
Yeah.
All right, so there you go, 4-1.
by the
All
way,
right,
I imagine Austin and Paul are like Superman the movie when he just wakes up in the middle of the night. Like when there's movies nearby, when there's no movies, it's just like hearing the green crystal. You're like, wait, there's movies. There's movies. Like, and you just find your
I
way
have
from
to find them.
that's how keyed in you guys are.
You see what you got to do. Yeah, no, I was
Movies
looking
are
at it.
here.
Next, we've
I
got
sense their presence.
we've got the
Yeah.
classic that is Chain Reaction with Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman against Keanu Reeves in
I
there.
don't
and,
remember anything
Something's
about
Gotta
Something's
Give.
Gotta Give. I don't
Yeah,
remember anything
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, all right. We'll go with Paul first.
That's funny
What's
you
the
should
plot
mention
of
Chain
that?
Reaction because we just watched The Fugitive, as Adam said, and Chain
Right.
Reaction was Andrew Davis's next film, where he
Yes.
started to decline after making the best Chuck Norris movie there was, the best two
Steven Seagal movie.
Steven Seagal
Yeah.
movies there was.
Yes.
He finally got cast members worth the direction he was giving those guys in the package, and then doubled that for The Fugitive, and then he started to slide. So I haven't seen Chain Reaction. We were living in Chicago when they made it, but boy, everything I heard was just terrible. Now, Something's Gotta Give is about as entertaining as a Nancy Meyers movie gets,
Oh,
which
that's
is
a
not
bad.
entirely unentertaining, but
I would've
not
put that.
entirely Parenthood. So
I
Keanu
agree
actually
that
is
it's a
quite
movie.
good in this. He plays a doctor. He's actually got a side dramatic role, and it's one of his better performances, actually. So for that, I'm going to go with Something's Gotta Give.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin.
Kevin.
I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for any of those Nancy Meyer movies, especially that they all look with that same exact poster.
I know.
One
Look
on
at that.
top, actor 2 on the bottom.
That's where I'm like,
You
which
know-
one is this?
Yeah, like, and I love What Women Want. I always liked that as a kid, but like The Holiday, it's complicated. It all has that same poster of like
Yeah.
right in the middle.
People
So,
smiling off in the distance. posters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and Chain Reaction looks like that makes me miss Blockbuster videos.
Look at that 90s poster,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, so
Because like
nice.
you see that at Blockbuster, you would even like if you were like making it a weekend, maybe you'd stick that on the bottom alongside the other ones that you were aiming for. So
It even looks. I'll say this: like how the Fugitive poster has him running, like Keanu's running, and like it's kind of the same thing with like some faces,
Yeah.
like Tommy Lee Jones's face for Harrison Ford running. It's like almost the same poster.
Well, look
Like,
look how radical the Fugitive poster is, because there's nothing else quite like that one. And this one firmly has 1 foot planted in the sea of heads that's about to happen for the rest of that decade that Chain Reaction's in. You know,
Yes.
it's got 1 foot in the sea of heads too.
But yeah, my vote will be, since I haven't seen Chain Reaction, it will be Something's Gotta Give.
Okay,
'Cause I have seen that.
Yeah, I haven't seen Something's Gotta Give, and because of just my nostalgia for The Fugitive, and I did see Chain Reaction, and I enjoyed it at the time. I didn't think it was very good, but just because I was following Andrew Davis, and hey, it's got Keanu, it's it's who else is in that? There is that
Morgan Freeman.
Oh, Morgan Freeman, yeah. So yeah, I'll go Chain Reaction. I'll give that a point because I don't know if Something's Got to Give, and I'm not a big Nancy Meyers fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Chain Reaction used to
I agree that they're movies.
Chain Reaction was a staple of like Sunday afternoon WB programming for a little while, for about a year or two. Yeah, so I saw it a lot then, but I haven't seen it really since then. There's about 3 or 4 rom-coms that I've gone back and I can tolerate. It's like My Big Fat Greek Wedding, Just Like Heaven, and oddly enough, Something's Gotta Give. I really like this movie. I like this movie a lot. I think it's really charming. I think Jack definitely carries it. And yeah, Keanu's really charming with Amanda Peet as like the doctor in that movie. And I don't know, I think that movie's really underrated. I like it a lot. So I'll go Something's Gotta Give.
All right.
Yeah, so I have never seen either one of these. So it's like, which one do I want to watch first? Because Something's Gotta Give just looks like something that just doesn't interest me at all. It's just I don't know, like I'm not a Nancy Meyers person. I'm just, I don't know. So a Chain Reaction, I think I could probably have some fun out of it, because it looks like Keanu Reeves is playing a scientist in it, from what I see. And then Morgan Freeman and Rachel Weisz or Weiss, or however you say the name, is they get framed for murder, so they're on the run. So it's kind of sounds interesting. Way more interesting to me than Something's Gotta Give, so I'll go Chain Reaction.
All right, but it's close, but 3-2 for Something's Gotta Give. All right. So we got John Wick, the original, versus Knowing.
Ooh.
Nick Cage. So Mr. Smetts will be up first. On
this is funny that I lead this round. This is the bombshell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Adam Witt's not even going to be here, so he won't even see it.
Uh-oh.
I have never seen a John Wick film.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Adam, did you hear that?
Jeez. Never seen
Adam,
a John
did
Wick
you hear
film.
that? He just dropped
I haven't seen
bombshell.
either of these movies, so it's on.
You've never seen Knowing?
He's never seen any John Wick.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, I remember before one of the free-for-alls, I was nervous. I didn't like before the free-for-alls when I was so ingrained in inner geekdom. I had this list of movies that I would read the wikis and like know about because it was embarrassing that I hadn't seen them and I didn't want to be on stage and like whiff like on an easy one from like, you know, The Big Lebowski, which I've now since seen. Like, so I had this list of like this note studying thing before every free for all I did, just to make sure that like for the ones that I'm embarrassed that I haven't seen, I knew. So I think before Free for All 3, I read the Wikipedia page for the first John Wick, but it's definitely, I'm excited because these movies are right up my alley. I love these kind of movies, and I've just been hanging on. Like, I don't know when I'm going to finally make the jump to see it, but I'm going to give it to John Wick because I don't want to skew it. I think that movie's way better than Knowing. I'm sure of it. So yeah, John Wick. That's the bombshell. Never seen a John Wick movie, but I plan to.
Yeah.
You're going to love it.
I graduated film school without ever seen a Godfather movie too. I ended up seeing them like a year after I graduated. So
I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah.
Sure you pulled that off. But John Wick is a action fan's absolute dream. And it's so weird when I watch any of the John Wick movies, I'm like, I feel like I've seen a lot of this in other movies, yet they're just doing it the best. It's like they took a big Lego house full of like, well, here's the thing I like best about Blade. Here's the thing I like best about Lethal Weapon. Here's the thing I like best. And they just threw it all into a dish and you get John Wick. It's the best. It's a best of action movies. They are the best action movies. They're total art. John Wick is the best damn movie. I've never seen a movie rise higher up my all-time like top 100 than John Wick. That movie's rock star.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Austin.
No, John Wick's on its way to becoming one of the greatest action franchises ever. Yeah, they haven't made a bad movie yet. It's awesome. No. And what I love about them is you can tell the people behind them care about letting the people who know action just do action. Like one of my biggest annoyances is these movies where it's the hyper Taken cutting, cut, and the shaky cam, and you can't tell what the hell is going on. Yeah. These movies pull it back, let guys do great choreography. You see everything.
They're proud of it.
Where everybody, they're proud, and these guys take pride in it. Keanu takes pride in it. Chad Stahelski takes pride in it. John Wick for me. Absolutely.
It's the equivalent of when you would watch old movie musicals, and when a musical was choreographed, the camera would be full with no edits. Because they wanted to show you.
Singing in the Rain, you pull it back and let the three do a tap dancing number right in the middle of the screen and just let it go. Choreography.
That's the way John Wick is. It's like, we want to show off the ballet here. Yeah, it's great.
Of course.
Yeah.
Not the same with Knowing, I have a feeling.
No,
I'm really excited to see it now. You guys are I'm going to go watch it right now, actually.
Please.
You're going to have fun.
Because I'll say, like, I'm the same way. Like I don't think any action franchise just shot up to the top of my favorite movies of all time. I've got 3 out of 4 of the John Wick movies in my top 20 favorite movies of all time now.
Yeah. They're all up there. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's like just when you think one isn't going to get, they can't do any better than the last one, they have another one out and it's even better than the last one. And just give me all the John Wicks. Give me John Wick 10, 11, 12. Just keep them coming. Like these movies.
And they've mastered what everyone wants in a sequel is the same but different. Give me the same but different.
Yeah,
they've mastered that.
Yes.
Hey, it's the same but very different.
But it's very different.
The original one too. They bring it back to like where it's just like not bring it back. I mean, it's the first one, but this is where it's more like simplified. They stole his dog, and it was the last gift from his dead wife, and so it just sends him on a rampage, and like he's pretty upset about it, and he is the Baba Yaga that everyone fears and everyone's afraid of, and I think that's great that they do it that way. And all I want to say about the movie, knowing it, is that I actually really like this movie until the ending. I think
the ending is terrible.
Ending. It's
terrible.
Like the first ending, yeah, horrible. So yeah, easy John Wick. So
all right, Mr. Preston.
I love that they made it a revenge thing, but the people didn't kill his wife. She died of natural causes.
Yeah,
causes. So it's like, I love the way that they like take any. You're like, oh, haven't I seen this before? A guy who's, oh wait, but the revenge is different. Like they always find a different way to do all the classic tropes. It's great.
Yeah.
Well, I got excited about knowing, it's an it's a Vegas magician who can see into the future, is pursued by the FBI because he can perhaps prevent a terrorist attack. Julianne Moore is. Oh, hang on. Oh, that's next. All right, knowing.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Sorry. Smetts, I was the same way. I hadn't seen
numbers and algorithms.
Yeah, I haven't seen these popular chick comedies that were getting asked all the time. I would before I joined the Schmoed, I would sit in the audience of matches all the time. Bring It On, all the time. Clueless, all the time. Mean Girls, and I'm like, shit, I haven't seen any of these. So that's what I did during the lockdown. I finally finally stayed home and watched all these movies. So I knew the ones I was short on and took care of that as quick as I could.
Just in time for the league to go away.
Yeah, right.
You're saying Knowing was one of those? I've been watching Jawbreaker and Knowing. It's all the girly.
Yeah.
But no, it's been mentioned by Jordan. This is the franchise that gets better as it goes. That's the big thing you have to look forward to, Smetts, when watching this. Wick is good. Wick 2 is crazy. Wick 3 is off the rails. Wick 4 is an absolute gargantuan, monstrous action extravaganza that is unmatched by, I think, anything I've ever seen. So kick it off with the first one and kick Knowing out of this match. John Wick is your winner.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that's going to go far in this. And like I have the same feeling of I remember when everyone told me to watch Breaking Bad, and I remember like the day before I started it, I was all excited about it. And then when it was over, I was sad that I had seen it. So I feel like subconsciously I keep pushing it back. I know I have all this goodness waiting for me.
Well, it's like the last two seasons of Battlestar Galactica. I don't want to watch him.
I will say this: John Wick is a former tournament winner and a favorite here on Tournament Fights. So So
he's going to mow down the competition.
Wick, though. Yeah, if I had my way, each sequel would knock the previous one out. So
it's true. Yeah,
and I think that it's rare for a franchise to do that.
All right, got The Family Man versus Raising Arizona. So a little Nick versus me here.
Okay.
All right, and this will start with Adam on this one.
Oh my God, Raising Arizona. I don't even remember what The Family Man's about. Who's that? Who's the director? That's is that like the?
I think it's Ratner.
Brett Ratner. Oh my God, yeah.
It's basically Adam. It's Nick Cage's It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh well, who needs it? And this and I'll tell you what, that is Nicolas Cage's boring era, and that is so offensive that an actor that has as much crazy range as he's done, and all these different eras where he's just nuts, that he has this boring right in the middle. It could happen to you, The Family Man, and I just want to give a middle finger to that era because I'm like, why did you do that to my Cage? Raising Arizona, however, is an absolute masterpiece. One of the most well-edited, written, acted. The Coen brothers are on such another level, man. Raising Arizona. Whenever I would go to people's houses, and at that time, cable would show the same movie 3 times a day, 4 times a day. I guess they still do in some cases. And I just watched Raising Arizona like 10 times during that visit. I was like, it's on again. I'm watching again. So yeah, Raising Arizona, baby.
All right.
Yeah.
You ate sand?
I was gonna say I don't hate The Family Man. I kind of think it's
you can't quote The Family Man.
I can't quote The Family Man, but to be fair, I can't quote Raising Arizona either because I just saw it for the first time like a year ago.
That there Buford's a smart one. He already knows his ABCs.
It was a blind spot for me for a long time, but I did love the music.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it is great.
Those sequences are a ton of fun. It was a good time. I'm not a huge Coen Brothers guy personally, but there's a few that I do like. I did enjoy Raising Arizona, so I'll give it to that. This one,
Nathan Jr., I think.
Yeah,
I don't know. They were jammies. They had Yodas and shit on them.
Yeah. Well,
Ron, you're upsetting the victim.
So I saw Raising Arizona for the first time actually in the 8th grade. It's one of those days where like it's near the end of the year and the teacher doesn't
that's
have
a good
anything left to do. So like, anyone want to watch a movie, and they just threw on Raising Arizona. I'm like, I wasn't sure what to expect. And I was like, this is freaking great. Like, this is awesome. Like, I was just laughing hysterically. Like, just like the chemistry between Nick Cage and Holly Hunter, like that's great. Then throwing John Goodman in there, and then also the crazy guy on the motorcycle, the like Leonard Smalls guy that's like always after him. Like that's great. And then just the whole premise of them going to steal this baby because they have like what is it like? Is it like sex tuplets or something crazy?
Yeah.
Like,
Quintuplets, the Arizona Quints.
Yeah, the Arizona Quints. That's what it is.
And
yeah.
by Arizona, I meant as in Nathan, Arizona. And Nathan, Arizona.
Right, yeah.
Well, hell, you know who he is.
Well, y'all know who he is.
Arizona furniture. Yeah, and the Family Man's fine. I think that it is kind of cool just to kind of see like a what if, or like if he would have taken a different path in life, and you see what happened, how his family could have been different in his life. But I think that it doesn't hold a candle to Raising Arizona. So we'll go with Raising Arizona.
As a pure film, that is just that's a movie. Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Paul.
I haven't seen The Family Man, but ironically, whereas my late wife Karen bought the Lake House, I bought The Family Man years ago. I worked at Universal, and it was cheap, and I bought it. It's still sitting. I haven't seen it. It's sitting there. DVDs. I haven't seen it. Every Christmas I mean to, and then I rewatch, Die Hard or whatever.
Well, maybe after Harrison Ford, we'll do Brett Ratner as a
the Ratner Renaissance. Yeah.
I think you guys should jump into Nick Cage's career. That'd be a hell of a dive.
Yeah, right.
Pretty good candidate.
A little Valley Girl, get it going.
Yeah.
Smalls, Leonard Smalls. Friends call me Lenny, but I got no friends. So stop, you're gonna make me bust out crying.
You can bust
Yeah.
Dresses like a rock star.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that guy, the Polish persuasion, walks in the bar with a big old pile of shit in his hand and say, "Hey, look what I almost stepped in." Call that one away home, because you only get it on the way home.
Marty home, Glenn.
Kevin, what do you think about this one?
Listen, I worked at a movie theater when Raising Arizona came out. I would walk in the theater and watch everyone's reaction to the chase scene and everyone's reaction to the bank heist. Everybody freeze! Everybody on the ground. Well, what's going to be, fella? You want us to freeze or get down on the ground? Because if I freeze, I can't rightly drop. I drop, I'm going to be emotional. Shut up! Stop!
Yeah.
I mean,
they come in funny shapes.
Forsythe, Hunter, Cage, Wilson. I mean, everybody's firing. And it was the first time I saw what a camera could do. Sonnenfeld's like cinematography in that was bonkers.
And that's Raimi's cam. That's the Raimi cam too.
Yeah, well, it's true.
Yeah.
And I think that next year I finally saw Evil Dead 2 on videotape after I'd seen Raising Arizona Theater. So that year, those two movies just like said, "Whoa, I didn't know you could do this." After watching, regular movies, Muggle movies, where they don't move the camera like mad. But good Lord, Raising Arizona opened a lot of doors in terms of what a script. And listen, I love Keanu, but 80s Cage can't be beat. Raising Arizona
can't be beat.
It's tough, yeah.
Hey, Paul, do these balloons come in funny shapes?
Not unless round's funny.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Kevin.
I've seen
So
both
when you
movies.
got a panty on your head, you just drive fast.
You got a panty on your. I believe you got a panty on your.
I can believe you got a panty on your head.
I've seen both these movies. Well, I can't quote as much as these fellas can quote.
Yeah.
Well, we're a little insane on this one. Yeah.
Raising Arizona.
Out of jail.
I do like the Raising Arizona movie way better. Props to the poster too. That always cracks me up. I will say, Family Man, I have seen and enjoyed. I like those movies. I think Sliding Doors did it better. If you ever seen Sliding Doors with Gwyneth Paltrow, it's kind of the same concept of like what happens in one world and you did another life. So shout out to both, but Raising Arizona is definitely that's gonna go far. Judging from the panel, this one's gonna go far.
Yeah,
this one's gonna go far.
I think so.
You boys broke out of jail. Well, no, ma'am. We thought the institution no longer had anything to offer us, and we released ourselves on our own recognizance.
That word is recidivism. Not a pretty word, is it, High?
Yeah.
No, sir. That's one
like this is one of your 6-hour episodes there, pal.
Right.
It's all Raising Arizona.
Well, we'll move on quickly. Can anybody start quoting the architect from Matrix Reloaded?
Turn to the right.
No?
Yeah.
All right.
Why do you say you feel trapped in a man's body? Sometimes I get the menstrual cramps real hard.
God help us when we get back to Raising Arizona in a little while.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta save some. All right, I'll save
Who's
some.
up?
Yeah.
Save some.
Yeah.
Save
Oh,
some
there'll
for
be more.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Who's
this
up
one
first
got
now?
the
I
Matrix
lost track of
Reloaded,
everything.
and it's me. Yeah, Moonstruck
Okay.
and Matrix Reloaded. Yeah, Moonstruck was one.
Oh, God.
I had never seen Moonstruck. Watched it a little bit the other day.
Yeah.
Wasn't really into it. I don't know. It's not my bag. It's not my type of movie. Matrix Reloaded. Yeah, it's not the Matrix, but I will say I think the action sequences are still pretty damn good. I think that
Pretty
highway
cool.
sequence is incredible.
So good.
It's really, really good. Holds up, and yeah, I mean it's still got enough there to where I'll at least say yes for the first round here. So I'll go Matrix.
I mean, it's blasphemy, but we all admit that.
Yeah. Well, the original Matrix was my favorite movie of all time, period, with a bullet for a very long time. Now my favorite movie is Logan because I'm
Oh, really? Logan's your number one?
that character, yeah. So
Yeah.
so yeah, but
It's hard to believe, mate. You got to go see Star Wars and Raiders of the Lost Ark. But go ahead.
well, I have, but yeah, they're up there. So, but
clearly you hadn't. Okay, well, go on.
yeah.
It sounded like you hadn't, but anyway.
Yeah. But the Matrix Reloaded, though, like I have a lot of fun with it. Like you say that highway scene, and then there's a scene where they're fighting in like a stairwell. And
I love that.
The wall. Yeah,
And the music in that scene is so good too.
Yeah, the music's great in it. Yeah, and I do kind of like those kind of like the ghost characters, the white guys. They're like kind of like move through walls. I think that's fun too. So, and I've never seen Moonstruck. I'm not a big Cher fan. I mean, I'm not really rushing up to see it. So I'll give it to the Matrix Reloaded.
I hope you like Italian music because if you watch Moonstruck, every other scene is.
It really is.
It's like Jesus Christ. It's the whole movie.
The whole movie should be called.
Yeah.
Paul.
You come for my brother Johnny.
Yeah.
Nothing is nobody's fault, but sometimes things happen. My brother Johnny comes in here the other day, orders some bread. I said, okay, some bread. So I put my hand in the slicer because I wasn't paying attention, and the slicer chewed off my hand. I don't understand. That's not Johnny's fault. I don't care. I ain't no freaking monument to justice. I lost my hand. I lost my bride. Johnny is his hand. Johnny is his bride. You want me to put my heartbreak away and forget it? I love Moonstruck to death.
Nice.
It is a brilliant movie written by an Irish American and directed by a Canadian about Italian American New Yorkers. That is top-notch romantic comedy, quotable to death if you know it. Somebody did a joke. John Mahoney is great. This is a fantastic movie. Matrix Reloaded was a disappointment. Despite the brilliant action sequences you mentioned, there is not much else. The monologuing is still going on somewhere. Moonstruck.
So Kev, you can see why sometimes we go, hour long for these shows. Probably not going to happen.
Probably not. Yeah.
Especially when you get Adam and Paul together. Just quoting a movie before we can move on. No, we have a good time.
Yeah, I think the over-under on this one's going to be 3.5, probably.
Yeah,
I'm going to have it on in the background here the rest of the night. I'm going to have to go soon, but I want to weigh on this before I leave.
Okay.
Because it is my hour here. Sorry, guys.
Yes.
But Matrix Reloaded. So first of all, Moonstruck, I at first saw the poster and I got confused. Remember there was a movie called Rhinestone with Sylvester Stallone and Dolly Parton?
Yes.
And they're like arm wrestling on the cover, but yeah. So for some reason I thought it was Cher and Sly. So then when I saw the poster, I was like, wait, no. So not Moonstruck, Matrix Reloaded. It has
music with Moon Over Parador.
Yeah, it has the twins. It had one of the greatest game tie-ins ever on the PlayStation, if you remember. The Matrix. I think it was just called.
It was Path of Neo, and then there was Enter the Matrix, and
and so Path of Neo, the game, but you were alongside. Again, it all left.
You were alongside Goes and Jada Pinkett's character.
Yes,
it was like a whole side thing.
Yeah. Yes, and if you rewatch like those cinematics, it actually it makes that everyone on the Ghost. It's a very cool side story, and I always like that added lore. And it's before. I mean, there's a lot of CGI in it, but they still I don't think Marvel would build I think it was a mile long. They said that freeway thing that they built a freeway that long. Yeah. I think Marvel now would be like, no, we're going to do it in the back lot here over like 100 yards, right? So, so I'm going to give it to Matrix Reloaded. I think it's better than the third Matrix. So Matrix
Yes.
Reloaded, I mean, the notwithstanding the architect speech at the end is kind of silly, but I just thought that I liked it when I saw the theater. I mean, I like most things that I watch, but Matrix Reloaded, like even when I was revisiting it and I was like into the schmodown and had to watch it a different way of studying it, like those were when I got to these movies, like I enjoyed them. And yeah, like that highway sequence and the stairwell fighting sequence. And yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Matrix Reloaded for this one. And then say thanks for having me on. I will definitely be listening to this on the background. So I got a sick kiddo, so it's kind of
miss you already.
Yeah, right.
Hey, at least we got you, man.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Kevin.
Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anything you want to plug? Any social media? Any shows you got going on? Whatever.
Yeah. Well, I am one of the founders of Scoundrels Inc. It's a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah.
Find
Good
us
Star Wars chat
with Brandon Hanna, and that is with Sean Sullivan, and it's with Frank Janish, and we kind of
And
go.
despite
off
all
the
that,
rails.
it's great.
Yeah. And then I do the Jedi Way now with John Roca and with the great, talented Laura. Shut up, Laura. So you should definitely check that out if you're like Star Wars fans. And then other than that, you can find me at Kev Smetts. I put it underneath my name, I think. I don't know if you can see it, but Smash Cancer. I also come on these shows just to make sure that I can make sure to keep spreading the word. Like if you have any sort of symptoms or anything and you feel anything, go to your doctor. You could always message me privately. I literally message anyone back if they have anything. You don't have to be you can be as gross as you need to be with your symptoms. Trust me, the earlier you catch it, the better shot you have at beating it. And so I got tests coming up in the next like several weeks. It's getting nerve time. So it's always then when I want to just implore people to get checked early, especially if you have any sort of symptoms. And again, thanks for having me on. And yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, my grandpa is a cancer survivor. He had colon cancer, so he's gone through it. So yeah.
All right, man. Well, God bless that. So yeah, I appreciate that. And like I said, you can find me on Scoundrels Inc. with the Jedi Way with John Roca and Laura Kelly, and invite me back. I'll do this again, hopefully for more than one round.
Yeah.
Or not even one round, right?
Hey,
we're not done with the first round.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
I'm gonna go watch John Wick tonight too. So
awesome,
do that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do it.
Have fun.
All right,
thanks everyone. Appreciate it, Kev. Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, awesome, man. Thank you to the Smasher. Thanks a lot, Adam. On this one,
this is tough.
Oh, does his vote counts for this?
Yeah, his vote counts. His vote counts.
Okay.
Well, the thing is, Moonstruck, I've only seen parts of Moonstruck, and yet it is what I love about Nicolas Cage and what I always wanted him to get back to when he was boring, taking a role like that and just running with it and just doing the most acting possible. I want to give this to Moonstruck, even though I prefer The Matrix Reloaded greatly and was pretty obsessed with that movie. And I actually can defend that movie all day, even the Merovingian shit. But I think just because what I love about Cage now started with little roles like this, that he just blew up. So I'm going to give it to Moonstruck, even though I don't think I've ever seen that all the way through. I just love that that's what Nicolas Cage does, even though I love The Matrix Reloaded, was obsessed with Matrix Reloaded much more.
Well, right now with Kevin Smooth, it's going to be Matrix Reloaded. So
yeah, and
I will probably have that beat whatever's next, but
yeah sure.
I just had to stand up for Cage.
That for the Matrix Reloaded, like I almost actually prefer they did a skit from the MTV and Movie Awards with Will Ferrell playing the architect, and he's just saying a bunch of big words. He's like ergo, vis-a-vis, concurrently, just like all these big words over and over. Yeah, it's good stuff.
All right, got the
Moonstruck's the best original screenplay is one of the best Oscars ever given out.
Cruz versus Drive Angry.
The writer of what's the Tom Hanks movie? And the same guy, the same
Moonstruck, John Patrick Shanley.
John Patrick Shanley, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Jordan, you'll be up first for Crudes and Drive Angry.
Oh, I want to watch Drive Angry so bad.
Drive Angry is so fun.
Yeah. So the Cruise, I think that it's fun. I think that it's decent. I think it's okay. Like I wasn't really clamoring for a sequel. I haven't even seen the sequel, but I have seen this first one, and it's good. And Drive Angry for me is kind of more of like a guilty pleasure that falls in that territory because it's just like Nick Cage, just like crazy. I think there's a scene where like him and Amber Heard like fighting, but they're also having sex or something like that. Something crazy.
They're
like
having
that.
sex.
Yeah.
He's naked, and while he's shooting another guy in a hotel room.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Also
It's
written by
like,
John Patrick Shanley.
Yeah.
yeah, like, when I was watching that, I was like, "What's happening? Like, what? I don't know what's going on." So, but the movie's a lot of fun. Like, it's kind of in the era where, I mean, we're kind of like, I don't know if we'll ever be out of that era for Nick Cage when he's just doing every single offer he ever gets. That like he's in.
I love
so
that
many
era.
movies. Yeah, so he's in all these kind of like obscure, like straight to streaming and Blu-ray, all these movies. So I'll give it to Drive Angry. Sure. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Paul.
I haven't seen Drive Angry. I'm not sure if I'd be annoyed by it or if I'd love it to death. So that's kind of rough that I just haven't seen it. The Croods I've seen. It's
hard to say.
Charming. DreamWorks, not their finest hour. This is about the time they were getting saturated when it seemed like a number of the things they were making were pretty good. Now they've, like everything, they've made too much to where it can't all be great.
Paul, one of these movies co-stars William Fichtner. I think I should just throw that into the mix if you're having trouble deciding.
Yeah, and he's having
Who's the
a
girl in
blast
the
at
poster
Drive
there?
Angry.
Good Lord.
That's Amber Heard.
Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Great poster. Love that poster.
Yeah.
So cool.
I think I got to go the Croods though. I mean, it's feel bad because I saw it, and that's how it gets my vote. Is it better? I don't know, but I saw it.
Well, isn't there a rule that no DreamWorks animation movie can be all that good?
You know what?
Yeah.
Have I seen
don't know.
this? God,
My favorite one is when
Yes.
nobody says their favorite is Kung Fu Panda. That movie rules.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Kung Fu
Like
Panda.
it's a
Okay,
great
maybe
sort of Karate Kid mentor student movie. Like it's really good. Like I
But
love.
if
Kung Fu Panda.
if there's only one that's all
Yeah.
that good, then you can round that up to no.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
No, I mean you just need to look at their next offering this summer of like that
Kung Fu
teenage
Panda
Kraken movie that looks terrible. That looks really
Yeah.
good. Like yeah.
Well,
it's-
it'll be fine. They're all fine, but none
Yeah.
of them can be all that good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, they can't all be
Right.
the boss baby. But Adam
Right.
Yeah.
What
Right.
can? Yeah, I'm going Drive Angry. I love that poster. I love that concept. I haven't seen it, but The Croods is just fine. No DreamWorks animation movie can be all that good. And this era of Nicolas Cage is pretty awesome. I dig it so much. So, yeah, I'll just go with this. And now I really want to see this because I love that poster. I love this title. And I'm sure it's nuts.
Mhm.
And it
One
co-stars
DreamWorks
William
one
Fichtner.
Yeah.
that I'll
well,
say might be considered great. That's The Prince of Egypt. That's a DreamWorks movie, so that one's good.
That's true.
I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
There's
Drive
one.
Angry is a
There's
ton
one.
of fun. It's like Nick Cage escapes from hell, and William Fichtner's like the demon bounty
Oh.
hunter that's like after him the whole movie, like following him around. And this will make a great double feature with Willy's Wonderland because they're both kind of
Oh.
pseudo silent performances, like silent badass kind of things. Because he doesn't have a lot of dialogue; he's just wearing shades and doing badass things. Like it's a lot of fun, man. It's a total midnight movie type of thing. If you like Nick Cage midnight movie kind of stuff, like
I've
it's
been looking
really
for an
good.
excuse to get obsessed with Nicolas Cage because his most
Yeah.
recent output has been amazing.
Yeah.
And this is
Yeah.
exactly what I want to go back and watch.
This-
Drive
this-
Angry, man.
This movie's
Yeah.
it's a blast. It's like 90 minutes. It flies by. It's great. So yeah,
Oh,
I'm
looks
going
great.
Drive Angry.
This
What are
is
the
so fun.
numbers then?
3-1.
Drive
for
Angry,
Drive
3-1?
Angry.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Next,
All right.
next tiebreaker, just somebody text Smetts. I could do it if you need.
Well,
Yeah, right.
we do have tiebreaker procedures. Jordan might grab one of our standby
there.
people that we said after Smetts leaves might drop in for a fifth.
Oh, I
so
see.
we'll see.
David Morse.
Yeah, we got someone coming in about 10 minutes and 15
All right.
maybe.
Oh,
So,
Kick
yeah.
Ass. I forget
Yeah.
about Kick Ass. Oh,
Yeah,
my
Kick
God.
yeah.
Oh,
Kick Ass with
I forgot
Big
about
Daddy
that.
versus
Big
Matchstick.
Daddy.
It's a tough match.
Ooh, yeah, this one
Matchstick,
is
man.
tough.
It's
Oh,
a very tough match. So
Yeah.
this one goes back down to Paul, Matchstick Man and Kick Ass. Yeah.
I liked Kick Ass, but Matt Steckman was surprisingly good. Plus Sam Rockwell.
Mhm.
Can't go wrong.
It's Ridley Scott. I think
Yeah.
that movie fires
Can't
on
go
all
wrong.
cylinders. It's a nice little what's the movie I'm looking for? Kind of a
Little heist
shyster
caper
movie.
thing?
But yeah,
Kind of a
hucksters
con
doing
man
their thing.
movie. Yeah, kind of.
Con
Con
Man,
Man.
that's the word I'm looking
Yeah.
for.
Yeah.
Con Man, that's another Nick Cage movie. But
I'm
yeah,
sure.
Kick Ass was good.
on
it's
air you're thinking.
it's blatantly and forwardly over the top, but I think Matchstick Man does better at trying less hard. It feels. I like Matchstick
Yeah.
Man. That's my vote.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Wow.
right.
Plus, I have a friend in it. That guy's in jail now. But anyway, Matchstick Man.
Oh wow.
Sorry to hear that. Well, superhero movie, come on, it's kick-ass, of course. However, man, Ridley Scott, I've been thinking this guy turns in so many movies, and they're all Ridley Scott movies. I really need to go down a Ridley Scott thing because I don't think he's made a bad movie like ever. Like they're all like these amazing Ridley Scott movies.
The Counselor,
right?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. But
well,
Kick-Ass.
you want to see a bad Ridley Scott movie? Alien Covenant, bad Ridley Scott movie.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't think so. No,
yeah, he's made bad movies. He's made his share. Robin Hood, piece of shit, really boring.
Yeah,
that I've never
seen.
Terrible. Yeah,
I just find it would be hard to hate a Robin Hood movie, but anyway,
it's more. Oh my god, it's a snooze fest. You want to fall asleep? Watch that.
I had a good nap watching.
When Nicolas Cage comes out and does a full-on Adam West as Big Daddy and Kick-Ass, I was like, I want to bow down to this movie, and then so much other great stuff happens in that movie as well. Oh my god, Hit Girl, insane, love it. Yeah, that's incredible. That's a great pick. Kick-Ass, baby.
Yeah. I rerouted your IP address. Finding you was way too easy. No, it's he's so great.
Well, and this is Matthew Vaughn too, who's just such a great director.
He had a hell of a three movie streak with this First Class and Kingsman all on a row. Great movies.
Absolutely.
And Kick-Ass is a movie I hated first time I saw it because I think it was mismarketed as like this super bad with heroes kind of thing. It was very mismarketed and it gets very dark. But I went back and watched it again after knowing where it goes, and man, that movie. I love that movie.
And the villain, Mark Strong. Oh my god,
Strong. It's
got
great.
Mark Strong. You got my vote.
Yeah, it's excellent. Really, and I like Mesh Men a lot too. I think it's really underrated, really underseen. Kind of like Lord of War, like around that early 2000s era. Like he was making some really interesting stuff. But man, I can't vote against Kick-Ass. I love that movie to pieces. It's one of my favorites. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Yes, this one is actually tough for me because I just watched Matchstick Men for the first time yesterday to prep for this because I was trying to fill in some blind spots, and then like I was like very pleasantly surprised by this. This movie is like not what I thought it was gonna be, but in the best way. Like just then doing all these cons. I'm a massive Sam Rockwell fan. He's one of my favorite actors. Like I don't think I've ever seen a bad Sam Rockwell performance ever in my life.
I don't think you have either.
No.
Yeah, and this movie has a great twist in it too that I didn't see coming, and it just works really, really well. But at the same time, you're going up against Kick-Ass, and like Kick-Ass is just so good. Like
it's tough.
Yeah, like especially Nick Cage in it playing Big Daddy, and then Chloe Grace being the hit girl. She's awesome. You have Chris Mintz-Plasse in it. He's great as the Red Mist, and it's just really, really good. And if Matchstick Men maybe going up against something else, like I don't know, like one of the like the Croods or something or whatever, then I would vote for it. But I got to go Kick-Ass.
Props to Matthew Vaughn for in one scene when Hit Girl goes in kind of undercover and infiltrates the Mark Strong's place. He plays a spaghetti western score, not from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which would be the obvious one. He plays For a Few Dollars More, which is my favorite of the series.
Nice.
And, and the superior film to The Good, Bad, and the Ugly. I will argue that to the end of time. And he actually uses that score instead of The Good, Bad, and the Ugly score. I will forever give him props for that. It's great.
For a Few Dollars More is the most Sergio Leone of those three movies.
It's great. It's so much more entertaining, so much crisper and cleaner. I love that movie. Anyways, that's a side tangent.
Oh, you're right. That's a great choice. Wow, I don't think I ever caught that before. I'm going to check that out again because that is a cool, hipper choice to use, right?
So I thought it'd be fun to throw Nick Cage's other Vegas movie in there. So I threw Honeymoon in Vegas in there versus Point Break, Keanu classic. So. We'll go to Adam first on this one. Yeah.
I haven't seen either of these movies.
Ooh.
Wow.
Somehow,
Point Break?
Somehow I never saw Point Break. In fact, I've never seen a scene from Point Break. I've seen a clip of someone parachuting. I have no idea, or then maybe the masks robbing a bank, but that might be a photo. Like I just somehow this completely slipped out of my entirety. So, I mean, it's the more legendary movie. I'm going to go Point Break. It's a pop culture tour de force, and I love that in a movie. It's directed by
Catherine Bigelow.
Blue Steel. Catherine Bigelow. And so I got to go Point Break. But I haven't seen either of these, and I've heard they're both great. I mean, this is why I got to go on a Reeves rewatch too, man.
Yep, for sure. Austin.
I've only seen like half of Honeymoon in Vegas. Saw it on TV a long time ago. Didn't really finish. I just thought it'd be a nice pairing with Leaving Las Vegas. They did 2 Vegas movies. But Point Break, yeah, I don't love Point Break as much as everybody else does, but it's vastly superior to that shitty remake they did from a few years ago. Vastly superior, and it does have.
I was just reminded they made one.
We're doing a remake tournament next week. We're doing a remake tournament week next week with good remakes on one show, bad remakes on another show. Point Break remake will be on the bad remake show. It is very bad.
Yeah.
But
The Little Mermaid. Yeah.
But hey, Point Break has Gary Busey, and I have a picture with Gary Busey. It's one of my favorite pictures of all time. So,
although Honeymoon in Vegas has James Caan. So.
And I have a thing for like 90s Lori Petty. I think she's adorable. So
yes. Tank Girl.
Tank Girl, Free Willy. Yeah.
Right.
I have a thing for Lori Petty in the 90s.
That's true. Me too. Yeah.
She's in Free Willy too.
She's in Free Willy. Yeah. She's
I grew up with that. Yeah.
Free Willy. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a big family movie guy. If anyone knows me, I grew up watching like nothing but family movies because I was in a very strict household, so I didn't really watch a lot of these R-rated.
PG or less with Jordan Anderson.
Yeah, like as a mid-teenager before I did like sneak behind my parents' back and start watching them. Yeah, I have never seen Honeymoon in Vegas, so I can't really comment on that. I don't really know anything about that.
That's a new poster for it. I like that one.
Yeah. Yeah. But Point Break, I mean, I've seen it. I think I've seen it like twice, but it's been years. It's been a good 15, 20 years since I've seen it. And I remember it being a lot of fun. I mean, a lot of cool like action scenes. And funny enough, somebody gifted me the remake as a birthday present, and it's still sitting in the plastic, and I don't know if I'll ever watch it.
I was going to say, I guess they don't like it very much.
Send it to Paul. Right. He'll put it on his shelf and not watch it for 10 years.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'll do that. But yeah, like I just remember just a lot of like the skydiving stuff and like the way that Patrick Swayze just kind of after Keanu Reeves, and it was a fun time. So yeah, probably need to give it a rewatch. I'm due for a rewatch, but I'll go Point Break.
All right, Paul.
Paul.
What's the vote total?
3-0 right now for Point Break.
So I'm enjoying myself out on this moonstruck Matchstick Men Island. So I'm going to go with Honeymoon in Vegas because Keanu's just not good in Point Break. He's not good to the point where that's what people love about it. It's entertaining that it's so 90s cheesy, and he's bad. And, they did Point Break Live where they bring someone up from the audience to play his part because they could do just as fine reading the script. They
don't know the script either.
Yeah. As hip as the movie is, as badass as Catherine Bigelow stuff, you mentioned the skydiving. There's skydiving in Honeymoon Vegas. We have the parachuting Elvises.
Oh, really?
And Cage is in fine form here. It's just past the 80s, but it still is has a lot of the humor that he really excelled at back in that era. So I will go with, and it's Andrew Bergman. He wrote Fletch. He made The In-Laws. Made the Freshman. Super funny guy. So I go with Honeymoon in Vegas.
I'd love to see it, but
just knowing I'm losing.
That's okay. I feel like,
but
you're very consistent. These are very consistent votes. I mean, Honeymoon in Vegas and Moonstruck. I would expect you to vote for both of those.
Yes. No. All right. So we got the OG Matrix versus 47 Ronin. I mean, I don't know if we need to ask if we need to vote, but we could skip this one.
Some of these we can just put it through. If we just want to put the
Matrix through to save some time, I'm okay with that.
I love that he did 47 Ronin, but obviously my vote here is going to be one of the most famous movies of all time.
Yeah. Paul, are you in consensus on this one at least?
I did see 47 Ronin. In fact, was not good, even though I think Hiroyuki Sanada is in it. Hiroyuki Sanada, one of our heroes, is in it.
Sanada.
But the Matrix is just awesome.
Yeah, I think we'll just scoot this over and save some time. Yeah, it's an
I don't think we need to. I don't think we need to explain what we like about the Matrix.
No, it's the Matrix. All right,
so talked about it to death on this show.
Oh, go to the gift. Yeah, from 2000 versus that is National Treasure 2, Book of Secrets.
Okay.
The second one, so All right. So
Not to be confused with Blair Witch 2: Book of Shadows.
yes, right. So I am first. I've never seen The Gift. The most I know about it is in Harold and Kumar. Their neighbors are waiting to watch The Gift on HBO because Katie Holmes shows a tits in this movie.
right.
That's
funny.
Yeah.
I did not know that reference was in that movie.
Yeah, and so they're waiting all day to see The Gift and Katie Holmes' tits. I have not gotten around to that. I know he's Keanu's in it, but I just threw it in because we had, to be fair, there was more Nick Cage movies than Keanu movies. So most of Keanu movies are in here, and then I got most of Nick Cage's movies, not every single movie. But yeah, I do like those National Treasure movies. I wish instead of that series they did, they just went ahead and do a third movie. Now that there's kind of a Cage Assance, like just get the third movie going and make International Treasure already. So I'll go National Treasure. I like those movies. I think they're entertaining. They're a good time. So
I feel like Jerry Bruckheimer's kind of coming back with like doing Top Gun and doing some of those other ones. Maybe he could come back with another National Treasure, like bring his production company back or whatever.
John Turteltaub made something really weird, and he made these National Treasure movies. He made something weird lately. I got to look it up, but it was.
He's had a weird career.
John Turteltaub, yeah. I'll have to look that up for a second. Go ahead, Jordan. I'll look that up.
If anybody wonders, my light bulb above me is about to go out when it does that. It turned into a strobe light.
I was wondering if that was the camera, like the
so
fluorescent or something, and it was the camera was just making it look like it was flickering.
Yes.
Yeah, so it looked like I'm in a dance club for probably most of the show.
No, it looks like you're expending psychic energy, and if someone's trying to get you like telekinetically to move something, and the lights are flickering because you're about to use your powers.
Right. So if you start having seizures, some epileptic seizures, then you'll know why. But for this one, so I don't know if I've even heard of this version of The Gift because it's not the one with
Sam
Jason
Raimi?
Bateman and Joel Edgerton, definitely, right? it's
No,
not
that
that one. So yeah, so I don't really know much about it, but the National Treasure movies are fun, and yeah, the second one was good enough that I feel like we should get a third one, and I kind of feel like we probably will at some point, but so I'll go with National Treasure too. Yeah. Paul, what do you say?
Sorry, I was looking up nude Katie Holmes in The Gift. All right.
I think you mean you were looking up the cast because the cast is incredible.
Right.
Oh yeah,
and also really
the
quick,
cast was great.
We have our fifth pinch hitter. We got Malcolm Lay.
Hey, Malcolm.
Welcome.
Yeah, we might need you on this because it might be the tiebreaker.
We'll
yeah, right.
We'll come back around to Malcolm.
I haven't seen either of these. I've never seen a National Treasure movie.
Neither have I.
They look not great, and I don't.
Right.
And then they kind of have some sort of charm to them.
Like the better version of the Da Vinci Code, way better than those ones, those treasure hunting ones.
I would believe
not better than those books because the books were phenomenal.
Right.
Yeah, the books
so I don't know. I'll go with The Gift just because it's so stacked with talent.
I'll tell you why, Paul. Yeah. I'll tell you why, Paul, because there is a Sam Raimi movie that stars Cate Blanchett, Keanu Reeves, Katie Holmes, Hilary Swank, Greg Kinnear, Gary Cole, Rosemary Harris, and J.K. Simmons. That's why. That's an incredible cast he put together, and it's a Sam Raimi movie. It takes place in the Bayou. It's about psychic stuff and all kinds of other long, family dramas and stuff. Manages to get all the complex stuff in along with the supernatural. Yeah, man. Sam Raimi, baby. National Treasure. Those movies look like they suck.
They don't though, but they don't. They're fun.
Yeah,
I like them. Yeah.
Yes, I like
Harvey Keitel's in those movies, man.
Those movies look like you saw them when you were young. Sorry, I correct myself.
The first one came out when I wasn't that young. I was 18. I wasn't a kid.
Oh, okay.
I mean, this one came out when I was in my 20s.
I forget when these came out, but they just
it
seems like the sort of thing you'd see when you were 13 or something. You're like, that's great.
Malcolm, welcome. And what do you think about this match?
I do like the first National Treasure movie enough, but the second one I'm not a big fan of. But I really love The Gift. Like, I think it is a very underrated Sam Raimi.
It is underrated.
It's been, I haven't seen it since it's come out. I do intend on revisiting it when I get a chance to. But I love it, so I'm going to vote The Gift.
Okay, the gift
all right.
the upset there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, and Harvey
All
Keitel
right.
was in Little Nicky, so don't even use that.
don't act like his pedigree necessarily makes it.
Yeah.
All right. So we got Matrix
Oh my
Revolutions to round it out, and
Amazing.
Willy's
Amazing.
Wonderland.
Here
Wow.
we go.
All right.
Wow, what to say, what to do.
Yes. All right.
This has happened after Kevin Smetts left. so.
Awesome.
Yeah,
What
but
a matchup.
Yeah.
yeah. So for me, this one's actually easy for me. I actually really love Willy's Wonderland. Like, it's a big guilty pleasure for me. I think that it's just awesome the way that he's in there, just kind of like being haunted and or whatever is going on inside of this Wonderland Chuck E. Cheese place, and it's just him not really
That's
speaking.
Five Nights at Freddy's, basically. It's a rip.
Yeah.
They beat Five
Yeah,
Nights
Five
at Freddy's to it by like 2 years, and it's
Yeah,
great.
right.
Like, yeah,
Amazing.
they beat him to it. Yeah, and it's pretty good. Yeah.
And yeah, just him drinking an energy drink like on the hour. He has like a certain timer to like drink his drinks or whatever.
Yeah, it's a night
but-
shift. He's the only guy there. It's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But
Just Nicolas Cage.
the Matrix Revolution is a piece of shit. Like, I just think that it's terrible. I can't really find too many redeeming qualities. There's a couple fight scenes, I guess you could say, that look cool, but like, it's just all over the place and doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, it really doesn't even fit in all that well with the other movies to me. So, and as a massive Matrix fan, which that's my number 2 movie of all time, this doesn't even like come near. Like, it's a country mile down the road and like not even close to it. So, well,
When's the last time you saw it? If you're a huge Matrix fan, that one becomes more Matrix every time I watch it. I'm like,
I've probably seen it like within the last 2 years or so. So I have seen it. So yeah, I'll revisit it once in a while, hoping that I'll find some enjoyment.
Yeah, right.
Did you just say The Matrix was your number 2 movie of all time?
Yeah, huh? Yeah, it's my number 2 of all time.
Wait, you said it was number 1 earlier in the show.
no, it got knocked out.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Logan. Logan is his new.
By
one.
Logan.
by Logan.
Oh,
Yeah,
right, okay.
Yeah, that's my new
Gotcha.
number 1. Yeah.
New number 1.
I've seen Willy's Wonderland. I wasn't that much of a fan, but then again, like, I knew it was a Five Nights at Freddy inspired thing, but I've had no sort of. I've never played Five Nights at Freddy. Didn't really know much about it going in anyway. So I was like, I know it's supposed to be inspired, but I just didn't really enjoy it as much as others. And I actually really do like Matrix Revolution. Like, I don't really hate any of the Matrix movies. I know some of them are not as good as the first one, and that was always going to be impossible to top. But I really do like what they did with Matrix Revolutions, so I'm going to go Matrix Revolutions.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Paul, what'd you say?
Oh, I don't know. Willy's Wonderland I haven't seen, and Matrix Revolutions I saw and didn't like. So, I stopped caring about those movies after the first one. I mean, so I don't know what to do. What's their vote?
It's 1-1 so far. Just 1-1.
I'll go with Matrix Revolutions. This looks harder to make. Finishing that is probably a success in itself.
Matrix Revolutions for me, that movie gets better each time I watch it. There is a lot of amazing stuff that people have forgotten in that. I think Revolutions is my favorite of the 3, even though the first one is the best. Matrix Reloaded is my favorite. But Revolutions, it just does so much stuff that you could never imagine a third to trilogy directions going. It's really brilliant and sort of F you, we're going to do whatever we want here, and ends with this full anime like imagery with him plugging into this like giant universal mind and all this sort of stuff. I'm like, man, that is just way out there, like Akira style. And then the street full of Smiths with the rain, and isn't this the one with the Superman fight in the air and stuff? And you're like, it's just, this one even begins with that weird club where they all jump to the ceiling and fight on the ceiling. On the pillar. I'm like, it's just the visuals coming at you. You're so spoiled from the first 2 movies that people are like, well, I don't know what to make of this, but I'm like, I don't know. This might be like the heightened version of the success of these movies. Like, it just went nuts. I love it. It's great. I love that the Willy's Wonderland was when I started realizing Cage was in this renaissance, and it's just him in that movie, which is awesome, but it can't hold a candle to Revolutions.
Sure. Well, Austin.
Yeah, I'm not mad about Revolutions going through. I don't think that movie's the worst movie. Like you know, I find things to
it
enjoy
ain't the
about
worst
it.
movie. It
But-
may not be
but
your
I-
flavor, but
But I champion Willy's Wonderland a lot. I think that movie's a total midnight grindhouse movie like that
Yeah.
Cage made. And apparently the story is like they tapped him for this movie, and then he was like, well, what if I just play a silent character and I don't speak? the
I love
entire
that. He never speaks the entire
and he
time.
never
Yeah.
speaks the entire
Amazing.
movie, and that was his decision. He just didn't want to speak, and he's like,
So
"I just
good.
want to try it." I was like, "Okay," but it works. And come on,
Oh, yeah.
he curb stomps an animatronic gorilla into a urinal. How could you not love
Yeah.
this?
Yeah.
It's great.
It is an amazing
good
Nicolas
stuff.
Cage movie. It's
No,
just up
it's a lot
against
of fun.
Revolutions. Yeah.
No, I got you. Okay, but it'll be Revolutions. But
And also
Willy's
Willy's Wonderland.
though. I need to watch
Yeah.
that again.
It has one of those theme songs that'll get stuck in your head that like it's your birthday. Here it is right here.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Birthday.
Oh,
Over and over again to the homies.
that movie's so good. All right, I'm watching Drive Angry and Willy's
Yeah.
Wonderland. I'm
Yeah,
those
right.
two movies. Are,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yes.
All right. Oh, here's a tough one. We got Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure against Con Air.
Oh. Like one of the toughest ones.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's why we do this, folks.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Malcolm, you're up first. Back at the bottom.
Malcolm.
Did you specifically set this up? There's always Keanu and Cage in each matchup, or was it just how the
No,
random was?
literally, I spun the wheel, and a lot of them turned out to be Keanu
We've had a
versus
couple-
Nick. And we've had
Yeah.
we've had a
Nick
few
versus
Nick
Cage.
versus Nick and Keanu versus Nick, a couple.
Yeah, we got a few.
But I got spoiled in that a lot of them turned out to be Keanu versus Nick. So yeah, it's natural.
Yeah, I mean, I do enjoy Connie. I do think it's a really good movie, but it just has to be up against Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, which I think
Right.
is the best out of the trilogy, and it's just so good. So I'm gonna go Bill and Ted on this.
Okay.
yeah, sounds good. Paul, you got
Con
Yeah,
Air is
one bit.
not great.
It
Sorry,
sucks.
this is not tough at all. Bill and Ted's
I
Excellent
love it,
Adventure
but it
is
sucks.
outstanding. I mean, how great!
Until Austin goes.
And here's another one that's like,
Kill me.
"This is Deputy Van Halen. Found your keys. Want them? Better come and get them." Like I could quote Bill and Ted forever. You know,
Yeah.
put them in the Iron Maiden. Excellent. Execute them.
Excellent.
Bogus.
Yeah.
So much good stuff.
So good.
Yeah, and
And
it's
George
Keanu
Carlin.
Reeves cast right down the middle perfectly. So
Yeah.
it's great. And Carlin,
Perfectly.
yeah, Bill and Ted.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah. Exactly. Well, Adam.
Yeah, Bill and Ted. I mean, it's like it is up there with Caddyshack and Blues Brothers. It is one of the great comedies of all time. Quoted to this day, legendary. Nobody else can even do the surfer thing. It ruined it for everybody. You know, it's the Valley Surfer kind of talk or whatever. Yeah, but Bill and Ted's, man, legendary. Yeah, screw Con Air. It's whatever.
Yeah.
Director of Critters.
Yeah, Director of Critters and the Phantom.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
Stephen Herrick did Critters. Simon West did Con Air, and so
Simon Windsor did
Simon
the
Windsor.
Phantom.
Yeah.
Free Willy
Uh,
Simon Windsor did it.
Look, I'm willing to not allow this Con Air trashing to hold on the show.
Yeah, you will.
That movie is pure perfection. It is great. Come on, how do you not love?
Named after a hairdryer.
D.O. Casey. I can't believe you're in the first
Oh.
grade. Come on, Steve Buscemi. Come on, John Malkovich. Great stuff. Come on.
Oh
But
no, I
here-
love it, but
here's
it's
the
dumb.
thing. Here's the thing.
I don't.
I will vote for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure only because Con Air has won one of our tournaments before, so it's already had its two.
Okay.
So I'll give it to Bill and Ted.
Really?
Yes, it won. It won our. We did a tournament of movies featuring serial killers, and Con Air has a serial killer in it. With
You
It
do have to
won?
love that the first three movies he did after
Yes.
winning an Oscar are The Rock, Con Air, and Face Off.
yeah, right.
Wow. Con Air beat
Yeah.
Ruthless People?
Yeah.
Okay.
Con Air beat
Yeah.
Silence of the
Con Air
Lambs.
beat
Silence-
Con Air beat
Silence
the
of
Yeah.
man
Lambs.
with two brains?
Con Air
What was
beat
the
Silence of
topic?
Lambs.
That was all
Movies
them,
with
though,
serial
like-
killers.
To be fair,
Oh.
it wasn't me.
And it beat the man with two brains. Okay.
Yeah. but yeah, all we are is dust in the wind, dudes. I mean, come on, be excellent to each other. I mean, I have, if you can't read what I have, but below the little quote, and yeah,
And I have
this
Party
movie-
On, dude.
yeah, and it's so much fun. Like strange things are afoot at the Circle K. Like there's so
Right,
many
that was the
great
line I was looking
lines.
for earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, and Con Air is fun. Like it's kind of like for me falls in like guilty pleasure territory. And a fun recent fact: my sister, she's the youngest out of 5 of us. She just got married last week, and they went on their honeymoon to Costa Rica. And in the airport, they ran into John Malkovich, and they actually talked to him. But how they were able to talk to him is they weren't sure if it was John Malkovich, so they went up and like, "Are you John Malkovich?" So they had to ask if it was him. So yeah, but
Sure, he was
yeah, like
pleased.
Yeah, right. Sure, was thrilled by that. Yeah, but and they proceeded to take one of those really creepy, like faraway pictures that's like really blurry of him just kind of standing off in the distance, kind of thing.
Like the way the CIA does it when they're
right.
looking after the person behind the
Yeah,
person they're taking a photo of.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So, but yeah, it's got to be Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. I think Con Air is fun. That's one of those kind of just like popcorn action flicks that can be fun in the right setting. But for me, yeah, like I'm a massive Bill and Ted fan, and yeah, I think they're one of the best duos of all time. And then you could even argue a trio if you throw in George Carlin. So yeah. I'll vote for Bill and
Here's the
Ted.
thing about Con Air. It's a lot of fun, but it's a movie that has no idea how to have fun. So the script had a fun thing that happens that was shot. We concur, but like, it just doesn't know, like the put down the bunny things like that. Like, there is a way to do that. And I don't think you've earned any of this. It's so weird. It's like that movie wants to have fun, but actually doesn't really know how to do it that well. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Here's
getting
man.
serious
Here we
now.
go.
Oh yeah, we're getting serious. Got Bram Stoker's Dracula and the
Oh,
Wicker
man.
Man. All right, now we're talking. All right, and Paul, we're gonna kick it off with you this time.
The Wicker Man.
Well, although Coppola needed somebody on the set to go, maybe not every idea. Dracula is still,
Yeah.
That's the best line about that movie.
Yeah.
Well put.
yeah. But still, there are enough ideas in there to be really exciting, visually entertaining. Reeves is terrible, but Oldman is majestic.
Right.
Wicker Man is just pretty much Neil LaBute's lowest point and considered a joke, a meme joke at this point. So I got to go with Bram Stoker's Dracula.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's Sadie
Bram
Frost.
Bram Stoker's Dracula. And I love that it's every idea. And that's how it feels. You're like, whoa, this is how you present this scene? You put eyes in the sky as the carriage is going by. You're like, every idea. I was just, and that score by Wojciech Kilar, a name that I've never seen on another score. You're like, where'd this guy come from? It's the greatest score. This is the soundtrack to studying for every final exam in college. Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
What a great score. Where is that guy?
Oh.
So
and it's a Coppola movie. It's like, whoa, it's awesome.
Yeah.
So the Wicker Man is fun in that you can make fun of it. It's a good drunk watch. Like I'm a massive fan of the original one from the 70s. I think it's great. But I mean, you can't have fun with Nick Cage running around just punching random people in the cult in the face for like 10 minutes, just trying to escape. Like, that stuff is fun.
Yeah.
But I saw Bram Stoker's Dracula. This was a big blind spot for a long time until about last year, and I bought the 4K, and it's that movie knocked my socks off, man. I love that movie. I thought it was great. Love the atmosphere. That cast is nuts. Everybody is somebody in that movie. Yeah. Everybody. Anthony Hopkins has a great I don't give a fuck attitude in that movie, and it's awesome. And he's just cruising. Tom Waits playing a crazy person in an asylum. He's great. It's stacked top to bottom. Loved it, and I don't think Keanu ruins it. Because I think his scenes with Gary Oldman are a lot of fun. Like when he's courting him or whatever. So I'll go with Dracula. Yeah, I dig that movie a lot. So
So I've seen both of these, but I just saw Bram Stoker's Dracula 2 days ago to prep for this for the first time, and I'll just say I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I'm kind of just lukewarm on it, but I do appreciate some of the things you guys said, like definitely the score, and also the fact that they have so many really cool characters from that lore. Like they have Van Helsing, they have Renfield in there, they have like a bunch of these guys that Count Dracula, and I guess that I'm not the biggest vampire guy. There are some vampire movies that I do like, but it's like like why they gotta be all sensual like the entire time from beginning to end. I don't. It's just kind of weird. I don't know. I mean, like it's fine. I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And maybe it's one that I'll revisit down the road and gain more of appreciation for. But I did have way more fun with this than I'll ever have with The Wicker Man. So I'm gonna go with Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah.
Okay. Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Is Vampire's Kiss in here somewhere?
Yes, it is. It certainly is. Oh yeah.
Got a couple more.
But yeah, I actually saw Bram Stoker's Dracula for the first time this year when we did movies about vampires, and it's just really good. Like the score is incredible. I quickly looked up the composer just then, just see what else he's done. Like he's really done a lot of memorable stuff. Like he did the score for Pianist, Rio in the Night, and apparently he had some involvement in the Truman Show score. He had some music playing in there too.
That uses a lot of source music that had been aired otherwise.
Yeah.
Philip Glass, it's a lot of old stuff from Powakwatsy is in there. And
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever seen The Wicker Man all the way through. I've seen the Not the Bees segment so many times on various different Watch Mojo videos.
That is its legacy.
That. Yeah. Bees.
But yes, I'm going to vote Dracula on this.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet for Dracula. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. All
It
right. Bringing out the Dead and Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
Oh.
Wow.
Yeah, there we go. What a match. All right. Adam.
I can't believe Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance exists. It is the strangest, most bonker sequel, and it is so fun to watch. Never seen Bringing Out the Dead. I'm sure it's a better movie. I'm sure I like superhero movies better, and I've seen it, Spirit of Vengeance, several times. I mean, just that movie is just nuts, and the effects are actually really awesome for the Ghost Rider himself. But they just let Cage go nuts, and it's a much more Cage movie than the first one. Those are two very different movies. Yeah, I got to go Ghost Rider, man. Love it.
Yeah.
I do miss these this period of like these Neville Dean Taylor movies, you know, the Crank movies and this and Gamer, you know, because even if they're like bad, they're still just like crazy bad, you know, and like they're worth watching.
Yeah, they owned like 2012.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, so yeah, I dig that movie a lot, but man, people sleep on Bringing Out the Dead. That's a great Martin Scorsese movie. Criminally underseen. Him and John Goodman are awesome. It's basically like a One Crazy Night movie with them as these paramedics in New York, and it's encountering crazy characters and meth people and you know people in the hospital. Like it's I really dig it. It's up my alley, but you know, I can see why like some people probably haven't seen it. But hey, it's a Nick Cage movie with Martin Scorsese. Like watch this
with
movie.
The premise of After Hours.
So, basically, One Crazy Night movie. Like watch it. I dig it. So I'll give it a vote, but we'll see where I won't be mad if Spirit of Vengeance goes by though. I mean, that movie is a lot of fun.
It doesn't deserve it, but I just love
it.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting matchup because I think that the like both of these are very stylized, like in the way that they're done. Like they're both like having very interesting, like Bringing Out the Dead. It's good, but for me, like it just goes too stylized for me to where like it just kind of takes me out of the movie a little bit, and like
not as stylized as Ghost Rider, I don't think. But.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but it has great performances. I mean, Ving Rhames, he's great in it. John Goodman too. Patricia Arquette. So I mean, it is fun and it's a really cool kind of gritty like New York City take on these paramedic drivers and.
It feels like a 70s New York movie set in 1999. It's very
like it does.
Yeah. It's like it feels like a 70s
Scorsese
movie that's brought into modern times or like a time warp. It's very interesting in that way with the people they encounter and stuff and the way it looks.
Yeah, but for me, like I'm just a big fan of the character of Ghost Rider, and I think Nick Cage is still having a blast with this, and also I mean, Idris Elba. I mean, he's all right. Like he's
right.
He's fun, yeah. And then you have Kieran Hines playing Mephisto in it, which is cool. So I mean, it's not like a great movie, but it's
definitely not.
Actually kind of like it better than Bringing Out the Dead, honestly. So, but not by a lot. So
Bring out your dead.
By a hair, yeah, yeah. So
I'll go Ghost Rider.
Yeah. I'm not dead.
Yeah.
I'm not dead yet.
I'm not a fan of Spirit of Vengeance. I mean, it's like a decent movie that I'll probably go back and rewatch every now and then. But I watched Bring Out the Dead for the first time last year, and it's just incredible. Like, it's one of those ones that has a lot of like casting in it that you may not realize until after the fact. It's like you've got Queen Latifah there as voice somewhere. Scorsese also has voice as well. Dispatch. It's Cliff Curtis, Tom Sizemore will make appearances as well. But yeah,
Michael K.
so
Williams. Yeah, there's a lot.
also it's one of the random movies you can find on Disney Plus in New Zealand.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah. So I'm going to vote Bringing Out the Dead because I really like it.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul.
I forgot you were from New Zealand. I just gave a tour to two lovely ladies from New Zealand of Los Angeles movie locations. They wanted to see a lot of Back to the Future stuff. They were really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Bringing Out the Dead is your
Great
winner
acting.
here. The Spirit of Vengeance is insane, but man, Scorsese and his editor are out to lunch and Bringing Out the Dead. That movie is a heart attack that will need the EMT services after you see it. It is fast and furious and crazy. And Cage in the middle being Cage, but within the realm of a director's vision, as opposed to just let me take the lead and see what
as
happens.
opposed to whatever Ghost Rider is.
Right.
Yeah.
Killers of the Flowers, Killers of the Flower Moon is just played Can and apparently is amazing. And this is the thing about Scorsese. Like, hey, Scorsese's putting out a movie. We should all rejoice. And there wasn't enough rejoice about this one in '99, so I'm going to give it some love today. Bringing Out the Dead.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
Probably the better movie. I'll just say, just maybe not.
It is the better
not
movie. That is correct, but
not totally for me. But yeah.
I love how entertaining Cage's career is. Every one of these, I'm like, what movie did you do before and after? So Bringing Out the Dead before, 8mm, after, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Very strange. Very strange. That's why it would be a good if you guys, after you get done with Harrison Ford, man, dive into Nick Cage. That would be
I know,
interesting because it's one different movie from another. Like,
years.
So we got Toy Story 4 as Keanu as Duke Kaboom, Canada's greatest stuntman, and of course Face Off, which is Face Off. So I'll go first. So I think
well described. Face Off, which is Face Off.
It is Face Off. I mean,
it is.
I don't think anybody doesn't know what Face Off is in this movie. So it's Toy Story 4. I think it's a good movie. It's just an unnecessary movie. I think it's an unnecessary epilogue we didn't need, but I don't think it's bad quality. I think it's an okay movie. And Keanu is fun as Duke Kaboom. He livens it up a little bit. I mean, I like Con Air a little more than Face Off, but just because I think Face Off goes on too long, it's like 2.5 hours. It just drags a little bit for me. But that first hour and a half is bonkers and crazy. And this was also Travolta doing crazy projects as well after Pulp Fiction when he came back. So,
both of them.
Get
Blank checks for both.
Yeah, just to do whatever they wanted. So it is that sweet spot where they're just doing whatever they want, and it's a lot of fun. So I'll give it a Face Off for this one. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so I think Face Off is a hell of a lot of fun. Like it's just just like you said, it's just Nick Cage and John Travolta at like some of their most craziest, just letting them just like go to town and just like have a blast and
only
like,
restrained by John Woo.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Mr. Restraint. Yeah.
Mr. Restraint.
Yeah. But yeah, and it's a really wacky premise that like I mean, who knows? We ever get a movie where these guys are switching faces or like whatever. But I'm with you on Toy Story 4. Like it's like it is good, but it's unnecessary. We didn't really need it, but I mean.
We definitely don't need Toy Story 5. I will argue that all day. We do not need Toy Story 5.
We do not need
that.
It'll be
do a separate show where we argue about that.
Yeah.
Be happy to argue about that with
you. It has some fun scenes of like when they're like in the antique store and they're like meeting some new toys and that kind of thing. But like it's no Face Off. I think Face Off is great and it's a lot of fun and it's got to be Face Off.
All right, Malcolm, tell us how much you hate Face Off.
Yeah.
I don't hate Face Off though.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised you didn't actually do Travolta versus Cage because of how similar their careers are when you think about it.
Because Travolta had, as of Pulp Fiction, right, 3 years before this, and then Cage got his Oscar 2 years before this.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I do really like Toy Story 4. I mean, Well, yes, like when it was announced, I was like, it's unnecessary, but I do think I stand by my opinion that I do think it's got the more perfect ending. I do agree that as of now, Toy Story 5 is, I do still think that's unnecessary, but once again, with the ending they choose for that, it may turn me around on that decision, but I do really like Face Off, and just because Face Off is more of a Nicolas Cage movie, Toy Story 4, like, well, yes, Keanu Reeves is in it. He's not really a major presence in the movie, so I'm gonna go Face Off.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Paul, what do you say?
I had the privilege, which happened a couple times, of seeing Toy Story 4 on the Disney lot during an awards season. I could go there and watch it. So the producers introduced it, and they set me up for the film really well. They said, look, at the end of Toy Story 3, Andy's story is done. But just Andy. Woody's not done. Buzz isn't done. There's more, they especially focused on Woody. They said this is a continuing story of Woody. And for that, I think they nailed it. I mean, no movie in this franchise is off base or like a failure or gone wrong or suddenly the tone is incorrect. So if they make 5, great. And, the actors aren't getting older because it's just voices, So, and they, God bless Jim Varney, who passed, and now Don Rickles, but they can still kind of do what they got to do with those characters. So it's not like an action movie is slowed down, or it's not like the comedy timing is not right. It's all perfect. Pixar is perfect with this franchise. I will take another one any day of the week. And yes,
just nailed
it was amazing that the end of this was just as emotional as the end of 3. And if they would make 5, they'll do that again. Somehow they'll work a story. That scenes is at the end in the same emotional thing. Yes, Canada. Toy Story 4.
Yeah. Sure.
By the way, I love the standard that's been created here, because they're like, we found Toy Story 4 unnecessary, which tends to mean that everybody else feels that Face Off was necessary. Which I don't think we would agree if that was the standard.
It's very necessary.
But a more 1997
great.
movie.
Sorry, if I can just get out of my thing by saying Face Off is great. These are 2 great movies, but Toy Story 4 is the genius. Face Off is the fun.
Face Off is perfectly nuts in a way that is perfectly 1997. There is no more 1997 movie, probably. I haven't looked up the rest right now, but I'm just thinking.
Not Shakespeare in Love? Okay.
No, better than Shakespeare in Love. Toy Story 4 is actually quite genius. The idea of when the Forky idea of when does a toy gain sentience, which was unnecessary. We didn't need to know that, but the fact that they did it as soon as the kid made the fork into the thing, it came to life and was now I was like, wow, that is genius, and the Duke Kaboom thing is genius too, because that's the Evil Knievel toy a lot of kids had, Key and Peele, but Face Off, man, what a legendary, just ridiculously stupid movie, and probably terrible, but I will never see that it's terrible. But that's from some weird standard I don't agree with. But what a 1997 as hell movie.
hey, Batman and Robin was 1997 as well, and that's
1997 AF as well, but not as much as Face Off.
Yeah,
that supports Adam's argument.
Yeah, no, I understand. If you look at the movies, Alien Resurrection, I mean, there's some 90s shit in the 90s. I mean, it's redundant to say there was 90s shit in the 90s, but there definitely was. Spawn, Fifth Element, it was a bonkers. For sure. Yeah. All right, there we go.
Yeah, we've been doing monthly.
That was a hell of a year.
Of every single year of movies, and. Yeah, I'm just waiting till we get to the 90s. The 90s are going to be a fun decade to cover. So.
Oh, yeah. Indeed. So we got Keanu versus Keanu here. We got Constantine. And
love this matchup here.
Yeah. All right. So we'll go to Jordan first.
All right. So I actually still haven't seen a Scanner Darkly. But I really want to because I love the animation style that they do the kind of where they overlay things over like live action people like that. And it looks really, really cool. But so that's... It is high on my radar, but so Constantine's great. I think that Keanu Reeves just looked like he's having a ton of fun. I love the Peter Stormare playing Satan in there. Even the like Shia LaBeouf in there too. Like he's in there. People forget
Yeah.
and
Not Kevin Smetts, but other people.
Yeah, right. but supposedly we're getting a sequel to it also. So
Yeah.
we're gonna get another
Great
Constantine.
idea.
Keanu's been wanting to do it for a long time. I'm all for it. Yeah,
What a
absolutely.
great idea.
Yeah, same here. So just because I haven't seen a Scanner at Darkly, and I imagine that probably Constantine might be the better movie, but I haven't seen it. But I'll go with Constantine. So, Malcolm, what do you say?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen Constantine. Is another one I've been meaning to sort of revisit in a while, but I really do enjoy it. I think I've seen Skinner Darkly at one point. I honestly don't remember, but it's got a very doesn't really have that much of a set cast. Like the only other known
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, no. Well, I was going to there's only a
right?
few known like you got Downey Jr., you got Harrison, Winona Ryder, but then a lot of people I haven't really heard of. Like,
don't forget Alex Jones on a bullhorn.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, just because I don't remember it that much, but I do like the animation style, I'm gonna go Constantine.
I don't think anyone wants to hear Alex Jones on a bullhorn. Ugh. No, thank you. Like even the like extreme right wingers.
I think it's Rory Cochrane that's on that. But
no,
yeah.
Alex Jones is in that movie. It's Alex Jones on a bullhorn. 100%.
The guy in the car driving around. That's
no. He's just on a bullhorn on the street,
okay.
and he's going, "Substance D is taking over your brain." And then they come, and he's like, "Here come the government boys," and they wrap him up and put him in a van and drive him away.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Paul.
I haven't seen either of these films. I don't think I saw Constantine because I heard from people who love the comic that it was bad. And with that, I will say Richard Linklater is the better director of, I don't know who directed Constantine, but I can tell you Linklater is a better director. And I don't know why he doesn't have an Oscar yet.
Yeah.
But let's I'll give it to Scanner Darkly just because I love Linklater so much.
Yeah.
Apparently the TV show Constantine might be like the better, like more comic book.
That's
like,
more like the comic.
Yeah, like adaptation. Yeah.
Well, this is back in the black leather era of superhero adaptations. So they're like, no, don't do anything like the comics. That'll make people not want to see this movie. Do whatever you want and do it this way, do it that way. So yeah, it's a little more of the black leather era where it's like, we apologize. This is based on the comic. Hey, don't put the comics in the credits because then people will know it's a comic book movie. That's the era we're dealing with. But out of that, we got an interesting Keanu movie that's not quite the comic book, but Scanner Darkly. I love Richard Linklater. I love this animation style, and this is the movie that made me a Robert Downey Jr. fan because I realized I had just started really loving his highly improvisational performances, and when this one, he's just so funny. I love the style of acting. Same thing with Woody Harrelson. There's just the way Linklater has this sort of like improvisational playing around, like he's doing that with these people with a small camera. He's just shooting on DV, and then they put it through the animation process. So it's just this very personal filmmaking, hanging out with these people, and they're very naturalistic. And Downey Jr. takes to that like a duck to water. And when I saw this, I was like, I just love everything he does. And Scanner Darkly, big time. Love this movie. Love it. Constantine's good, based on the superhero movie. That's whatever. But Scanner Darkly, it's that's auteur stuff going on there. Love it.
Yeah. Well,
so I like the visual style of Scanner Darkly, but I watched it 2 or 3 times. I don't. It doesn't hook me as far as like a story and like the script, and it just
the story's not there to do that.
It doesn't work for me. So I think it's visually
not that type of movie.
Looks good on Blu-ray. I have it on Blu-ray, but and it looks good. I've just never really gotten into it like as a thing. Linklater is kind of hit or miss for me for the most part. But I'm obsessed with Constantine. I love that fucking movie. and Peter Stormare's Lucifer is so good. And
good. Yeah.
If you're gonna do a sequel, you better bring back Peter Stormare.
Yeah.
You have to, because he's amazing in that movie. I'm obsessed with that movie. I love it to pieces. So props to Scanner Darkly, but it's gonna be Constantine. So, all right.
I've got a retired show that I used to do on the channel called Blind Spots, and like one of the things in the intro, just a picture of like a little scene of like Peter Stormare just smoking a cigarette, and he looked really badass from Constantine. So yeah,
There we go. Got a little Johnny Mnemonic against Gone in 60 Seconds mentioned earlier. So, all right, maybe not the highest quality matchup, but we'll talk about it anyways. Yeah. Don't know if your microphone's off, buddy. So
yeah.
I haven't seen Johnny Mnemonic. It's kind of one of the Keanu Reeves movies I've been kind of wanting to get to, but just haven't found it anywhere as of yet. Gone in 6 Seconds is a lot of fun. And yes, I'm going to go for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good. Paul, what do you say?
I think I'll go for Gone in 60 Seconds, although I haven't seen either of these as well. This is an era when these guys were just both making bad movies. So again, I just didn't go.
Cult items, both.
Yeah.
But of the two, I mean, it's like, which one have I heard more bad things about? I think that'd be Johnny Mnemonic, so I'll go with Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Is that Simon West too?
No, Johnny Mnemonic is directed by a guy who only did one movie and a lot of music videos named Robert Longo. This is his only movie.
Oh.
And then Gone in 60 Seconds is that John Turtletop as well? Or was that something else?
Dominic Sena.
Dominic Sena. Dominic Sena.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Gone in 60 Seconds is based on a famous indie film. I would almost give it a vote for its lineage as well. But Johnny Mnemonic is just, I think, I think these are both real fun movies. But Johnny Mnemonic, there's something about Actually, no. Gone in 60 Seconds is having more fun and doing it better than Johnny Mnemonic, which is fun despite itself, I think. So maybe Gone in 60. I was going to go Johnny until just that moment, and I just talked myself out of it. Gone in 60. Yeah.
No, Johnny Mnemonic is a perfect, 1995, look into the future with the internet and cyberspace.
Yeah, and I think that's what makes it fun. Is it?
Yeah, no, it was
good at that.
And the net and the Lawnmower Man, all these virtual reality cyberspace movies that totally got it wrong as what it's going to be.
Yeah, hackers. We like it the way we like hackers.
Yeah, we love hacker movies. Yeah,
Gone in 60 is like a real movie.
Yeah, no, Gone in 60 is fun, and I actually saw the first one, the original 70s one, when we did a tier ranker of 70s action. Dude, that car chase is an hour. It's ridiculous.
It's
incredible. It's insane.
It's like John Wick. It's like, oh, it's a best of. Oh, you want a best of?
Yeah.
Hey, what if they made a movie that was all car chase? Oh, let's try it.
Yeah. And,
nobody thought of that?
It's insanity. Yeah. When you go, and it's all practice. He's driving this beat. He gets beat up for an hour and he's still driving. It's great. Yeah. So, I prefer the original one a little bit more, but I think that one's still fun. So I'll go with Gone in 60. Yeah.
And also,
I'm excited to see what it loses to in the next round.
Yeah, right. We'll see in a second because it'll scroll down. And
I know it'll be the next round.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Some of these choices are going down in the next round.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Jordan.
Well, Austin, Gone in 60 Seconds has your favorite actor, Giovanni Ribisi, playing Nick Cage's son or something.
I've been watching all these movies lately, and that fucker pops up in every single movie. I swear to God, he's in everything. And
I'm not a fan. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of Giovanni Ribisi.
Timothy Oliphant, extra points. Yeah. Scott Conn, negative points.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He is in that. Yeah.
Oh my God, Vinnie Jones, Christopher Eccleston, Delroy Lindo. Holy.
Yeah, you go back and watch these movies. You're like, Jesus Christ! Everybody is somebody in these movies, though. Like everybody.
Will Patton. Yeah. It's like,
it's like, what the hell? Yeah,
cool. I gotta see this again.
But yeah, so I remember seeing Gone in 60 Seconds when it came out, and my only takeaway was that it's cool, fast cars and racing, and then Angelina Jolie is really, really hot in this movie. Like because I was pretty young when I saw it. So
peak Jolie, she's really
or
early peak Jolie, I guess.
Yeah, right. And I've not seen Johnny Mnemonic, so I mean, on paper,
you're fine.
It sounds like something I would really like, but from what I've heard, it's not very good. So I haven't raced out to see it, but Gone in 60 Seconds, it's still a lot of fun. Just him going after his certain Shelby Mustang, Eleanor, or whatever he calls it. Yeah. So yeah, I'll go.
With Shelby Fastback. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
probably.
Paul, Let's see what it'll lose to in the next round. Matrix Resurrections, maybe not that. Oh, but Pig. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. There we go.
Pig will probably take that out.
Yeah.
Well, let's see how the Matrix Resurrections does.
But Paul, you're up first on this one. So what do you got?
I don't understand how all the people in Pig were cool with what was happening in the movie Pig. Like, did no one go, are we really watching an underground restaurant fight club?
Yes.
Like, nobody called, like, no one was us in that movie. It was so bizarre.
Yeah.
That being said, fantastic performance by Cage. I thought The Matrix Resurrections was awful, except for some really ingenious action sequences late in the film where people are just throwing themselves off of buildings like bombs to try and take out our heroes.
Wow.
But overall, just a not memorable return to that franchise, which needed to be more memorable for me, because I just the first two sequels just were just like a big blah. So I go Pig pretty easy here.
Yeah, I'll go Pig as well. I mean, it's like when I started getting that pipeline of this Nicolas Cage renaissance with Willy's Wonderland and what's the one in China or whatever, the
Mandy and Prisoners of Ghostland.
Prisoners of Ghostland. And I was like, oh, wow, he's on to something. And now I'm obsessed with watching everything. And along comes Pig whenever I saw it in that order. But it was just like, oh, I'm just enjoying the hell out of this. Now, The Matrix Resurrections, I tried really hard to like more than I did feeling-wise. I feel like if I saw it again, I really could convince myself that I like that movie. But that's a lot of work. Pig didn't have to do that kind of work. So Pig.
Yeah.
Well said.
I'm in the same boat, Adam. Yeah, I saw Matrix Resurrection in the theater.
I'm willing to try.
I fell asleep twice, which I shouldn't do in a Matrix movie. You know what I mean? Like it's and I gave it another shot on HBO when it came out, and I just it's not a good movie. It's just not good. They could have done so much more with a revival of this, and it just doesn't work. I like the trailer. The trailer was really good, but other than that, that's not the best thing about the movie.
And you know. Great. Yeah. I'll listen to other people like movies that I don't to get a feel for. In the Blank Check podcast, they just like loved Matrix Resurrections. I'm like, all right, I want to go see it again, but I haven't seen it since. Like I think they did a good sales job on it, but
sure. But yeah, Pig is excellent. I think it's Nick Cage has said it's his acting performance he's most proud of, like in his whole career, and he's great. And
look at how great the poster for Pig is, and look how stupid the Matrix Resurrection.
Right. That literally looks like a poster for. It looks like one of the Matrix video game like posters. You know what I mean?
It looks like an AI generated Matrix.
Right. So
give me a poster for Matrix, and one of the guys is dressed like the Joker. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Well, so. For me,
give me a title too, AI.
Yeah, give me a title, AI.
Right.
Input script.
Matrix Revelations, Resurrection, Final Chapter. What are we gonna pick? Yeah, one of the generic
combinations.
Titles.
Yeah. Because the Matrix, the original one, is a movie that just means so much for me as far as movies go. Like it's just like the standard for what so many action movies base their big action scenes on. And
there's no
your favorite of
all
time.
Movie.
No, it's my number 2, but it was number 1 for years and years and years. So and like what, so like I went in with like really high expectations, which is always a bad thing for me. I'm actually trying to go in with low expectation for almost every movie, because then I'm usually pleasantly surprised. I always go in, and this movie's gonna suck, and then it'll surprise me. So, but with this one, I was the same way as Austin. Like I fell asleep in it. It was just boring. Like I'm not gonna say that it's the worst Matrix movie, but like it's just boring and just dull. It's just like
it's really definitely the worst story. Matrix movie.
But I like
Pig. More of those.
But Pig though, so we have an infamous episode of Tournament Fights where the movie Pig came up, and I never heard of it before, so I was just bagging on this movie the whole entire time. Like, who wants to watch a Nick Cage movie called freaking Pig when they're kind of at a time where like he was doing like a lot of straight to streaming, straight to Blu-ray,
for sure.
All these weird movies on like Pig, and like everyone kept voting for it. Pig. And I was like, "What are you guys doing? You're voting for this Nick Cage movie called Pig? Like, what the fuck is this movie?" And then like I went and watched it after the episode, and I quickly shut my mouth because this movie is incredible. This movie is freaking amazing. I turned and did like a total like 180 on this movie because this movie, like, I think that Nick Cage is given a performance of a lifetime. I think that he could have been nominated for an Oscar for this. Like, it was that good for me. Like, so it's definitely got to be Pig. So.
Yeah, Nick Cage is really good at lowering expectations. This being the follow-up to Grand Isle, Jiu-Jitsu, Primal, and Kill Chain.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I'll see it.
Yeah,
oh my God, this is great.
Sure. Yeah, right. So, but Malcolm, what do you say?
I mean, so I actually really like Matrix Resurrections. I actually really enjoyed it. It probably is my second. It's my second favorite of the franchise.
Malcolm, by the way, Adam is the king of our community of the. I actually like that movie that everybody.
He's
the king of that around here.
I'm with him. That's my inclination too. I mean, I actually like Matrix Resurrections too, but I know while watching it, I was like, yet I'm not sure I do, but I want to.
I mean,
I want to like it.
I mean, I'm probably going to give the Matrix franchise a rewatch at some stage this year, just to see if my opinions change on any of these.
3 gets better, I think. But I really do like. But Pig is just one of those movies that really surprised me. I heard everyone like. I do an Oscars show on Take Three, and I remember that like everyone's going, "Oh yeah, Nicolas Cage is probably going to get nominated for this." Pig. It's like this movie is about Nicolas Cage and his pig. I don't see how. It took me a while to actually get around to it for actually watching it myself, but I finally did get around to watching it. I really enjoyed it, so I'm going to vote for Pig here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Pig will beat Gone in 60 Seconds in the next round, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, right.
And, all right, we got John Wick Chapter 3.
To get fast.
Versus Destination Wedding.
Oh, it's about to get fast real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was anyone going to vote for Destination Wedding?
Is anybody? I like Destination Wedding. I will advocate for it as a good.
I don't think I've ever heard of
movie.
it.
It's really witty and fun. But John Wick Chapter 3 is John Wick Chapter 3.
Yeah.
Is that Winona Ryder?
Yeah, it's Winona Ryder.
Yeah,
I'd watch it. Never heard of it.
They're teaming back up again. Yeah.
It's really John Wick. It's really funny. Very funny.
He was right.
I looked up the
Stranger Things. I thought it would be great. I never got to it because I heard it was bad.
Yeah,
I like it.
John Wick, baby. I got the shirt on for a reason.
Well, how bad can it be? It's her and Winona. I mean, that's a very watchable duo. So I would watch that, but I ain't gonna like it more than John Wick 3. I tell you that.
I looked at the cast. I see the only two known.
They're really. It's really just them. It's just them in the movie.
Just them.
Really not much, yeah.
Well, it looks like a bit of a Before Sunrise.
All right.
Before Sunset.
Got Hardball and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Man, Keanu did all these Chicago movies. Like that's a Chicago movie. The serial killer one he did was a Chicago movie. Like it was just Chain Reaction was Chicago. He must have lived there for a while.
But Adam, you're up first on this one. So
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I haven't seen Hardball, but come on, it's a superhero movie. It's rare for me to vote against that, and that movie is a masterpiece.
Yeah, can we burn through this one? That movie is a masterpiece.
It's a masterpiece.
I know Jordan does like Hardball. He's a fan of Hardball, but
good for
I'm
you.
a big Hardball fan. Yeah. Have you ever seen Hardball? It's a great sports comedy and drama movie.
But I know Jordan also is a massive Spider-Man fan, and he loves this movie, so he's perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
All right,
I would have gone with that. But
man, what a movie!
Well, go see Hardball if you haven't seen it. That movie's underrated.
Okay,
so,
I'll put it on the list.
Will he be back for? Will he be back for Into the or Across the Spider-Verse? Spider-Man Noir.
So.
Or whatever?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so either. But
all right, got a good matchup here. Got Mandy and John Wick 2. Mandy and John Wick 2. So there we go.
Hard to be John Wick 2, even if it's Mandy.
Adam. Well, we skipped the last one, so we'll go back to you for first. Yeah, this time.
Me?
Yeah.
John Wick 2. They're just masterpieces. Yes, Mandy was perfectly placed in the new Cage-assance. Look at that poster. It's great, but it's really only great towards as it moves along. It's pretty slow at first. John Wick 2, man. Jeez, these movies. What can't they do? John Wick 2. Moving on.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No,
Mandy.
I will give props for Mandy. I think that it plays like a fever dream. It's really cool,
Incredible,
visually,
right?
and yeah, really great movie, great score. So I will advocate for it. It's made it far in a couple other tournaments, so I don't feel bad for it. It's come up a couple of times. But yeah, John Wick, yeah, holy shit, yeah, great. I mean, when he has to fight the sumo guy and he shoots the sumo guy like 3 times in the head and he still doesn't go down. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, fun stuff. Yeah, him and Common, great, and it has Franco Nero, my Django,
Right.
as the guy
Nero.
running the Italian.
I just watched it,
No,
and I need to
yeah.
watch it again because so much
Yes.
happens.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll say John Wick, Jordan.
God, I love that movie. I mean, I love these John Wick movies the way I loved Lethal Weapon movies when I was a kid. I love like these are just so instant classic action.
Yeah, instant.
Watch them all the time movies.
Yeah.
Well, the John Wick franchise is like one of the like really like original franchises that's like good that we have going. We don't really have a lot of original great franchises going on,
and it earned every installment. You know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. It earned all of them, and I'll say that John Wick 2 is my least favorite of the franchise, but that's not saying much because like it's still in my top 50 movies of all time. So like it's the lowest one out of all of them, but it still ranks like fairly high out of movies that I have seen. So and Mandy's great. Like I do agree that it takes a little bit to kind of ramp up, but once the revenge part happens and like you just going like full bore and like revenge mode, like it's really, really cool. It has a great score. So I kind of wish Mandy was going up against like Destination Wedding or some other movie, but but
these two are sitting on your DVD player and you're going to watch one of them. Which one you choose?
You're going to watch John Wick.
Yeah.
You're going to watch
John Wick all day. Yeah. I mean, I got the shirt on for a reason. Come on.
Yeah.
So.
Nicely done.
Yeah, I haven't actually seen Mandy yet. It's definitely one that I've been meaning to get to because I've heard so much about it.
It's very brutal though, like very gory and brutal.
Yeah, very bloody.
Yeah.
I mean, so is the John Wick movies, to be fair.
Yeah, but I think Mandy takes it to another level from as far as gore.
But yeah, when it comes to the John Wick franchise, like I'm not as high on the 2 middle John Wick sequels as other people are. But I do think they're pretty good, so I'm still going to vote John Wick 2 here.
Yeah.
Have you had the other 2 John Wick movies? I don't know if you put them all in here.
No, they're all in. Yeah, we had John Wick, and the first one was on the other side, and then we haven't gotten to 4 yet. That's a little further down.
Yeah.
All right, Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's John Wick 2. It's the one where he kills somebody in the Continental finally, right? And then people come after him. I think that's how it ends, right?
Yep.
That's a great one. I haven't seen Mandy, and I feel bad because everyone tells me to see it, but I've recently seen, like, for the first time ever, High Noon, The Magnificent Seven, Cat in the Hot Tin Roof, so I don't feel all that bad. But I'll get to Mandy. But now, John Wick 2.
No, this is the one that ends where he says, "They'll come for you. They'll all come for you. I'll kill them. I'll kill them all." And Ian McShane goes, "Of course you will."
Yeah,
great. It's great.
The way they created another, a silent man with no name, like the fact that he says 5 lines, it's just.
Speaking of, this might be a quick one as well. Knock Knock versus John Wick 4, the most recent one. So,
nice John Wick 4 poster. Wow.
Yeah, that's the alternate one that I saw in the theaters. It was
that's awesome.
Some of the things, it's kind of a comic booky poster. I like it.
Yeah, it is cool. Yeah,
with the nunchucks. Yeah, I mean, we don't. I mean, do we need to vote on this? We don't have to vote on this one either. If you don't.
No, nobody's choosing Knock Knock.
Yeah, Knock Knock is a fun. It's a fun curiosity, Eli Roth movie.
Eli Roth, right?
Yeah, but it's more of a fun curiosity than anything else. But we'll move on. John
Wick just made the masterpiece for action movie. Yeah. And what they did with the cinematography, some of those overhead shots, and like that whole staircase scene near the end. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, that would have been a really tough matchup for me because I really love Knock Knock.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like Knock Knock. I think it's fun.
It made the list. I want to see that.
Yeah. I got Man of Tai Chi and the original National Treasure. Finally. So we'll go to I'm first on this. So this is an interesting match because again, I like the National Treasure movies. I think they're a lot of fun. Man of Tai Chi is one I kind of threw on here. I don't know if a lot of people have seen it, but man,
I haven't. I've always wanted to.
It's a really great like martial arts movie that gets overlooked. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like he throws
always wanted to see that.
Keanu Reeves actually playing a villain in this one. He's like a guy that runs this brutal kind of underground tournament thing, and he kind of kidnaps this guy who's like a master fighter and puts him in this sort of underground tournament thing, and he watches, and then he fights at the end, and he fights the guy at the end. So he does his kung fu, like he's great, but he's kind of villainous in this movie, and I think it's really interesting. If you want to see Keanu play a fun kick-ass villain, like do it. So I'll vote for it just because I don't know if anybody else will. We'll see, but it was like 2015, so it was in that kind of a little around John Wick time, but he hadn't really like kind of resurged again, like it was like in that kind of lull period with Knock Knock and stuff. Like he was kind of getting there. Yeah, it's a really fun movie. And
pre-John Wick, the pre-John Wick era.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I got to see exactly when it came out because it might have come out after John Wick, but it was a small movie. Like,
really?
So,
like,
yeah. Oh no! Okay,
47 Ronin when that.
No, it was okay. It was a year before John Wick.
Then.
It was 2013, a year before. So he hadn't broken out yet after John Wick, but it's a really cool little movie. I like it a lot. So.
Yeah, that's an interesting era of Keanu.
And Keanu directs it.
Does he?
Man of Tai Chi.
Really?
Yes.
Oh wow!
What?
Yes,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, so I have not seen Man of Tai Chi, but I remember seeing the trailers for it, where he's like, "I will become a man of Tai Chi." Just him saying that. But
I guess we'll find out when The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, right. But yeah, and National Treasure.
Planet. That's straight to Watergate.
Yeah, right. But the National Treasure movies are fun, but like honestly, I'm gonna go with this logic here. If you put these two movies in front of me, I'd probably be more interested to watch the Man of Tai Chi, honestly, even though I haven't seen it. So I'll vote for one I haven't seen. So let's go Man of Tai Chi.
I think that's the ultimate way to decide. You got both these sitting on top of your DVD player. Which one's going in?
Yeah, right. Yep, exactly. So, Malcolm, what do you say?
So I quickly looked it up, Man of Tai Chi. That the Tiger Chen that's in this movie he is actually Keanu Reeves' teacher.
He was his instructor, kung fu instructor for the Matrix movies.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
Another random fact I found out, he's also Uma Thurman's stunt double in the Kill Boom.
Okay.
Fun fact.
I haven't seen it. When it comes to martial arts movies, I'm kind of hit or miss. Like I'm not going. Like I just recently seen The Raid for the first times. But I'm going to go National Treasure on this.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Paul, what do you say?
If you put these two using Adam's test on a top of a DVD player, I'd probably watch National Treasure because I feel the most shame not having seen it yet.
Yeah,
I told you earlier I haven't watched this franchise, but I haven't watched. So I haven't watched either of these. But I'd go with National Treasure.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, Adam?
I haven't seen either as well, but if I ain't seen National Treasure by now, I'm not gonna. And there's something about that. This ain't my Nicolas Cage, this National Treasure Nicolas Cage. I'm sure there's elements in there and the performance is fun, but it ain't crazy Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
This is a Keanu fastball. This is Keanu doing what he loves. It's not surprising to say he's the director of it. I'm like, that is a perfect Keanu movie of ones I haven't heard of, or I haven't seen. So I'm going Man of Tai Chi. That's going to the list.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it'll move on at least for now. We'll see if it'll hang around for a little bit.
National Treasure. I just don't give a crap about those movies.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
All right. We got Adaptation and The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Great competition here.
So we got 3 Nick Cages in this one. So
we do.
Right.
Jordan's up first on this one.
So I'll say I watched Adaptation for the first time before the original date. We were supposed to do this episode to prep back then, and which was maybe 2 weeks ago or so. And I'll be honest, I didn't really like Adaptation. I just thought it was really weird and really just not for me. It had
Have you heard of Spike Jonze and Charlie Kaufman?
Yeah. Well, I love Spike Jonze. I think he's a great director, but for whatever reason, this just didn't work for me. And then the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. It's everybody ranted it and raved about it. I thought it was fine. I would have just liked it. It was just him and who's the other guy? Yeah, Pedro Pascal just making a movie. If they're just making,
I didn't like all the undercover
FBI the undercover stuff. Take all of that out of there. Just have them making a even kind of cool action movie, and maybe something goes wrong and they have to save someone maybe or whatever. But even so though I did like the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent enough to go out and buy it. So I I do own it, and so it is good. I just expected maybe a little more out of it, so I'll go with the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Okay.
Malcolm.
Adaptations. I really enjoy it. And it's the first time a fictional character's won a Academy Award because
Incredible.
because Nicolas Cage's character is credited on the screenplay. But that being said, I actually really enjoyed the undercover stuff and Massive Rate of Unbearable Talent. I thought it was a really fun movie, so I'm going to go Unbearable Weight here.
Yeah. Well, Paul, what do you say?
Well, yeah, I liked Massive Talent. I thought that was fun.
So good.
Especially when you watch the trailer and you see the crazy scene about them climbing the wall together and they realize he could have walked around the wall. And that's funny in the trailer. And then you realize they're absolutely high on mushrooms. And I was like, boy, that's even funnier.
It might be the hardest I've laughed in a movie in recent years.
In a while,
just fell down.
That being said, adaptation. I saw that movie and I went, I thought that was okay. And then it was, and I'm not proud. I say this when it applied with the movie Mother and some other stuff. But I sat down, I started talking about it. And then I understood it. I have to admit, I didn't get that movie. But when it was explained to me, I went, oh, okay. Because I thought that movie just kind of went off the rails at the end. But they said, no. The movie becomes the type of movie that the screenwriter is writing in the movie. And it just kind of flew past me for some reason. But then
makes a little more sense.
I actually want to see it again to enjoy that even further. And Cage, just by playing two characters in this, also wins by one. So I give it to adaptation.
What an incredible achievement adaptation is, and being one of the most unique stories of all time. The adaptation of a book about flowers, and I mean, just what a high wire act that movie is, and the fact that in the middle of it there are two Nicolas Cages, that is just absolutely insane. However, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Yes, exactly. But Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, this is more this current era of Cage that I'm enjoying, and it stars the America's Ike Barinholtz, personal friend of ours. So I got to go with Ike Barinholtz. I'm voting Ike.
Yeah, nice. Well, awesome.
Yeah, both these are about on the same level for me. I need to rewatch adaptation. I liked it. I don't know if I overly.
This is a great double feature, Frank.
Yeah, it's a good double feature. Yeah, because you get a lot of Cage for your buck with this double feature for sure. And I do miss Spike Jonze because he just directed her and like 10 years ago. He hasn't done anything since except for like music videos or whatever. He did the documentary, but I wish he would come back and make more movies because I think he's got.
He did the Beastie Boys documentary. That was really good.
Yeah, and I liked most of Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I'm not a Tiffany Haddish fan. She annoys me, but so I didn't love that.
American Treasure. How dare you?
But
she ready? Come on.
But I'll go with Unbearable. Yeah, just for this one by a slight margin. But yeah, I need to rewatch adaptation. So there we go. We got Mom and Dad.
Ooh,
nice. Street Kings.
Now this Mom and Dad, I haven't seen it, but this is supposed to be great,
like
right?
It's like peak, like crazy Nick Cage.
Yeah, I've heard this is awesome.
Yeah,
I got it.
Yeah.
All right, so Malcolm is up first on this one.
I actually haven't seen either of these movies. I know when we're doing the Nicolas Cage ranking, everyone was raving about saying if you haven't seen Mum and Dad, you should see Mum and Dad. I still haven't seen it.
I'm excited to.
Actually, no, I think I have seen Street Kings once. I don't remember much about it, so I'm going to go Mum and Dad.
By the way, the movie is crazy, Adam, Mom and Dad, because it is directed by Brian Taylor of Neville Dean and Taylor fame.
Oh, did not know that.
Yeah. But by himself, not with Neville Dean, but it's his solo act. But that's
Selma Blair, American Treasure.
That's why it's got the crazy.
Yeah,
he's got the crazy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that is good to know.
Yeah,
that's on the list of movies we've talked about that I got to see now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these.
That's Paul.
I have. It's me, right? Yeah, I haven't seen either of these. I really haven't heard of Mom and Dad, although when you're talking about them, I'm going, oh yeah, maybe I have heard of it. So, Mom and Dad, Street Kings.
Who's in Street Kings?
Keanu.
Street Kings.
Yeah.
Mom and Dad. Never heard of Street Kings. I heard of Mom and Dad, and it had a reputation. And now you guys have told me why it had such a reputation. So
Yes.
yeah, the one I want to see the most of these two is definitely Mom and Dad.
Well, Street Kings has Keanu Reeves, Forrest Whitaker, and Chris Evans. Those are the three main guys.
Oh yeah,
And it's
I don't never heard of this.
And it's one of David
Also,
Ayer's,
Hugh Laurie.
Oh, it's
David
David
Ayer's
Ayers?
really yeah, David Ayer before like
Yeah.
End of Watch and Fury and all that. Yeah.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
David Ayer. Yeah, it's kind of a street movie. He's a cop, it's just a cop movie, him on the streets and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
written by
Roland.
Kurt Wimmer.
Yeah,
Pass.
it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah,
The
Mom and
writing
Dad
isn't that great.
Mom and Dad is a nutty, again, kind of, Nick Cage had a couple of these, I'd call them, midnight horror movies. You know what I mean? Like this is a great, along with Willy Wonderland and stuff, a great kind of midnight, just
This
bonkers.
does look interesting.
It's violent, it's nutty. Yeah, they get possessed. And try to
Hugh
kill
Laurie, Naomi Harris, Terry Crews, Common, and Cedric the Entertainer. Okay, all right, I'm in.
Yeah, right. It's a quick 85 minutes. It breezes by. You'll love it. Yeah, it's Mom and Dad for sure.
All movies should be 85 minutes.
Oh, they should all be under 90 minutes. Yeah, 100%.
Should be the rule.
Except for Martin Scorsese can make his 3-hour movies. That's fine. Everybody else, you got 90 minutes. Get it done.
Yeah, everybody else. Scorsese, you got 90 minutes.
Yeah. Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't seen Mom and Dad, just go watch the freaking trailers for this. The trailers are like bonkers. You haven't.
I'm ready.
Nick Cage just singing the hokey pokey, doing in a crazy way. Like you put your left foot in, you put your left foot out, you put your right foot in, and you cut it off, and he has like an axe, and he's just going crazy, it's a whole thing where they get possessed all parents get possessed to try to kill their kids, and it's like a virus
No way.
or like something of like unknown origin. So the kids are on
I'm
the run,
totally
and they're
in.
just going nuts. It's like 1 minute they're perfectly normal parents, and then this thing hits, and then they're just going batshit crazy after their kids, and it's just
I'm totally in.
But it's fun stuff. Yeah,
it's like a longer version of that Kingsman scene at the end where they all get like the woman through the bathroom or whatever. It's like a movie of that essentially.
It is. Yeah. And Street Kings, for the cast that it has and the director, like the writing's not that great for me. Like it's just fine. I think they're down in New Orleans or something like that, and they're and like it's just them kind of just being cops, and it's almost like I don't know, like pretty like procedurally feeling to me almost. I mean, but so yeah, I got to give it to Mom and Dad. Yeah, pretty easy. So.
Mom and Dad wins.
Wins. So we're almost there. We got Wild at Heart.
All right.
The Day the Earth Stood Still, which will be in our bad remake tournament as well next week. So, yeah. I mean,
I can do the impersonation of one of the directors of these two movies.
Yeah,
so
right.
I know where I stand.
We'll vote quickly, but Paul, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Wild at Heart. I loved that movie when it came out. I was on a big Cage kick. Obviously, it's that I've mentioned his 80s were some of the best stuff we're going to see today. And it encapsulated here in 1990s Wild at Heart. I thought Laura Dern was hot as hell, and Lynch was off his rocker, but in an accessible way, even more so than Blue Velvet. With crazy characters. My favorite scene in the whole movie is when they drive into Big Tuna, and the sign says Big Tuna. Then they do a reverse angle on the back of the Big Tuna sign. Someone wrote "fuck you," and I just love that simplicity. Then he's singing Elvis tunes, and I have the soundtrack. It's awesome. Wild at Heart. All day. So take that the day the earth stood still.
Yeah. Well, Adam, what do you say?
Well, there's only one movie of these two that was directed by David Lynch, and I do not like the earth to stand still. I like people to dance and fight and punch people, so I'm going for Wild at Heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
Yes.
The horizon and the day the earth stood still poster is in the middle. It's not interesting.
Not interesting.
Yeah.
Where is the horizon?
The horizon, yeah.
And Keanu talks like this the entire movie. It's really, really bad. And,
well, it's actually perfect for him.
And John Hamm even forgot he was in this movie when asked about it in interviews. So that should tell you. No, Wild at Heart. I don't love David Lynch, but I like Wild at Heart. It's a good time, and I love the stuff where he's singing Elvis to her. And if you have any kind of crush at all on Laura Dern, watch this movie. She's horny for Nick Cage the entire movie. So just watch that. So I'll go Wild at Heart.
Yeah, it's one of the best scenes. Like at the end of The Fabelmans, when like John Ford's talking about the horizons and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But but I've not seen Wild at Heart. But even so, like I think to this day,
Oh.
the remake of the Day the Earth Stood Still might be the most boring movie I have ever seen. Like so boring. Like I literally was struggling to stay awake. Like I forced myself to stay awake, but because I try to do that during movies. I don't like to fall asleep, but it happens. But it was just boring. Like I don't remember a single damn thing that even happens in this thing. Like it just Keanu Reeves just kind of standing there, just talking and like a monotone voice, and like there's just nothing going on. Like he literally stands still for the whole movie. So yeah, no thank you. Let's go with Wild at Heart. So
yeah, you'll love Wild at Heart. You should watch it when Kevin watches John Wick, which is soon, and when Adam watches Mom and Dad.
Do that. Yeah. Malcolm. What, Malcolm?
Yeah, Adam stole my joke. I was going to do the whole John Ford bit from The Fablemans, played by David Lynch as well. But yeah, I've seen Day the Earth so that's why I haven't seen Wild at Heart, but I'm still voting Wild at Heart.
Yeah, right. That's correct.
You can still do an impersonation of the director of The Day the Earth Stood Still.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Scott Derrickson.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. We got Vampire's
Scott
Kiss.
Derrickson for that? Oh, crazy.
Yeah.
Vampire's Kiss and
I had to look that up.
Yeah.
All right. Adam, Vampire's Kiss and Speed.
Speed, epic movie, A Vampire's Kiss. It's great. He eats a bug. You'll love it. But as you can see from the poster, there's two legs. He's next to him. You'll love it. It's good. But Speed is an epic classic. It's a classic. It's the movie that defined that summer and the action of the time. And it was a new Keanu-sans at the time.
Yeah. I'm good. I'm Austin.
Yeah, any other day I might vote for Vampire's Kiss. Yeah, it gave us the famous Nick Cage meme, with the crazy face meme, and it's fun.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Right.
That's from. Okay, yeah.
That's from Vampire's Kiss. Yeah.
Okay.
And it's a good time. But Speed is like a top 5 all-time favorite action movie for me. Like I've watched this movie over and over again. Like I love it. Had it on VHS and owned it on every format you can own it on, and I dig it. So yeah, Speed easily.
Yeah. Speed is an all-timer. Like it's a favorite whenever we've done an action series. Speed is always right there at the top for our shows, and yeah, like people forget that it's not just Keanu Reeves on a bus with Sandra Bullock. I mean, there's the whole stuff that happens before he gets on the bus, and the whole subway stuff afterwards. There's a lot to this movie, and like it's just great. Like it's one of the best action movies almost ever made to me. It's that good. It's just like an adrenaline rush for an hour and a half, and it's great. So yeah, I'll go Speed. And I've never seen Vampire's Kiss, so that's another one that I might need to put on my watch list. But Malcolm.
Yeah, I mean, I remember we had this big debate on Mankum when this one was brought up. It's like, is he really a vampire in it, or does he just think he's a vampire? It's like, I ultimately decided to count it. It made the list, but it's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it. I watched it for the first time for that Rankin episode, and it's a lot of fun. I mean, I like Speed. It's already gone through, so I'm just going to give some love to Vampire's Kiss because why not?
Okay. Sure, yeah. Well, Paul, what do you say?
On the Movie Guys LA Film Locations Tour, if you take the West Side Tour, you can visit the Firehouse Diner from Speed.
Nice. That's awesome.
Locations from Vampire's Kiss are not on the tour.
No,
I go with Speed.
Oh, yeah.
Is that where he gets? Is that where he gets coffee before the bus blows up at the beginning of the movie?
Oh,
it looks,
right.
It looks like a and you can see where the bus exploded in the tour.
Oh, right down the street. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, we got Renfield, the recent Nick Cage one, and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
Wow.
Ooh.
All right, so start with me. Yeah, I saw Renfield. I dug it. It was Nick Cage again back in form, stealing scenes. All of the scenes he has with Nicholas Hoult are great. The Aquafina stuff not great. The gangster kind of storyline really shoehorned in there, unnecessary. So that's the only thing that's going to knock it under Bill and Ted Bogus Journey for me. Bogus Journey is a lot of fun. I think it's great. I love the evil robot versions of Bill and Ted. There's just
So much good stuff in that movie.
So much fun when they're just sitting around eating Cheetos and just like being assholes. Like that movie, it's a ton of fun. Bill Sadler is amazing.
Bill Sadler, man,
he's so good. Yeah, and that whole hell sequence where they're seeing the bunnies and the old lady, like it gave me nightmares when I was a kid. Like that's a horrifying sequence. The way it's shot, like the long hallways and stuff. I think it's a really cool movie. Yeah, and it's really underrated. So I'll go Bogus Journey here.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's kind of interesting because I feel like I want to go see Renfield one more time. I've seen it once, but and it was fun, but I didn't feel like I loved it as much as I thought that I would. But I will say that the Nicholas Hoult, like his acting chops have come a long way since he was in like Jack the Giant Slayer and like some of those to like where he is now. He was great. Like he was probably my favorite part of the movie. Like he was really, really good. Just some of those action scenes where he's just kicking ass and stuff. He eats the bugs. He does all that stuff. And yeah, but Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, yeah, that movie's fun. Like there's parts of it that I like better than Excellent and Adventure. Like the whole the thing, they go to hell and they got to challenge the Grim Reaper and they're like playing all the board games. You sunk my battleship, whatever. So yeah, and like,
right hand red.
Yeah, right hand red. Yeah. You must play me again. Yeah.
Best 2 out of 3. Best 5 out of
right.
Best 4 out of 7.
Yeah. Or like you killed the evil us's. Yeah. Like there's a lot of fun stuff with like the robot Bill and Ted. And then when they go to heaven too, and they get help from like the little dwarf guy or whatever it is. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I'm going to give it to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. But I think, though, after a few more watches of Renfield, that'll go higher up on my list of favorite movies. But for now, it's got to be Bogus Journey.
All right.
So, but Malcolm?
Yeah, I really want to see Renfield. I'm just waiting for it to release in New Zealand.
It's still not out yet.
Apparently, it's out in Australia now, but it hasn't reached here yet.
Oh man!
It was supposed. According to Google, it's supposed to come out this week, but it's not on any of the movie times I was looking at. But just before, so I don't know. But I really enjoy Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So, spiteful to Renfield for not being available for me to watch Bogus Journey.
Yeah.
Paul.
Renfield is good. It's basically watching a Cage movie these days is to see what crazy choice he's going to make next. And that's
the
how
fun.
Renfield is like. You're like, what is this scene going to be? Because, Dracula ends up in all different forms throughout the movie. So I do recommend it, Malcolm, when it does open. But Bogus Journey's been with me for so long that it's kind of unfair. That's got a seat at the table, So no pun intended, but John Wick stuff. But the Bill Sadler bits are classic, and plus you can visit their place on the LA Film Locations Tour in Hollywood as
classic
well.
Location.
But you can't really see because it's interior. I think that they're one of their.
But what about the Gorn Rocks? Isn't that in?
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Trek?
Well,
that's Bogus Journey.
Vasquez. I haven't done a tour that far north yet.
Yeah.
If you go up to Santa Clarita, of course, you can go to Vasquez Rocks, where Kirk fought the Gorn, where they did Austin Powers, where they did Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and Blazing Saddles, and all sorts of other movies. Yeah, I've been there, and that's awesome. But so I go with Bill and Ted.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam?
I haven't seen Renfield. I love that Nicolas Cage is in that, but yeah, Bogus Journey. It's a rad for a sequel to a movie or a comedy movie as well. It just goes in all kinds of batshit crazy directions. So yeah. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey.
All right.
Can't wait to see Renfield though. I love the concept of that.
That's it for.
Also, I'll just.
Yeah.
All right, now zoom back and see what we got here.
Oh yeah, we got some good stuff coming up. So
because now we start picking up some speed.
Speed round. Yeah, this is what we do. So we go into overdrive here. It's gonna be like sort of a 10-second or less thing. Just give me your gut, one or the other, and we'll speed to finish here, and we'll wrap it up. We're actually doing pretty good on time for the guests that we have. We're at 2:30. This is like pretty average. This is like pretty good time. We're doing.
I haven't started bitching yet out loud.
No,
we haven't revisited Raising Arizona yet.
Yes. Oh, wait till we get to that.
Just wait.
All right.
Arizona quotes for you.
All right. So we'll start with Jordan this time. We got Parenthood and Lord of War. Quickly.
Oh, it's got to be Lord of War. Yeah, I think it's much better for me. So yeah.
Okay. Malcolm.
What do Parenthood beat? Don't recognize that.
Leaving Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
Really, that's kind of surprising.
We
I haven't seen Leaving Las Vegas, but from what I've heard about it, I'm surprised about it losing.
The one he won the Oscar for.
I haven't seen.
You have. Let me put it to you this way, Malcolm. You have 2 DVDs on top of your DVD player. You're about to put one of them in. It's Leaving Las Vegas or Parenthood.
I mean, the one I'm probably watching is Leaving Las Vegas, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But anyway. I haven't seen either of these. I'm just going to go Lord of the War because why not?
Okay. Paul?
Yeah, on this show, we call that the Jacob Barber logic. He's the one that does that like pick one of the other logics. So, yeah.
Well, if you're having trouble deciding, that's my method.
Yeah.
Parenthood all day. I told my girlfriend who was born in the 80s that when we started dating, because I was born in the 70s, that I was going to show her all these great 80s movies that she hadn't seen because she was a kid. So this was one of them. And I said, look, there's you before Parenthood, and then there's you after. I'm going to like the after Parenthood Susan even better. So let's get down and watch this movie. And that's just a fantastic. It has all the feels. It's totally hilarious. It's a perfect balance. Oh, the end sequence with the Randy Newman music, just the pans of the family. No, there isn't even any dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
So that stuff is gorgeous and effective. And the comedy with the crazy dildo sequence and the Cowboy Dan. I mean, so much good stuff. Parenthood is it's an understated masterpiece. You wouldn't think it is, but it is one of those.
All right.
Yeah, it really is. I think we realized that. Like, it's the directing of that movie. If comedies were considered well directed, that is one of the most well directed comedies. Great movie. Yeah, Parenthood over Lord of War for sure. It's a classic. Lord of War is a good movie, particularly of its time and for its actor. But Parenthood is a classic for the ages.
All right. Well, I'm glad you guys got your final thoughts because Lord of War is going to win. All right, moving on. All right,
Lord of War. Let's go. Yeah.
All right. We got Wind Talkers and Ghost Rider.
Nice.
That was only one choice.
Quick and easy. Yeah.
On Lake has over Ghost Rider, but never mind.
I just love the idea of Ghost Rider versus Parenthood, or for Ghost Rider versus.
Yeah.
But yeah. I do really enjoy the first Ghost Rider. I think I've seen Wind Talkers once. Wasn't that high on it, but I'm gonna go Ghost Rider on this.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul.
Who won your heroes bracket?
Like
number one in the end.
What do you mean?
Who was that? Do you remember that?
Our heroes bracket?
I just think it was someone that disappointed me, and I see us being on that track for me being disappointed again as to who won this whole thing. Lord of War beating Parenthood. Yeah. I go Wind Talkers. John Woo's better. John Woo's better.
Ron, you're upsetting the victim.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Adam.
I'm Adam.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider. Okay, I'll go Wind Talkers.
Presented without comment. Well, except for that one.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll go with Jordan.
I just want to see a Ghost Rider during World War II in inside Pan, just like taking out the
Hey, they should have made a Wind Talkers too with Neville Dean and Taylor, but you know.
Well, but I'll actually go Ghost Rider.
Okay, Ghost Rider.
Wow, Ghost Rider, baby.
All right,
have some fun. It's tournament fights.
Let's have some fun.
Bill and Ted face
got to give made it out of the first round. Okay.
Something's got to give. Yeah, well, it faced chain reaction. What are you going to do? That's true. So, all right, Paul, you're up first. Bill and Ted face the music.
Hollow victory.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. All right. Adam.
Without comment.
Yeah, no, I'll go Bill. I'll go Bill and Ted as well very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, something's got to give here, and it's got to be Bill and Ted face.
Yep. All right, Bill and Ted, hard to beat, man. They're all of the movies have won their brackets.
That's true. They're getting there. We'll see how far
they're
they make
epic
it.
Classics, man.
Bill and Ted Final
Bill
Four.
Bill and Ted face the music beat The Rock.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Rock. Yeah.
Spite vote, then something's got to give.
Well, it's partially because The Rock is a bad movie, but we talked about that earlier. You can watch back.
Yeah. It's not a great movie.
It could be because The Rock is actually a piece of shit that we kind of enjoy because it's not that great.
All right,
Yeah,
get ready,
right.
guys.
Oh shit!
Oh, John Wick and Raising Arizona. Oh boy,
All right.
it gets tough here on tournament fights real quick. So
Yeah.
Adam, unfortunately, you got to go first on this one. Woo!
Hmm.
All right, Adam.
Raising Arizona. Sorry, John Wick. The Raising Arizona is the shit.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
Wait,
Austin.
Man.
I've seen Raising Arizona once. I've seen John Wick about a dozen times. John Wick just is what it is. Yeah.
These are mighty nice cereal flakes, Miss McDonough.
Oh, good cereal flakes, Miss McDonough. I'm gonna
Need a
hang
beer,
with the
Glenn?
guys. Knock back a couple of Coca-Colas.
Yeah.
Riley,
Yeah.
you take that diaper off your head, put it back onto your sister.
Watch you don't cut yourself, Mordecai.
Keep your goddamn hands off my wife.
Nobody sleeps naked in this house.
We got to knock out Raising Arizona, so it doesn't come up
Scandal,
five.
isn't it?
Raising
He's a
Arizona.
little
Yeah,
outlaw.
right.
No, he's a good boy.
Anybody
Well, John
found
Wick.
bipedal in
Yeah,
5
yeah.
wears his ass for a hat.
John Wick, I've seen about a dozen times. Raising Arizona, I have
Got
seen
shot
probably
off the
6 or
short
7
leash,
times.
don't you, H.I.?
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Why don't you breastfeed?
Wow,
Yeah.
breastfeed. You seem capable.
Yeah.
Mind your business.
Yeah, I like.
Don't print that.
I
Mama
do
finds
like the
out
John
we're
Wick
using
movies.
code
That's right. We're using code names.
Just keep
wait.
talking.
Calm down, children. Calm down. Just ignore them, Malcolm. Just vote for
Welcome
Witt.
home, son.
Yeah,
Where's
no,
Ben?
I
Where's
do like
Ben?
John Wick, but I really like Raising Arizona more, so I'm going to vote
Where's that
Raising
top here,
Arizona.
I
Yeah.
love him. So
Shoot.
Paul?
Might not happen.
I know you do.
Might
Honey.
get another Raising Arizona round. Well,
Yeah.
we
Paul?
Paul.
You
His
gonna
dog
make
is
it
going
I'll just
berserk.
take these Huggies and whatever cash you got in the drawer.
Malcolm.
Yeah. The Huggies, yeah.
Hope wear a funny hat. Racing Arizona all day, every day. That movie.
Oh
is
boy, so we got to go do another round of this. All right.
Yeah.
So,
Man.
Take that diaper
John
off
Wick
your head
film.
and put it back on your sister.
The John Wick films get better as they go, but I could bypass the first one for Racing Arizona. for
okay,
sure.
I got you. All right, so we got
Hey,
Matrix
Arizona's gonna have to go
Reloaded,
get something else.
Matrix Reloaded, and Drive Angry. Me, I'll go Matrix Reloaded. Jordan.
Yeah, I'll also go Matrix Reloaded.
Okay, Malcolm.
Matrix Reloaded.
All right,
Yeah.
Paul.
I've seen and didn't like The Matrix Reloaded. I haven't seen Drive Angry, but I'm going to pull a spite pick like Malcolm did. And because it beat Moonstruck, I got to pick Drive Angry.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
good
Right.
spite pick.
That's a good spot,
Adam?
Matrix Reloaded. I can't wait to watch Drive Angry though. That just looks good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it is fun. Yeah.
Watch,
I love Reloaded. I'm obsessed with Reloaded.
Watch Adam. Watch Drive Angry and Mom and Dad. That'd be a good double.
Yeah.
Nick
Oh my
Cage.
gosh. Yeah. No, I got a great
Watch
list
Nick
from
Cage.
this
Yeah,
here.
there
But
you go.
Reloaded, I'm obsessed with Reloaded. I think that movie's just awesome.
Yeah. All right, Jordan,
Yeah.
you're up first for Kick-Ass and Point Break.
Oh, this one's pretty easy. It's got to be Kick-Ass. Yeah.
All right, Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the original Point Break Kick-Ass.
All right,
Yeah. Paul.
Paul.
I'll go Point Break.
Point Break. All right.
Yeah.
It's like
Adam?
both of these,
Adam.
neither of these I picked in the first round, but we'll go Point Break.
Yeah.
It occurs to me that Mark Strong is not in Point Break, and neither is Nicolas Cage doing an Adam West impersonation. So I'm going to go Kick-Ass right here.
Yeah.
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 Well, Kick-Ass
Playing
exists.
basically Batman.
Kick-Ass exists in a universe where The Spirit 3 is a movie. So Kick-Ass.
Is that
Really?
so?
Is that a thing?
Well, so the movie they go to, it's The Spirit 3, where The Spirit was apparently a massive success and created a franchise.
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Wow.
fantastic.
It's a nice
Nice.
little funny Easter egg when they go
That's
to the movie. It's
hilarious.
strong. Yeah, it's
The
really fun.
Spirit,
Wow.
The Spirit is the movie that is the best movie I've ever seen with the sound off, and the worst movie I've ever seen with the sound on.
Right.
I've watched
Right.
it both ways. And I'm like, what a contrast! Like, it's just insane.
Yeah.
All right, Malcolm, you're
Yeah.
up first for The Gift and The Matrix, the original. Malcolm.
Yeah, as much as I really want to get the gift into the poll.
You had a good run,
um,
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
the Matrix has had to beat Matrix.
Yeah, it's an
All right,
epic classic.
Paul.
I'm going to vote for The Matrix and hope to God it beats all the other bad choices you guys have made on this half of the bracket. Up to now.
I mean, out of all the movies we've discussed here, there's probably only one that is a true classic for all time, and that's The Matrix. So yeah,
And that's
sorry,
Raising
Sam
Ari-
Raimi.
Oh yes, The Matrix. The
Oh,
Matrix.
and that's Raising Arizona, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the way this is going, they might face each other, so we'll see. We'll make the decision. Oh, yeah, I'll go.
Well,
Matrix. Yeah, they might.
if Frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass a hopping.
Yeah.
He's a little scandal, isn't he? He's a little outlaw.
No, he's a good boy.
You guys at least wait till we get back to it in the
Yeah,
bracket.
right. At least
We're not even on that right now.
But I'll go with the Wachowskis over Sam Raimi. So
There we
Okay.
go.
Matrix. Yeah.
All right, so Matrix. All right, and we'll scroll down. See, I think we got more. We got Matrix Revolutions and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah. Paul, I'm assuming you're going
Bill and
Bill and Ted. Yeah.
Of course.
Adam.
Yep, Bill and Ted, man. That is a classic.
Yeah, I'll go Bill and Ted as well. Jordan.
Sorry, Revolutions.
Be excellent
Yeah,
to each
not
other.
really.
Bill and Ted. Yeah.
All
Party
right,
on,
and Malcolm.
dude.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted.
Yeah. All right. So, all right, cool.
Well, there we
That's
go.
that side. We'll jump to the other side again. Get some
Yeah.
sweet. We're kind of in the
Ooh, we
sweet
got some good
16 right now.
matchups.
Oh yeah, we got some good ones
It's
coming
tightening
up.
up as we reach
Oh,
the
yeah.
final rounds here.
Yeah.
We'll wind it down pretty quickly here, and we'll see what
All
happens.
right. Yeah.
All
What
right.
matchups?
So on the other side,
Oh, look at
we
this.
got Bram Stoker's Dracula and Bringing Out the
Okay.
Dead. All right.
Mm.
Adam, you're up first on this one.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah, I'll also go Dracula. Actually,
Love that movie.
Yeah, good movie.
I mean, I can't wait to see
Is it-
Bringing Out the Dead, but
Yeah.
obviously I
Yeah,
can
it
wait
is-
this amount of time.
Yeah.
These are two movies that I wanted to love, and I didn't quite get there all the way, but I probably like Bram Stoker's Dracula.
There's just
slightly
nothing
more, so
like
we'll
Bram
go back.
Stoker's Dracula.
Such a unique
Yeah.
movie. This is.
It is, yeah.
Malcolm.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Okay.
Nice.
And Paul.
Noise.
Jordan, I'm with you that these two made it past the first round for me because they're superior, but they're not quite legendary. But I think
Yeah,
Dracula
yeah.
is a bit more kinetic and fun to watch. Well,
All
that's not true. Kinetic. Good Lord, Bring Out the Dead is a heart attack. But something about
Yeah,
Dracula puts
sure.
it over the top for me.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Dracula moves on.
I really want to see the crossover between Bringing Out the Dead and Dracula.
Let's see it together. Yeah.
They're going around helping all the victims of Dracula. Yeah, around the
Yeah.
driving around.
Yeah.
God damn
Cousin
it.
sequel to
It's a
both
busy,
movies.
busy night. They're draining everybody tonight. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Be a good
Yeah.
movie. I'll watch it. All right. I'm up first for we got Face Off and Constantine. I'm gonna go Constantine. Actually, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what? I think I am going to go Constantine. I didn't think I would, but I feel like I'm
What?
going to now. So, yeah.
Fuck this up,
I mean, I
Marco.
can see it.
Welcome. Yeah.
I'm going to go Face Off.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul.
Same.
Okay. And
Yeah.
All right.
Face Off's awesomely
you, Adam.
nuts. I have the sneaking suspicion it's a bad movie, but I have a sneaking suspicion
It kind-
Constantine's a good
it
one.
kind of
But
is.
Face Off.
Face Off. Look, the one thing I
Kind of
don't
is.
like, the face thing is really stupid. The touching the
Yeah.
face and running down thing, it's really, really stupid.
Yeah.
But
You know,
what a
it's-
classic stupid movie too.
Yes,
It's like
yeah,
one of the
no,
most
no.
famous.
But
loved
it's a
stupid
kind
movies.
of stupid action movie we don't really get a lot of anymore. So I can.
I know, right? It's a '90s. It's
It's a movie they're
1997
watching in-
AF.
Yeah.
In the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, they're like watching Face Off.
Yeah, Face Off.
Oh,
yeah.
right. Yeah.
Jordan, we got Gone in 60 Seconds and Pig.
Oh, yeah. This one's another easy one. Pig.
Okay, Malcolm.
Yeah, Pig.
All right.
Oh,
Paul.
Big.
Pig. Excellent.
I'll go Pig.
Adam? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we predicted Paul would be the next one to beat Gone in 60 Seconds. So sorry, Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yeah.
Take it out. All right. We got John Wick 3 and Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Oh, two
Oh,
masterpieces.
Yeah.
Two
All right,
masterpieces.
This will be a tricky one. So
Yeah.
Malcolm, go first for this one. Yeah, we'll see.
Gosh. Wow. What
yeah,
could take
this
out John
is-
Wick 3?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is really tough because I mean, while I'm not that much of a fan of the sequels of the middle two sequels of John Wick. I think Keanu's more of a main character because I think Nicolas Cage in Spider-Verse, well, I do like him in as from now, and it's yet to see if he's going to make some kind of cameo appearance in the other Spider-Man movies. But he really is a small part of Spider-Verse, so I'm going to go John Wick 3.
All right.
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul.
That's good reasoning. And again, the Wick movies I think get better as they go. So far, of the ones we've talked about, Parabellum is the best. But is it better than that Spider-Verse movie? I know he had a smaller part, but it's such a good movie. Like it is animation on another planet.
Yeah, I'm judging the
level.
movie. Not
Yeah.
I gotta go. So I gotta go with that.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
Adam.
Yeah, I mean, boy, what could make me say that John Wick 3 is maybe not as much of a masterpiece as another movie, Into the Spider-Verse. That movie is just unbelievably good. I just adore it. Yeah. Sorry, John Wick 3 for me.
Well, John Wick 3 has rest in peace Lance Reddick picking up guns and kicking ass at the end of that movie. So
Yeah.
you know
This is
what?
true.
And I physically, I didn't say this, I physically can't watch Into the Spider-Verse stuff on the big screen. It makes me motion sickness. It gives me motion that the animation style does.
Bit of a prejudice. I got you.
Yeah, I know. I have a bit of a prejudice. It's just because I physically can't watch it. So
Well, don't watch Jordan's screen because it's blinking
Yeah,
a
I
little
know.
light in the
I
background.
know.
there,
Yeah. The light over and over again. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think we have a tie, right?
You're not doing it for a
so
second.
far, Jordan hasn't voted yet. So
Tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Jordan, it
And-
comes down to you. Don't fuck this up, Mitchell.
Don't fuck this up, Mitchell.
The thing is, though, like I'm a Spider-Man guy. I mean, like you can see, like I got that giant Spider-Man right there in my room there. But the thing is, though, this is like maybe my third favorite Spider-Man, and the John Wick movies. This movie's in my top 10 movies ever made of all time. Like it's
deserves
that good to me. Yeah, and so I just got to go John Wick 3.
You should see Star Wars.
Well, Star Wars is in my top 20. I think A New Hope and Jedi. Not Empire though. That's out of my top 20.
Oh, look at this. John Wick 2
go.
versus John Wick
2,
4.
John Wick 4. Here we go.
What?
All right.
There's your answer to what could beat John Wick 2.
Right. Paul, you're up first.
I think John Wick 4 might be the best film I've seen all of this year so far as we reach the halfway point.
Oh, yeah.
And,
Same.
and as I said, if this is a franchise that keeps getting better, it certainly is better than 2. Although they're both great, John Wick 4 is next level. John 4.
Yeah.
J-Dub
Yeah.
4.
I had a sneaking suspicion while watching John Wick 4 that this might be one of the greatest movies of all time. So I'm going John Wick 4.
Yeah.
I've only seen it once, but
Right.
boy, I was like, I
Yeah.
think I'm watching a masterpiece here. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
A masterpiece, yeah.
No,
John Wick 4.
John Wick 4 is also my number one of the year so far. So,
Yeah.
yes, John Wick 4, easily, yeah.
So
And
number
John
one,
Wick 2 goes down in flames.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, it's my number one John Wick movie versus my least favorite of the franchise.
Oh.
So I got to go with John Wick 4. I've seen this movie 3 times in theaters already. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I got to
did
go
twice.
again. Now.
there's still a chance to
Tell
see
us.
it one more time, maybe if I hurry.
Yeah, they leave too quickly.
Yeah. But Malcolm.
John Wick 4 is my 7th favorite movie of the year so far.
Ooh.
But that's not to say I didn't like it. I just like the 6 other movies I've got higher.
Number
more.
one is Cocaine Bear, Malcolm, right?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
My number 1 is Dungeons and Dragons at the moment.
okay.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah.
Didn't get out.
But yeah,
good.
I really
Paramount
enjoyed
Plus?
John Wick 4 though, so I'm going to go
Yeah.
John Wick 4.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, John Wick beating John Wick. That makes sense.
J-Dub.
that 4 is going to be hard to beat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of Tai Chi
Ooh.
and Unbearable Weight. So, Adam, you're first on this one.
I want to see Man of Tai Chi very badly, but I've seen Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent and enjoyed the hell out of that movie. And just Cage at this point in his career and the choices he's making, you're like, here's another great one. He plays himself,
Yeah.
and it's fucking hilarious. So yeah, and of course it's got America's Ike Barinholtz, the winner of Jeopardy. Celebrity Jeopardy champion, and also the writer and star of History of the World Part 2. To give a little plug to Ike Barinholtz there. He's had a hell of a year. That's my choice.
Yeah. I'll probably be the only one on the panel, but I'll vote for Man of Tai Chi. But I'll be the only one. That's fine.
Yeah, I was just watching Bobby Lee's podcast, who was on Mad TV with Ike Barinholtz, and like he's just pissed that like they're giving all the roles to him and not Bobby Lee. So yeah, but
Bobby Lee should try and be funnier.
Different. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's funny on his podcast, but maybe not on a whole lot else.
Yeah.
But,
He's funny,
but-
but I just think Ike's funnier. But.
yeah, but I'll go with the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. I still haven't seen Man of Tai Chi since the last round, so we'll go with that. Malcolm.
Slacker.
Yeah, I do like the Unbearable
We
Weight.
do say that a lot on the show, Paul, because we go 3, so we're like, you could have squeezed in a 90-minute movie in the middle there
That's
somewhere.
funny.
Like,
He's
why
got
not?
in the
Jesus.
background. Yeah.
Sorry, Malcolm.
Yeah, I mean, I do like the Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, but I'm voting on a very weird reason because I think Man of Tai Chi could make a really weird crossover to the John Wick franchise. Have Keanu Reeves fighting himself. I'm going to go Man of Tai Chi.
Sure. Yeah.
And you could have an adaptation pair, thing where it's one's being adapted by the other, and then it comes to life. Yeah, I could see all that.
Yeah. Right.
Paul.
Paul.
Because of Suicide Squad and Sisters like Barinholtz, I will go with Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. There we go. And we got Mom and Dad and Wild at Heart. Me first. I'll go Wild at Heart, but I like Mom and Dad a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. Jordan.
Well, I've never seen Wild at Heart, but I have seen Mom and Dad, and that movie is freaking great. That movie is so much fun, like peak crazy Nick Cage. So yeah, Mom and Dad.
All right.
Malcolm.
Yeah, I haven't seen either of these, so I'm just going to vote for the movie that's got Nicolas Cage in it.
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
I'm going to vote for Mum and Dad.
Yeah.
Okay. Paul.
Wild at Heart. That's
Wild at Heart.
just a crazy movie that I absolutely am in love with. Diane Ladd is mad in it. Yeah, I love it. I love the Slaughterhouse music.
Mhm.
And it has one
Thank
of my
you,
favorite lines of
Paul.
all
I
time.
appreciate your vote for Wild at Heart. I too will be voting for Wild at Heart, as it is a original movie that you don't get very often. I don't know about Mom and Dad, but Wild at Heart, boy, that's a movie people will be talking about for years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
And it's interesting.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. All right. The last one on this side, and then we get to the
Ooh.
8. So
And then we get-
Speed and
what are we
and
down
Bogus
to the
Journey.
final?
Tough.
Well, we'll
8
be
on 8?
going. We'll be going into the Elite 8. So
Elite 8,
16
okay.
going into the Elite 8, which go in our poll on Shoutout Friends and Family. We'll get to that in just a second. First, we got to vote for Speed and Bogus Journey. Jordan, first.
So I'm going to use the logic for people who have seen a lot of movie or of tournament fights and or been on episodes. Speed gets a lot of love, but Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey doesn't really show up all that much, and so I want to give some love to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. So yeah,
All right.
Malcolm.
I think you'll be roasted in the polls if you don't put Speed through so Speed.
Probably, but Paul.
I don't love Speed either. I think it's good. I think the action sequences are great. I think a lot of the dialogue is dumb. The supporting characters are
It was
kind of lame.
96. What were they going to
Yeah. It was 94. It was the same year as Maverick.
do?
I
94.
don't know why I remember that, but I didn't care for much either of those. I'll go with Bill and Ted, but actually, I hope it doesn't go any further.
Okay. All right.
I'm
Hey,
going
Dennis
Speed.
Hopper and Jeff Daniels are great side characters. Come on.
I guess
mean-
I'm thinking like Alan Ruck and everybody on the bus. Was like,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But Speed just kind of defines its time. It is what action movies were becoming and going to become, and it mastered that and just sort of sticks up as this sort of like, here's the new model for action, which of course people couldn't do as well as Speed did. But I was like, man, it really is just, coming out of an era of Die Hard and into an era of, what Speed 2s, it really mastered the format. I got to go Speed. I love it.
Yeah.
And also
well,
shout
Speed
out
didn't
to
come out. Speed 2 wouldn't have come out, and we wouldn't have
shout out
hung
Steven Shepard.
That's true. We
Watching
did go
it.
see that opening night.
He says, "Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent better than adaptation." Yeah, kind of for me at least. So
For a lot of the panel,
Not my vote.
unfortunately.
Yeah.
I don't think Ike Barinholtz is an adaptation. I mean, am I wrong?
Yeah.
here?
no, I think you're
No, I
right.
think that was kind of before his
America's
time.
Ike Barinholtz, winner of
Yeah.
Celebrity Jeopardy,
Yeah.
beat Patton
Yeah.
Oswalt.
All right, so the
That's
next
true.
the winners of this one will be in the Elite 8, which we will have a poll on the Shoutout Friends and Family group. So we'll see how many Nick Cage movies make the poll and how many Keanu Reeves movies make the poll.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see.
So,
So this one of a Nick Cage movie will make the poll. This first one, 'cause we
A
got
true cage match.
Yeah, I got a cage match here. Ghost Rider versus Lord of War. We'll start with Malcolm.
yeah.
I'm loving this.
I now want to see
Right.
Nicolas Cage play the character Steel, and there will be a true Steel Cage.
There we go.
Yeah.
But I'm going to vote Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul.
No way would I vote for Ghost Rider in 1,000 years unless I didn't think it was absolutely asinine that Lord of War beat Parenthood. So Ghost Rider.
Give him hell, Paul. Ghost
Yeah.
Rider, baby. I saw that opening night
Christ.
at the Cinerama Dome. I
moving
brought
on.
Paul.
It's moving
I made
on.
Paul go see
I
that.
cannot believe fucking Ghost Rider's making this poll out of all these movies. That
Yeah,
is
right.
absurd. That is absurd.
absurd.
I love
it. It should be Lord of War.
It's
making
so
this.
Nicolas Cage that this is happening, by the way, guys.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I understand. It fits the
Yeah,
format. It sure does. But I would have voted Lord of War. Yeah.
Yeah, I also would have voted Lord of War. I think it's great. And like Parenthood, to me, Keanu Reeves just isn't in it enough to like really say it's much of a Keanu Reeves movie. So yeah.
Well, it's an ensemble piece.
Inexplicably, into
That's
the Elite
that's
Eight goes Ghost Rider.
Nice.
So there you go. All right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Parenthood
You never know what's
belongs to
gonna
nobody,
happen.
belongs to the cast.
Yeah,
All
right.
right.
Anything's possible in tournament fights.
All right.
Oh, here we
Bill
go.
and Ted face the music and Raising Arizona. So
Oh,
be
here
ready
we
for
go.
another 5 minutes of quoting. Here we go.
Ma'am, you don't breastfeed him. He'll hate it for you. He'll hate you for it later. That's how we end up in prison. At least it's what Dr. Schwartz tells us.
Right.
You got to get him his dip tat boosters yearly, or
We'll
else
just
he
have to
develops
look into
lockjaw
both
Get him
night
his
between
dip
all
tat.
this.
Got to give him his
Yeah.
dip tat.
Paul's voting for
Raising
Raising
Arizona.
Arizona. Adam's voting for Raising Arizona.
It's a
I'll
crazy
vote for
world.
Raising Arizona.
Somebody ought to
Somebody else sell
tickets.
tickets.
Jordan.
Hell yeah.
The funny
Wear a
thing is,
funny
I
hat.
think here I'm actually going to go Raising Arizona too. So
Yeah, Glenn, I guess it is kind of
Maybe
funny.
it was
Malcolm?
tough.
Malcolm?
That's your forte, ain't it? Chasing down cooks and crummies. That's your whole raison d'etre. Raising Arizona.
Yeah, that's your whole raison d'etre.
There, Blanche.
I knew I was butchering you in there.
All right. Let's get up for Arizona before we lose our minds. All right.
What's my dine on his thumb help the orthodontia, but it ain't gonna help with the college.
Yeah.
He's out there somewhere.
Somewhere.
And anyone can find him knows the difference between a lead and a hole in the ground.
Or my name ain't Nathan Arizona.
Nathan Arizona. Yeah.
All right. What are we up to
Yeah.
here?
All right, Adam. Kick Ass and Matrix Reloaded.
Oh my God! What a heartbreaker! What?
Yeah.
Oh, Reloaded.
Oh, yeah.
Reloaded.
Not even gonna think about it. I can't bear to do that to Kick Ass.
Yeah.
I was obsessed with Reloaded way more than Kick Ass.
Well, I won't
Yeah.
do that to Kick Ass. I'll say Kick Ass.
I
Yeah.
agree with you too.
Yes.
And I'm definitely more of a Matrix guy, and this is for sure the second best one. So yeah, Reloaded. Malcolm.
Reloaded.
Yeah.
Damn it. Kick
Paul.
ass. All right.
Wow.
Ooh.
Wow. Reloaded.
Reloaded.
This poll is going to be.
Whoa.
We are going
Trying to get that off of here.
See, here's the thing, Adam.
love
You guys
Reloaded.
don't have to deal with the brunt of this poll that we're going to.
Yeah, we're gonna get you guys in trouble.
Yeah.
What the
Yeah.
fuck happened on this goddamn
Yeah.
show?
How
And
in
I'll
the
be like,
hell?
I'd be
Well,
happy
go
to
back
chime
on.
in on that thread.
Yeah, right.
All right, so OG Matrix and Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's a good match.
It's like Paul voted for everything else, and then we voted for the opposite.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm first.
Tag me in that post.
You know
I will
what?
jump on there.
Yeah.
Heartbreaker.
Yeah.
You know what? Just because Matrix says, well, actually, no, it hasn't. I'll vote Matrix.
What a
All
great
right, I was going to say
combo
something,
here.
but I'll say Matrix.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm sad to see Bill and Ted's Excellent
Well, this is the perfect matchup, though.
Adventure go
Yeah.
because of
Two of
Napoleon
his
in
most
that
famous movies.
pig restaurant or whatever it's called. I always forget the name of that, but
I think it was called the
that's
Pig Restaurant.
Yeah, something like that. But yeah, so I'll go.
It's
with
it's a Ziggy Piggy.
oh yeah, the Ziggy Piggy. Yeah, Napoleon and the Ziggy Piggy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
We had John Wick versus John Wick earlier, so let's see Matrix versus Matrix.
All right.
Yeah.
Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, it's a heartbreaker to say goodbye to Bill and Ted. But when
Heartbreaker.
you were, it's groundbreaking and
Yeah.
just forward thinking and insanely tight as the Matrix is. You can't deny it.
Yeah.
It's not to
Yeah.
be denied, the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every movie before The Matrix, if you go back and watch, just had William Shatner choreography for fights. It's all basically William Shatner fights. And then after The
Yeah.
Matrix, everything's now like immaculately choreographed like a ballet. The Matrix. man.
Yep.
All
Yeah.
right. All right.
And I'm
Matrix,
so glad.
So far,
Never
hey,
mind.
no, I was gonna say this is interesting because so far in the poll, 2 Nick Cages, 2 Keanu Reeves, and 2 each having a kind of inexplicable one there because we have Raising Arizona, which makes sense. Ghost Rider, which doesn't make sense. Matrix, which makes total sense. Matrix Reloaded makes no sense. So there you go. It's a total chaos poll.
These are
I
two
kinda
careers
like
that may
it's
defy
interesting.
logic.
Yeah.
I think these careers
I'm
defy
surprised.
logic.
Says the Ghost Rider made it this far. Come on.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, it's not
Hey,
my
look,
fault.
Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance didn't make it this far. Don't act like we were talking about Ghost Rider Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah,
It
right.
is Ghost Rider.
If you don't see
Jordan,
the
you'll be
brilliance of Parenthood, yeah, Ghost Rider goes this far.
Sure, right.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're up first for Dracula and Face Off. So what do you got?
Wow.
Well, I'll just say, I didn't really love Bram Stoker's Dracula. I thought that it was good, but it just didn't get there for me all the way. So I got to go Face Off. Face Off is just a great time.
All right.
So
Malcolm.
God, what a weird movie.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bram Stoker's Dracula just because I think that it doesn't get a lot of love in the Tournament for Hits.
Okay.
Yeah, it's true. Paul.
The best of the 8 movies where this all started is Toy Story 4. But of what's left, Face Off.
Yeah.
Really? You went Face Off? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bram Stoker's Dracula, man. Come on. It's a Face Off is a weird movie, but what is anybody doing in that movie? I can't even tell. It's amazing, but Bram Stoker's Dracula is just this tour de force of artistry and some bad acting, but fun.
Yeah. It's up to
Keanu
you.
is genuinely bad.
The bad acting is the plan
You're the
in
deciding
Face
vote.
Off.
Well,
yeah, you're right. That's true. It's played by
So-
its own rules.
I'll just decide by moving which one.
Oh.
Dracula takes out Face Off as
Oh.
it should.
Yeah.
Come on.
Hey, we
love
got to have what's arguably Keanu's worst performance in the poll. That makes sense with this poll.
Yeah,
He is
it
genuinely bad in that movie.
I guess
All
it
right.
does.
We got
Yeah.
Pig and or his most
Ooh.
infamous performance. Yeah, Pig and John Wick 3.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Malcolm.
Ugh.
Malcolm first.
Yeah, I've got to go Pig.
Pig. Okay.
Paul.
Wow, this is tough. So different, these two movies.
Yeah.
But again, I think I led with the fact that it's very bizarre that nobody calls out how weird their surroundings are in Pig. Like, I'm sitting watching the movie going, is no character going to say, why are there underground fighting rings in the restaurant business? I mean, I just defied logic. So that became a weirder and weirder movie. Now, John Wick at the beginning says, this is a crazy movie about assassins who live by a code of rules and it's all nuts from the beginning. And I went, I'm in. So I'll go with Parabellum.
Yeah.
Parabellum all the way. I like Pig, but not that much.
Yeah. I've seen Pig twice. I've seen John Wick 3 about 10 times. So
Right. I could watch that movie every day. I could watch
Yeah,
Pig
right.
at some point again in the future.
Yes.
Yeah. It's got to be John Wick 3. Hands down. Yeah, that movie's amazing.
All right. John Wick 3.
Give me that
and
baby, you
before,
warthog from hell.
Yeah.
Write that down real quick. All right.
Kevin Smetts in the chat.
Oh, is he? Kevin, you in the
Oh.
chat? What's he doing?
Smetts in the chat.
Hey, listen, Smetts, for the panel that we have with Adam and Paul, we've done like 4.5 hours with them. This is pretty good timing for it. We're doing good on time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
and
slowing it down, Smetts.
As much
Yeah.
as they well, really, 30 minutes of the show has been re-quoting all of Raising Arizona.
Well,
Yeah.
that's true. We have added a half hour of Raising Arizona quotes.
Yeah. There was a lot of that. So we have John Wick 4 and Unbearable Weight. Paul.
Yeah.
Well, come on. Well, is it me?
It's
Yeah.
Paul up first.
Oh.
Oh, it's Paul. Okay.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
me? Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, John Wick 4.
Yeah.
Again, it's the best film
Oh.
I've seen this year.
I
And it
got
might
you.
be better
That's
than a
what
lot of the movies from last year.
John Wick. Sorry,
Yeah.
Ike Barinholtz, America's Ike Barinholtz, winner of Celebrity Jeopardy and writer of History of the World Part 2.
Yeah, he
John
needs
Wick
the
4.
plug. He needs the
Yeah,
plug.
he needs the plug. I'm plugging
Yeah,
away.
my number one movie of the year so far, John Wick 4. Absolutely.
Yeah, sorry, Ike Barinholtz starred the weird political comedy The Oath. I don't know what that movie is.
Director of The Oath with Tiffany Haddish.
The director, yeah. So, but I'm gonna go John Wick 4. Yeah.
All right. Malcolm.
Malcolm.
Yeah, all the love to Ike Barinholtz, the star of Superstore, or someone
That's
in
John.
Superstore.
Yeah.
You're thinking of John Barinholtz's brother. Ike Barinholtz is the star of the opening scene of The Hunt. Anybody see that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The Mads Mikkelsen one or the 2021?
Oh, is it
Yeah.
the Hunt where all the people wake up in like the field? What am I? Is it called The Hunt?
Well,
Yeah, I
there's
think so.
there's
Or
two
the-
different The Hunts. There's a Danish movie that stars Mads Mikkelsen from 20,
Oh.
but there's also the one from 2020. Two really different movies.
Very different movies. Yeah.
All right. So last one to get in the poll here. Adam will go
look at
first
this.
for Wild at Heart and Speed.
Now I'm first on this one. Oh, I don't want to go
yeah.
first.
Yeah.
Oh man. Come on. One of these movies is very unique and has an auteur behind it, and there will never be another movie made like it, and it is a definitive thing in the career of David Lynch. And the other is Speed. Wild at Heart.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll go with the logic that this is very Keanu heavy right now, so I'm going to go Wild at Heart and his love of Elvis. Yeah. Even though I love Speed more, probably, but just for fair sake, I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
with
I probably do too.
We'll see. We'll see. Jordan.
Yeah, I think I haven't seen Wild at Heart, so I'm gonna go.
It defined mid-90s action, but that's not always a compliment. Also, so
Yeah, so I gotta go with Speed. Yeah. So, Malcolm.
Yeah, I haven't seen Wild at Heart, but just because of Adam's impersonation of David Lynch, I'm going to vote Wild at Heart.
Thank you very much for your vote of confidence.
I was gonna be proud to be the vote that decided this, but it looks like my vote won't matter. But I'm glad it goes to Wild at Heart because I was gonna say just what you said, Adam. This is Speed is the defining movie for mid-90s action. But I'm like, oh boy, did I enjoy late 80s and current John Wick and Atomic Blonde era so much better than what was wedged in between it. So,
I know, right?
I go with Wild at Heart.
All right.
It's the definitive action movie of an okay time for action.
To be fair, Adam, Hero Tournament Fight Speed has won a tournament before, so it's already
okay.
It won our. We did a whole big 128 a 3-part thing of one crazy night / day movies, and that's one of our one.
They won that, yeah.
So it has had its.
It's pretty high in our greatest action movies.
That's
of all
one
time,
crazy
too.
day they had on that
It
list.
sure is. So all right. So this is for the final four here to see what makes it in there. Scroll out. We got Ghost Rider and Raising Arizona. I have a feeling where this is going to go, but just for as a formality sake. I'll definitely go Raising Arizona. I don't know how Ghost Rider made it the hell this far. So
yeah, I definitely got to go Raising Arizona too. So yeah.
All right, Malcolm.
You're young and you got your health. What you want from a job? Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Boy, I wonder what Adam and Paul are going to vote for.
Either way, we set for life.
Or we get caught.
Have you heard the term recidivist?
Repeat offender. Not a pretty word, is it, High?
That ain't me anymore.
Wait, now I'm David Lynch doing Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
Okay.
Would you buy furniture from a store called Unpainted Huff Hines?
Not that mother scratcher.
Bill Parker,
Actually,
and he's holding a spherical object on the highway.
Yeah. And it's not a piece of the car.
It's not a piece of the car.
All right, Jordan, you're up first in our Matrix match, Reloaded and OG. So.
Oh yeah, this one's easy. The OG.
Repeat
Gotta be.
All right.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
Matrix.
Yeah, I'm gonna go the OG Matrix.
Yeah, there's no choice here, right?
Yeah, right.
We even discussed this.
Yeah, can we get Reloaded
also,
on the damn map already? Jesus.
Yeah,
we're trying for 3 rounds to get.
I love Matrix Reloaded. It doesn't hold a candle to the first one.
Right.
It doesn't even register as a movie compared to the first one.
Somewhere the Oracle, Merovingian, and the Architect are all still monologuing. Enough.
Yeah, right. Still.
I love those characters.
We do have a quote
I catch a lot
or
of
a comment from one of our viewers here. It's from the movie guys. I did not come up and go through this. All Preston.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
Tuning in. I wanted it in writing.
Hey, it's really nice. We must be blowing up, Jordan. We got the movie guys watching our show.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm happy about that.
We're blowing up.
All right. Malcolm, you're up first for Dracula and John Wick 3. Go ahead.
How great is this?
Yeah, right.
This is so great.
Wow.
I'm gonna go Dracula.
Dracula, okay.
Ooh. All right.
This is really tough. I find so many faults in Dracula, but it's only because he swung for the fences, which is admirable. But John Wick 3 didn't exactly play it safe and pulled it all off much cleaner. I'll go with John Wick 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. This is I've carried the water for Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'm very proud it made it this far. But man, John Wick 3 is my new Bram Stoker's Dracula, a movie I watch over and over and love for everything it's doing. I feel the same way I did about Bram Stoker's Dracula back then about John Wick 3.
Yeah.
Watch it
For the
any
accident,
day,
the
every
head
day, all
alone.
day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well,
Awesome.
John Wick 3 also because we got to have a John Wick show down here in just a minute. We have to.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be fun, Jordan.
I mean, we've already
Ooh.
had one John.
We had one
Yeah.
already, but it needs another one. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
enough.
Well,
Yeah, not enough.
well, why is John Wick 3 the only movie in the series with a subtitle? I've never understood that, but I'm
I
gonna
know.
go with
The way they
with
name
John
movies
Wick 3.
today is bullshit.
It's weird.
But anyway.
Yeah, it's like bullshit. Why like every Fast and Furious movie sounds exactly like the last one?
Rambo 3, Rambo Last Blood. What?
I mean,
Scream, we have
Scream 6.
Scream.
And I'll tell you what, the biggest offender is Scream
Halloween.
6 because the one before it was called Scream, and then they came out with Scream 6 and they put the V and the I under the M, and I go, you could have done that with 5.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
It was
Exactly.
right there.
And shouldn't Scream 6 really be called Scream 2? It's all dumb.
T-O-O.
By their
Yeah.
the last one was Scream.
Yeah.
True.
Paul, you'll be up first for John Wick 4 and Wild at Heart.
Ouch. Boy, do I love Wild at Heart. It's the quirkiest, weirdest story of Dorothy. And it has one of my favorite lines. I don't know if I should repeat it, but when Nicolas Cage has 4 dudes coming up to him on the street, and then they all stop him, and this really cool music playing. Just kind of takes out his cigarettes. So what do you faggots want? It's the wrongest line. It's a line of its time, but that line is gold. I only say all that
It's
to
the
bid the
performance
movie
as
farewell
well.
on this.
Right.
I bid the movie farewell and go with John Wick 4. Which
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
massive.
Adam?
Yeah, John Wick 4. These John Wick movies are they are just everything that got me started loving movies to begin with. Like I just feel like the same way I did when I would watch these movies over and over. I'm like, man, this is so great. These movies are so great. So John Wick 4. That's my new Wild at Heart anyway. That's my new, any of these movies.
I want to go back and just say a word about the movie I picked. And I only talked about the one I let go. But when you come out of that Osaka Continental sequence, you're like, oh my God, this is the best. And then they continue to one up themselves over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
You got the overhead camera sequence. You got the circular car or whatever that's the Arc de Triomphe sequence.
Scott
And then you
Adkins
got the staircase. And then
Scott Adkins is great.
Scott Adkins, yeah.
They just
that's
mint
right.
characters. These bad guy characters. They just mint character after character. It's
You want to
amazing.
kill him? You want to
Did it
kill
all
him?
with an epic duel,
I
like
want to kill
Old
him.
West style duel. Come on.
Yeah, and he's such a Clint Eastwood man with no name type character. They've just mastered that. Like all the stuff that they're like, here's all the things we love about movies, and we're putting them all in our own movie, and we're calling it John Wick. Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's so German drug fueled dance floor for those people to just keep dancing, even though Adkins and Wick are kicking each other's asses.
I love
they just keep dancing. It's like
there's a dance floor sequence in every one of these because they like Blade as much as I do. I'm like, that's what's so great about these guys.
Blood. No, I'm going with John Wick 4, 100%. We have a genuine conundrum.
yeah.
He's so much fun.
We almost got to interview him on the red carpet.
Oh God!
Nice. That'd be awesome. Yeah,
should be.
Yeah, he went around it.
Scott Adkins should be Johnny Cage in the Mortal Kombat movie, but that's
he should be.
Yeah,
he should.
But
it's gonna be Carl Urban, right?
Carl Urban, which is weird, but anyways, okay, yeah. Jordan.
All right, let's wrap this thing up.
We're getting there.
Having Clancy Brown be the guy to like officiate the duel is like that's perfect. Like, so
10
yeah,
paces.
Awesome.
20 paces.
Yeah. So yeah, John Wick 4. Yeah, for sure.
Malcolm.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't realize there was Mr. Krabs that was officiating the duel.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
He looked very human looking. But yeah, I'm gonna go John Wick 4.
All right. So
and also the other problem is that Wild at Heart is not streaming anywhere. I just looked, I can't find it anywhere.
No, I think that one's been very weird with its releases over the years.
We are Keanu heavy.
Look at these matchups.
But yeah, we'll see what makes it. So, Adam, you're up first for Raising Arizona and The Matrix.
Oh my God, what is happening?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah, all right, we're getting down to it.
Wow, I'm so proud of Raising Arizona. That their Buford's is smart when he already knows his ABCs. Hit the deck,
Hit
boy.
the deck, boy.
But against the Matrix, yeah, Raising Arizona. I love that it made this far. It deserves it.
Whoa.
And I'm going over the Matrix. Oh hell yeah! This is a tour de force of filmmaking. The Coen brothers, there's nothing like the Coen brothers. The Wachowski brothers. Every movie they make is completely different from the other ones. They created the Big Lebowski, Raising Arizona. There's just no kinetic comedy, and I would put the action in this for its time and what it's doing and its genre. How it's busting out of the genre of action with this kinetic Sam Raimi photography. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, Raising Arizona. It is the Matrix of comedies, of kinetic comedies of the 80s. Did everything different.
Those are great points, but Raising Arizona was not my first DVD whenever we had a first DVD ROM drive on our computer, and Matrix
that was mine too, was the Matrix.
So it was the Matrix, yeah, and I watched this movie obsessively, and I still do. So
mine was A Bug's Life. Oh well.
Yeah.
Mine was a stupid one. Mine was Holy Man with Eddie Murphy for some reason. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know why. But,
hey, at least that movie has a memory. I don't think anybody else had any memory of that
Nobody
movie for any reason.
Yeah, right.
Congratulations, Holy Man. You remembered.
That, and also at the same time, I bought Mission Impossible 2, arguably the worst one of the franchise. So. But
yeah, Bug's Life came with my computer. Then I bought Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So.
And also on these really tough matchups, I got to do it because I know people get annoyed. But whenever it's like super tough, you got to play
Social Studies Division. This is gonna be tough.
Be tough. All right. But maybe not so tough for me. I got to go with the Matrix. I'm just a diehard Matrix fan. So. But Malcolm,
would you both finish from a place called Unpainted Half Hinds? But yeah, this is interesting because as much as I really do want the Matrix to finally have a chance to win a tournament, I think the final should finish at being Nick Cage versus Keanu. So I'm also going to go Raising Arizona.
Oh, this is a good point.
Ooh, yeah,
you did not.
This is a good point.
You did not leave it to me.
Yeah, but be honest with yourself.
What's the better movie?
What is the better movie here? Just be honest with yourself.
You got both these movies on top of your DVD player, Paul. You got to play one.
Well, I watched Raising Arizona most recently on a plane, like in the last plane trip I took, because there it was. Plus, on planes, I don't fly well. I need comedies. But it's 2 and 2, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, but I love Raising Arizona. I brought you this far, but I would have to say it's not the best Coen Brothers movie. I would take Fargo and No Country for Old Men over Raising Arizona. It's probably my third favorite. It's only because they are beyond brilliant. The Matrix is everybody in its best movie. It's Carrie Ann Moss's best movie. It's Keanu's best movie. It's the Wachowski's best movie. Probably even Lawrence Fishburne. But he was in Apocalypse Now. And then you got Pantaleano. He was in Midnight Run. But I think I go with Matrix for its just overall greatness. Everybody in peak formation.
All right.
Paul, I have one question for you. You're not just telling us what we want to hear here, right? Because we just want to hear
the truth. And then I guess I am telling you what you want to hear.
Boy, didn't we tell you just not to say that?
Yes, sir. Okay, then.
Okay, then.
That's from The Matrix.
Yeah, it's from The Matrix.
All right, so it's The Matrix
versus either John Wick 3 or John Wick 4.
Ooh.
The Devil's
This is all coming out about right.
Yeah,
the genuine conundrum right here.
I love the run.
The genuine conundrum, Mr. Wick. Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't that the third movie? John Wick Conundrum?
Yeah, right. Yeah. I think the fourth one should have been subtitled.
It's a toss-up, but I'll just say John Wick 4. I'm high on it right now, so yeah.
Yeah, it's a toss-up for me, but yeah, I just think that the fourth one just one-upped it, but just a little bit. So yeah, got to go chapter 4.
Upped it by a half hour.
Yeah, right. A whole half hour. Yeah. Malcolm. And also
with
by
the way,
Donnie Yen too. Throwing that.
yeah, I mean, with the way John Wick 4 ended, I think that was probably the perfect end to that series. I know we're getting a series and a spin-off movie, The Ballerina, or whatnot, coming, but I think for the John Wick segment of movies, I think 4 is a perfect conclusion for John Wick himself. So I'm going to go John Wick 4.
Yeah, cool.
Would have been the perfect final movie for Lance Reddick, but now he's going to be in White Man Can't Jump, I guess. So, but Paul,
what I consider the most underrated movie ever made is Birdie, and I consider it an affront that you didn't even include that in this bracket. The
That
Nick
actually is
Cage,
an
Matthew Modine, Alan Parker film is one everybody should see, and it is a
I don't know what that
brilliant
movie.
It's a classically overlooked movie, for example, tonight. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's Alan Parker.
But it's not talked about much.
Alan Parker made Mississippi Burning. He made Pink Floyd The Wall. He made, Come See the Paradise, Angela's Ashes, Midnight Express, Angel Heart. I mean, he's good. And
it's really
Birdie
good. You guys will like it.
Is an unfilmable novel, and he made it fantastic. So anyway, you haven't included that. You
One of the great last lines of the movie.
You didn't include I Love You to Death. You didn't include Peggy Sue Got Married. So, of what's here, we've got I'll go with John Wick 4.
Yeah.
I was supposed to end more intelligently, but
hey, every John Wick movie gets better and better, tries more stuff, impresses me more. It goes more nuts. So of course, John Wick. I love John Wick 3. Here's how much I love John Wick 4. John Wick 3 is losing this round.
All right. So
and there they are, the epic peaks of his career.
Yeah, 90s Keanu and current Keanu. So yeah, there we go. All right.
So good.
Yeah. So that is our final here. Yeah.
Sorry, Nick Cage.
Yeah.
But boy, I'm happy with Raising Arizona's run.
All right. So
that made me happy.
Oh my gosh. These are like two movies in my top 5 movies of all time. All
time action movies. So yeah, Jordan, you got to go first on this one. Unfortunately, Matrix, John Wick 4. Yeah, you got.
Man, this might be the toughest match in tournament fights history for me. Like for real. These are two of my So the Matrix is in my top 5. I think John Wick. I'd have to double check it. It's either at 5 or 6 all time for me. Like even that recent of a movie was that good for me that I have it that high. I mean, I guess I got to go with the one that I have ranked higher. So I got to go with the Matrix. We'll just go down to that logic. So
all right,
Malcolm.
Yeah, on paper this is a tough match. They're both good movies, but the logic I'm going over here is we know we're going to see John Wick 4 when we eventually get to the best movies of 2023 tournament when it comes up. We don't know the Matrix is going to get another chance to win a tournament, so I'm going to go the Matrix.
Well, when we get to best movies of 99 in a year or something. Yeah, whenever we get to it, yeah. But Paul,
as a kind of original trilogy guy and not much else, it was kind of exciting to see the Matrix's really brilliant special effects kind of beat Star Wars. It was groundbreaking not only in that way but in every way. It is the thing that will be remembered forever. There may not be a John Wick without the Matrix. Also, that's just Reeves' career timeline fact of sorts.
Well, also the same people behind the scenes with Chad Stahelski, who directed it, was a part of the Matrix crew. So that's kind of true.
There you go. Yeah. And look, you guys, it's on you guys again. You didn't include Bangkok Dangerous, so the Matrix.
Right. You should have.
It is so unlikely that Keanu would have gotten another franchise like this as John Wick, and that the quadrilogy is all good, unlike what some people think of the Matrix. But Star Wars was the Star Wars of 1977. We thought The Phantom Menace would be the Star Wars of 1999, but the real Star Wars of 1999 was The Matrix. It did everything that Star Wars did in 77, but here. A long mythology. We're only seeing a sliver of it. It's groundbreaking special effects, changed cinema as we know it. I mean, we have one of the greatest movies of all time and John Wick 4. So The Matrix.
Yeah.
You can't beat it. What are you going to do?
No, you can't. No.
Yeah, and kind of like what Adam said. Yeah, you get these movies that literally change things in cinema. That are these cornerstones,
Incredible.
like in the Matrix,
What a
or
movie.
in the '90s, T2 changed things. In '91, and turned the corner on CGI and stuff, and the way action's done. And then it didn't change again until '99 with the Matrix, and the Matrix changed it again. And then we got all these knockoffs, these clones, and progressive technology, and we hadn't seen anything like it. So,
and and we're talking about special effects and all that sort of stuff, but just think about the performance of everybody in this movie. The performances, Lawrence Fishburne's people, you go do an impersonation of Lawrence Fishburne, and they'll do that one.
Yeah.
You think
It's
that's
just
air
very
you're breathing now?
Yeah, right.
Red
See
pill.
how-
People use the red pill, blue pill analogy all the time.
See
It's
just how far the rabbit hole goes.
there is no
Yeah, right.
spoon.
Welcome
you
to
know?
the world of the real.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
There
the
is
Matrix-
no spoon. Oh, sorry, I did that as David Lynch, but
Yeah. Well, the Matrix has my single favorite scene from any action movie when he walks through the metal detector and he's like, "Sir, can you empty any metal objects you might have on you?" And he just opens up and it's like pure guns. And then the movie just proceeds to blow my effing mind, especially at that time with just like them like running up the wall in the slow motion. Then you
Well,
get
the
up to the
music
bullet
they
time
used,
thing.
yeah, it's just
Yeah.
soundtrack.
So good. So good. Oh.
Incredible.
Yep.
Nothing like
Such
So,
good music.
It is going to do it because the Matrix
Annual
is
winner,
your
the
victor.
Matrix.
There it is. That's a
Yeah,
deserving winner
there
right
you go.
there.
All right, there
Yeah.
you go. All right,
Thank
let's
God
wrap
this-
things up here.
Very deserving.
Thank God
yeah.
this bracket came around. Good Lord.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
it happens sometimes. Everything seems to fall as it should, So
Well,
We took
nothing
the
could
long
beat
way
the
around.
guilty pleasures because you had matchups that were like, okay, Baby's Day Out or Vice Squad.
Oh, don't get me
Vice
started.
Squad, yeah.
But what you guys did with Raising Arizona, I did with Vice Squad on that show.
Oh,
Yeah.
I know. That was so funny.
Spoiler,
That's why
yeah.
that's one of the
Yeah.
more rewatchable ones of these.
That's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, that was so
And then
funny. That
any
was so
tournament
good.
that ends with the winner is Batman and Robin. Had to have been
Yeah,
fun.
Batman and Robin. Come on.
Yeah. No, we've got a fun thing, Adam, where we're keeping track. I have a master list here of every movie that is a unique movie that has won tournament fights before, and we have some multi-time winners. But anything that has won, we did when we got to 64, we did a tournament fight of all of our winners. But hey, not all of them are great. We had a couple of stinkers in there because we've done some worse tournaments. So we had
Done
stuff
worse
like,
stuff, yeah.
stuff like Batman and Robin or Norbit or
Norbit,
disaster movie. Some of these really bad movies.
Movie 43 now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Now it will be
So
there.
when we get to 128, we're going to do a three-parter, all-time tournament again. So, but the Matrix is now number
Yeah,
105,
128, yeah.
105 on our unique winners for our Keanu Cage tournament of the Matrix, and a first-time winner, even though it's made it far in a lot of tournaments. Never won before until tonight. So there you go.
Did you get Wolfman's winner from that episode? Too?
Yeah, the
You
Wizard of
weren't- you
Oz.
weren't on it.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, the Wizard of Oz.
Nice.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Wizard of Oz.
You did a
No.
tournament of only Wolfman movies?
No.
No.
Sounds like you guys.
No.
We have a friend of the show, and his nickname's Wolfman. We did his top 64. So he had a lot of like very pretentious kind of artsy type movies, but the Wizard of Oz won, so that one's not as pretentious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We have done that. We have done like vampires versus zombies. We did that last year. We've done tournaments like that, that sort of thing. So
yeah. But
yeah.
And then
this was a lot of fun. So
hey, it did not go as nearly long as I thought it would, given our panel. So I'm very appreciative of that. Actually, no, I think the last time we had Adam on, it was a 4.5 hours, so a 3.5 hours. So we did.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, and
Well,
ordinarily I would protest, but that guilty pleasure, those matchups were just
it's
so
insane. Yeah,
funny.
it was so fun.
It's
Yeah,
just
Mo-
like,
Yeah,
what
Moose
two movies
was on
going
there.
against each other?
Yeah, our friend Moose was on
Yeah.
that show. Yeah, we had a great time. That was
Right.
That
That was great.
was good times.
Although that being said, the movie guys were responsible for your longest ever episode, which was Wolfman's Top 64.
Yeah,
Which one was that?
we just had a
Yeah, it
tournament
actually
that
was.
you guys were not a part of. That actually set
that
up.
was
a new
earlier
record
this
of
week.
over
Yeah.
of over the guys on the panel talked
Last
so much
Tuesday.
it went over 5 hours.
Oh.
It was really bad.
Yeah, so
I was
Austin
not
wasn't
part of
on
that.
it, and like all the people on there were all Wolfman friends. They all like to talk, and like I didn't have anywhere to be the next day, so I'm like, I'll just let them talk and do whatever they want.
I had to be somewhere the next day, so I bailed. Usually, I'm the guy who kind of keeps things like speeds things up if we need to. You know what I mean? Kind of like I've been trying to keep the averages under 3, but we were having fun tonight. That's why you guys are a lot of fun, so we don't mind. You know,
a lot of fun.
Good times.
And when there was
And
no
with that-
meat to be found, we ate fowl. And when there was no fowl to be found, we ate crawdad. When there was no crawdad to be found, we ate sand.
You ate
what?
sand?
We ate sand. You ate sand?
But you can find Adam Witt and Paul Preston reenacting Raising Arizona scene for scene over on the Movie Guys.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Just back and forth. We're reenacting all the parts.
We do the same thing, but with Harrison Ford movies on our.
Exactly. We'll get to
Sunday
plugs
Live
here in
Show.
just a second. We'll let Malcolm go first. He was kind enough to pinch hit for us tonight.
Yeah.
That's left. So
Yeah.
we'll go around the horn and let's get some plugs out here and get things rolling here. So
Malcolm, just
what do you
plug Kevin Smetts' stuff.
got?
Yeah.
His dogs. Of course, right at the plugs.
Yeah. Someone just
Yeah, I mean, you can find me over on Take Food Productions, the host of Rankin every Sunday night. Last night we did Mill Street movies where you can see people yelling at us for the comments because we haven't not everyone on the panel had seen Sophie's Choice.
Oh, really?
But next week we sometime I've got to put my career before family, but the next week is just going to combine because we're ranking the Fast and Furious movies.
Okay.
Oh,
Nice.
relevant.
But yeah, I mean, you can find me over on Full Metal host doing trivia and stuff. So
Yeah, sounds good. Well, we go to Paul next. Where can we find you, Paul?
You can find Adam and I at themovieguys.net. At The Movie Guys everywhere on social. And we're doing one of my favorite podcasts over there called The Ford Fiesta. Season 3 launching soon. But we're also streaming every Monday as we put together content for these finished Ford Fiesta shows. The last
do the
one, if you
recording
wanted to
sessions
catch it,
live, and then eventually we crank out an episode or two. On
edit
the
together a
podcast
finished
feed.
show. And the last finished show was with Mark Ellis. It was The Return of the Jedi. So we've got
nice.
Temple of Doom through Fugitive coming, and next we're going to move on to Clear and Present Danger, and on and on and on. Harrison Ford is the man. He was well honored at Cannes, as he should be, with a surprise Palme d'Or. So we love him and his career. We just go on there and we show it. So if you want to just come hang out and watch us put our show together, and we
Talk
respond
Harrison
folks
Ford
in the chat.
Well,
Talk Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
That's streaming every Monday Pacific at 3 p.m. Didn't today, but we recorded. That's because we recorded Saturday with this week's guest, who is Brian Crew, who's a great filmmaker and big movie lover who we dig, and he wanted to talk The Fugitive, so we did that Saturday night when he was available. Other than that, I will say check out Countdown to 5. My friend Sean Blodgett and I doing a countdown to Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny by doing a show basically on every one of the 4 movies up till then, and then we'll do a show after Dial of Destiny comes out, all about that film. Quick 5 or 6 episode podcast, the 5 movies, and 1 that sort of gets you in the zone for what to expect from the show. 2 of the episodes are out now. The other 3 will be out, obviously, in the next month and a half. No, less than that, until Dial of Destiny comes out. Got my tickets this morning. Very excited.
Nice.
And yeah, so that's what's going on there. Of course, there's the Movie Guys Locations Tour I mentioned. There's the Ghostbusters parties we throw. I also can be hired for movie trivia nights. All that stuff is at themovieguys.net.
Yeah, if you want an actual Ecto one at your party, this is the guy to talk to right here, Paul.
The man
true.
owns
I got
Ecto
one,
He is a movie guy.
I got one
Yeah.
Saturday in Chino. So yeah, I got to drive out there for a kid's birthday. It's fun.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah. And speaking of Indiana Jones, they dropped yet another trailer for the Dial of Destiny today. There's a lot of those trailers.
Oh, really?
To the point where like,
I ain't seeing
well,
that.
like, I don't know if I want to see anymore.
No.
Too
I
much
mean,
away.
they always
I'm good.
generally drop. Yeah, they always generally drop a trailer when tickets are on sale.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that makes
Also,
sense.
apparently at Cairns, a 5-minute standing ovation is lukewarm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know.
Are we
I don't know how
measuring
you
things in
describe the
standing
5-minute
ovations
standing
now?
as lukewarm.
I don't know.
Can those.
Wait, what was the
Yeah.
11-minute standing ovation?
For
Don't
Killers
Worry,
of the Flower
Darling?
Moon, I
Brendan
think.
Fraser.
Or,
No, wasn't
one
it
for
Don't
that
Worry,
one.
Darling got a 10-minute
yeah.
standing ovation?
Yeah.
Greatest
The
movie you ever
whale?
saw, right? When you finally saw it?
Yeah, when you finally saw it. Ooh, you
I'll
So
Google
good.
I'll Google the longest standing ovation at Cannes while you get your plugs out, Adam.
yeah, but I know that.
What Paul said. Good night.
Yeah, right.
Also,
Sounds
as
good.
summer approaches, I'll plug this for Adam. Check out the videos at the Hollywood Bowl. And most times when there's a movie involved in the live staging of the symphony, that he's doing the videos most of the time. So, but as the summer schedule
nice.
unfolds, he
That's
might
awesome.
be involved. So you want to see what he's doing.
Yeah, a little guy named
That's-
John Williams might be
Adam?
have some videos.
Ooh.
That I
Longest
like.
standing ovation in con history, 22 minutes for
For
Pan's Labyrinth.
oh
Really?
Yes.
okay. 22. That's
That's-
bullshit.
it's-
Though.
yeah,
that's
Count out
crazy,
22
yeah.
minutes. You mean the length of an episode of Friends?
Right.
Yeah,
that-
right.
I don't
Yeah.
think
What are we
so.
doing?
Yeah, right. No.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but
So dumb.
There you go.
well,
Apparently, it's a
You know,
20-minute standing ovation for Fahrenheit 9/11.
oh,
Really?
Oh,
Get
well,
outta
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Interesting. Well, if you don't have anything else, Adam, we'll go to Austin.
That's it.
Yeah.
You can find Paul and Adam get in the cage after they finished with the Ford Fiesta, reviewing all of Nick Cage's career.
Yeah, right.
It'd be a hell of
many
a thing, a
movies.
follow up. You know, that
That
would be
would
a
be
lot
fun.
of a lot of interesting movies. And
Yeah.
does that mean you guys have to review all of his directed DVD movies when you get into the 2010s? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, yeah, we talked about the Ford movies you have never heard of. So we
Ford's got a
probably talked about
wilderness
Cage ones
period
too.
coming up that we're.
Oh yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, but
Really?
Ford's first movie was
Age of
1967.
Adeline.
Cage's, I think, was 82 with Fast Times,
82.
81 or
Yeah.
82.
Valley Girl,
So,
Girl,
but
and Fast
still-
Times, yes.
But
Yeah.
I'm sure Cage has put out twice as many movies.
Oh, he's put
So
out
that-
4 movies a year for the last
Oh,
10
sure.
years.
Get in the
so-
Cage would just run us until we're dead. So I don't know.
Yeah. When we run out of Harrison Ford movies, we're going to
Right.
start over again because Harrison Ford is still the best.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Back to the top.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford forever, but
Ford
Austin,
forever.
You got anything
I don't
else?
have much this week. I believe my
Fiesta
movie
forever.
battleground
Fiesta.
title match should be up. Me and Amaru Moses, so you can check that over on TMG.
Oh, Amaru. Love Amaru.
Yeah, no, I had a title match with Amaru. It's a movie debate league, and he was the champion.
Oh.
I fought him, so and I was the
Yeah.
number one contender. So we had a good little match. And,
That's a good format.
Yeah, fun stuff. Kind of like movie fights, like kind of a
Right.
family league version of movie fights. So fun stuff. And no, I co-host here on the Movie Hero Network pretty much all the time. I do have a show with Jacob Barber, one of our friends, called A Podcast About Movies. That's just what we called it because it's simple. And,
Yeah.
and we'll be talking
clever.
remake. We'll be talking remakes. We'll be talking 4 remakes on that show. I picked Freaky Friday, Psycho, and he picked Evil Dead and The Jungle Book. So we'll be talking those on Saturday, and then that'll lead into also on. I'm sure Jordan will talk about on tournament fights next week. It's a whole week of remake tournaments because we'll be doing a good remake tournament of all good remakes, and then a bad remake tournament. So you will see that Day the Earth Stood Still Keanu Reeves movie again in the bad remake tournament,
Yeah.
which could have a chance to win because in our worst tournaments we vote for which movie is worse rather than which movie is
Yeah.
better. So that's the way we do our bad tournaments. We vote for the worst one and what you think is the worst. So that if that one's as bad as Jordan, hates it, maybe he'll vote for it.
Yeah, that movie is
And then we'll see that
snooze
Point Break.
fest.
We'll see that Point Break remake in there as well. So yeah, a couple of things related to this one. Yeah, that's it.
And a lot of movies that'll make you go, "Oh yeah, that's right, they remade that." Because every time someone says they
that's a
remade the
remake.
thing, I'm like, "Oh yeah, they remade
Yeah,
it."
right.
The Fog.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
Yeah,
remade
yeah,
that.
right. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, when Malcolm, I
they
think
made those. Yeah,
Malcolm, I think it was referred to the original Point Break, and I was like, oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
there was
Why would
another
you
one.
need to say that? Oh,
Dog.
that's right.
Yeah, because you kind of have to. It's like saying the original RoboCop. You're like, really? Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean,
the original
my
Poltergeist.
favorite thing. I mean, my favorite thing to do is when people complain, "Oh, they're remaking the Wizard of Oz. It's such a little. That's
You've
a
remade it
remake."
several
you know?
times. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
same
look
thing
for
here,
Austin
isn't
and
it?
I.
Yeah.
Also, look
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Austin and I on movie fights, arguing about why there should be 10 Toy Story movies. in his
No,
counterpoint.
no.
yeah,
Absolutely
no,
not.
no.
Yeah.
But
Although
I will
we can
say,
have a
though-
debate, we did have a debate on the show, Toy Story related, one of our more infamous ones, where I asked the question: if toys are alive in this universe, are sex toys also alive?
yeah.
It's funny you say that because my friend, a friend of ours, wanted to do a movie called Sex Toy Story, and then when he was throwing out that idea, he
Yeah.
then realized you don't have to change their names, Woody and Buzz.
Yeah, right. You know, yeah.
Steve Lewis.
That's Steve. Oh, it's hilarious.
Slinky Dog would work as well.
Slinky Dog.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I call my penis.
Yeah, right.
I call mine potato head.
Yeah. I call mine Wheezy. Yeah. But yeah, I will say though that this is probably one of my favorite lines from Everything Arizona. You got a panty on your head. Yeah.
Boy, you got a panty on your head.
Yeah.
Drop fast.
Yeah. But yeah, we will be doing some more of these verses though, because we do we have a battle of the Toms coming up. Tom Cruise versus Tom Hanks. We'll be doing that one. Yeah, and then we also have an old school, a cool match, which we're debating how we want to do it, but we're going to do Paul Newman versus Clint Eastwood, maybe, or we might do Paul Newman versus Robert Redford, maybe.
I like that old school cool.
So when we can either pair him up with somebody, but if Harrison Ford right now is at 57 movies, so if he ever gets to 64, before he retires, we can bring you guys on and do a full-on Harrison Ford tournament.
Yeah.
That would be
awesome. But he is currently
he will get there.
He's only currently at 57 right now. So
unless your brackets put them elsewhere. I mean, it's going to be Raiders and Star Wars facing off at the end. But we've got two more coming, right? Thunderbolts and Captain America. So
if there was somebody, or if there was somebody we could pair him up against, like a versus that would make sense, we could do like a 32 versus 32 Harrison Ford versus
nobody.
So,
As an interesting idea, you could do a battle of the like original trilogy sales acts that do like Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, and
but none of them have a pedigree that Harrison Ford has at all.
Like, right.
I mean,
no human being does.
I'm not saying they do, but
no human being does.
Would kind of make sense.
Yeah, Adam, if you got to go, you just want to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off here. I got a guest in town.
We're just plugging now. So if you guys got to go, you can. Yeah, please go ahead.
Wonderful time.
I'm just gonna do some.
Thank you, guys.
That was lots of fun.
Lots of fun. Yeah, thank you so much.
I made it to the end of one of these,
guys.
You made it to the end. Awesome.
All right,
thanks, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And I changed my outcome, my statement from before, since a good film did come in number one.
Right.
I retract my previous statement.
Good.
Okay.
Bye.
Good.
Bye, Paul. Have a good one.
See you later.
All right.
But yeah, I'll just do some general plugs for what's coming up for the channel and stuff. I was also just going to throw it out there. We do have our Battle of the Batman that's coming up soon. That's going to be we decided that's going to be Keaton versus Bale versus Val Kilmer versus Pattinson, because we just did the Matt Damon and Ben Affleck versus. So
I feel like we could also pit George Clooney up against somebody. Like George Clooney could go up against somebody. We'll find kind of a older cool.
Yeah, we could do that too.
Yeah, he's got enough.
We already did a Brad Pitt one. I was gonna say we could do it like him versus George Clooney, but
we'll figure out something with Clooney. We'll figure out somebody that's kind of similar to him. Yeah. Well, a lot of people compare George Clooney to like Jimmy Stewart or Cary Grant or something like that. We could do like a Jimmy Stewart thing or something. He's like
because like
modern version of that. So we can do something where it's literally out of time.
Well, years ago, like when I used to go get my hair cut, like literally some of the options would be the George Clooney or the Brad Pitt. Like those are actual hairstyles, because George Clooney did like the Caesar, and that's what they call it. And then I forget what they called Brad Pitt's one, but he had a hairstyle too that is kind of interesting. But you can also find us on all the social media if you go to Movie Hero 2121 on Twitter and Instagram, and then you can find us in the Showdown Friends and Family group, where we will have our Elite 8 from this episode. We'll be doing a poll roughly 24 hours from now. And it was a little late on getting the Elite 8 from Wolfman's episode, but it is up now. I just got it up today. So
I got the poll up from the 90s animated. I believe Lion King was winning that one, so that's why. Well, and it makes sense. It came in number one on the show, and it's winning the poll, so that makes sense.
I'm just curious what people are going to say about Streetwise being an Elite 8 for Wolfman's episode. I never voted for it once. That was all them. So
there you go.
yeah. But and then off to tell you guys offline, Wolfman sent me whole bunch of ideas for some upcoming tournaments he wants to put together, but we'll talk offline about it. So.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, and then we do have a Patreon. You go to patreon.com/movie hero, and I'm working on our last draft, just adding some graphics to it. I kind of want to punch it up a little bit for our a comedy movie a draft that I've sent. I've taken that down off of Facebook because it's going to move over to the Patreon, but I let it sit there for like 24 hours, so some people may have gotten
want to watch it.
Yeah, but and then we have a trivia. There'll be a week from this Sunday, and our current champion Ryan Permerson will go up against a new panel for the Seen and Heard movie trivia, which is trivia that comes from movie clips and clips from movie scores and soundtrack. So if you would like to compete, you can just DM me on Facebook's probably the best way to get a hold of me. You can do that, or if you want to email me, we got an email. It's moviehero2121@gmail.com. You'll find it there.
Or deleted scenes.
Yeah, right. Yep, love that. And then also, just the preview of what's coming up for the channel for tournament fights and tier rankers specifically. This Wednesday we'll be starting our best of 2012 series. So we'll be doing best movies of 2012 part 1 on Wednesday, and then part 2 on a Friday. But then I'll be going out of town, so we'll have to wait a little bit on the championship. It'll be about a week after that, something like that. So that. Then we already talked about next week doing the best and worst movie remakes. So we're doing that to kind of coincide with the little Mermaid, which I'm hearing kind of mixed things. I'm hearing
it's perfect that we're doing a good remake tournament, bad remake tournament, because we don't know which one it's going to fall under.
Yeah, right.
So we'll find out. Yeah.
Well, what I'm hearing is that like all the out of water stuff's great, but the underwater stuff's where it kind of has issues, like anything underwater. So yeah, but and then so our 2012 championship will be Tuesday, June 6th is when that's going to happen, and then we'll be doing our movie hero mystery tournament where we all submitted our top 128 favorite movies plus 20 honorable mention for anyone that's a partner of the channel, and then some of our like biggest regulars, and we're gonna put it into a giant wheel, which I've been hard at work plugging all of those into. We're gonna spin it 64 times. The first 64 movies to pop out will be in a tournament fights episode, and it'll be tough because it'll be all of our favorite movies. So there'll be some hard matchups in that one. Then we have our best movie duos championship that we haven't gotten to yet, so that's coming up soon. And then we have Father's Day coming up, so we got best movie dads. We did it the same way we did best movie mom, so it'll be a tier ranker for that one. And then we'll be getting into best movies of 2011, and then I want to just plug a couple ones that'll be coming directly after that. We're starting a geek tournament, the best geek characters of all time, and we have different categories. We're going to do one per month. So the first one's going to be best Star Wars characters. So I know we already did a Star Wars episode, but I kind of want to do it with like a non-eccentric Star Wars a panel. Because the one that we did before, we had all people that were from the Star Wars League and the Schmodown, every single one of them. So maybe with some non-super like diehard Star Wars fans, which we're all like big Star Wars fans, but they're just the ones from the league that we had last time. And then we also have our best animated movies of all time championship episode coming up at the end of June. So yeah, that's kind of what we can look forward to for tournament fights and tier rankers. So, but I think that's going to do it for us tonight, though. That was a fun episode. It's fun to have all those guys on there. So yeah, and for Malcolm, for Austin, for Paul Preston, for Adam Witt, for Kevin Smetts, I've been Jordan the Movie Hero Anderson, and we will see you next time.